Do you want to show off your whole outfit?
What does the Willy Wonka do, the sexy Willy Wonka?
Ew. I'm a peach.
He's the butt emoji.
Oh, wait, cute. Look, it even has like the crack.
Okay, listen up. My downstairs neighbors are like, damn.
Damn.
They're like, we hear her vacuuming all night, and now she's like suddenly like pounding on the floors.
This one will really freak him out.
Ah! Just know that both of us aren't wearing pants. You know what absolutely no one is looking forward to? Cold and flu season. Who likes getting sick? No one, right. But for people like me with OCD, this time can be especially hard. OCD can focus on anything, including your health. When it does, it can make you hyper aware of every sensation in your body. Even a simple cough or sneeze can cause your brain to start spiraling. But literally the worst case scenarios. Next thing you know, you spend hours checking your symptoms online, trying to reassure yourself that you're okay, or you've canceled all your plans because seeing anyone feels like too big of a risk right now. I know how terrifying it feels when your mind tries to convince you something is seriously wrong, and how impossible it seems to just not worry about it. But here's the thing about OCD. The harder you try and make the fear and anxiety go away, the more it grows and the smaller your world becomes. Really exhausting cycle. The way to get your life back from OCD is to break that cycle. And the best way to do that is a specialized therapy called ERP, or exposure and response prevention. That is where NoCD comes in. NoCD is the world's leading provider of specialized OCD treatment. Licensed therapists trained to understand exactly how OCD works and to treat it with ERP therapy. In live face-to-face virtual sessions, they'll help you break free from these exhausting patterns so you can get your time back and actually focus on what's important to you. NoCD is covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. They provide support in between sessions, so you're never alone. Any of this sounds familiar? Visit nocd.com to book a free call. That's nocd.com to learn more and get connected to someone who can help. Thank you so much, NoCD, for sponsoring today's video. We haven't done a reading video in so long, and the last time that we graced everybody with a reading video, it was a Colleen Hoover book, and so we're like, we can't do that again. We can't harm the children again. We can't.
No, we're gonna help them get through this assignment that's due on the first of school.
Absolutely. School is like started. Like we are nearing the middle of September. We're treating everyone with a 3-part special, and we are doing the Summer I Turned Pretty series. If you're asked why we're dressed like this, don't fucking worry about it. Either you watch the show and you've had peace of mind the last few 11 weeks or so. Everybody might be heartbroken. I don't know yet how it's going to end. I mean, I think I know how it's going to end, obviously, because I read the book, and it better end the same way that it started. Anyway, Jake has not read.
Okay, yeah, like a few days after my birthday, Nicole took me out to eat, and she was like, okay, so what if I explain to you the entire plot of The Summer I Turned Pretty?
But that's just scratching the surface. There's not enough. You don't know how fucked this book is. Like, there's cousins, there's love, there's brother loving. It's sick, it's disgusting. Jenny Han, you will pay. It is edging on like the territory of, I think someone's parents should step in and be like, this isn't really appropriate.
If I know anything about this, and I've seen some clips, parents do step in,
yeah.
But it doesn't work. No. My question is, I'm dressed as a peach. Is this in the 3rd book?
Yes.
Oh, so you're gonna really have to wait before
Yeah.
you figure that out.
Also,
oh, you're in the 3rd book too.
I don't think that this actually happens in the book. I think it just happens in the show.
Oh.
And if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. Jake doesn't know what this book is about. Actually, I'm really curious. What team do you think you're gonna be on, just based off of everything?
Based off of what you've told me about the show, I know I'm gonna be Team Conrad.
Okay.
Based off of this book, I'm prepared to say that I'm Team absolutely fucking no one. I'm team get them away from each other for the rest of their lives.
Okay, all right.
What team are you on right now?
Currently in this moment of time, like right now, Conrad.
Oh, and if I had asked you like 2 weeks ago, would you have said something else?
No, I would have said Conrad.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So currently at this moment in time, and also since I've started watching the show, Team Conrad. Okay.
In the beginning, I was like, team fuck everyone. Team, she needs to get away from this family. Team restraining order.
Team restraining order.
Time to branch out and meet new people. This book is not smutty. So if you're used to the Colleen Hoover books that are smutty, there's no teen sex in here.
Well, then what's the point?
Popcorn Jake.
Oh, okay.
You're starting.
Oh my God. I can't believe you're really here. He sounds almost as shy when he says, me neither. And then he hesitates. Are you still coming with me? I can't believe he even has to ask. I would go anywhere. Yes, I tell him. It feels like nothing else exists outside of that word. This moment, there's just us. Everything that's happened this past summer and every summer before it has all led up to this, to now.
What do you think that thing is?
They're fucking.
A lot of people think that this is how the book ends. Or how this entire story ends. That this is how season 3 ends.
Oh, really? I can't believe you're really here. What? I don't know. Maybe she's talking to her cousin.
Her cousin. Sure.
On Cousin's Beach. Chapter 1. We'd been driving for about 7,000 years.
I feel like she's lying.
Or at least that's how it felt. My brother Steven drove slower than our grana. I sat next to him in
White
the past.
people will name their grandmothers anything. And at first I was like, let me not make fun of this because the characters are Asian. And I'm like, maybe that has some sort of connection as to why. No, they're white in this book.
Oh,
they're not Asian.
I found my favorite station, the one that played everything from pop to oldies to hip hop. Tom Petty was singing Free Fallin'. I sang right along with him. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and her boyfriend too.
You don't know how the song goes?
She's a good girl. Crazy about Elvis, loves horses.
Oh, fuck.
And her boyfriend too.
Oh, I was thinking about the loves Jesus line because in the show they actually do play that, and then Jeremiah gets really into it because his like him in real life loves Jesus. And like he got really into the loves Jesus line.
Oh, he wasn't even acting.
No.
He wasn't even acting the whole show though.
No. The actor who plays Jeremiah said that he feels most closely related to Jeremiah. Mm-hmm. That's not a good thing.
No.
Why doesn't everybody want to play with me?
How come nobody ever wants to play with me?
Whenever they mention his blue eyes, you have to put his blue eyes on the screen.
It'll be like him as Hannah Montana.
No,
as Miley Cyrus. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
You still get that.
Spoiler alert. She's Hannah Montana. As we got closer and closer to the house, I could feel that familiar flutter in my chest. We were almost there. I rolled down the window and took it all in. The air tasted just the same, smelled just the same. The wind making my hair feel sticky. The salty sea breeze. All of it felt just right. Like it had been waiting for me to get there. Steven elbowed me. Are you thinking about Conrad? Are you getting all hot and flustered about Conrad? He said mockingly. No, I snapped. Belly, do you still like Conrad? From the looks of things last summer, I thought there might be something between you and Jeremiah. What? You and Jeremiah? Steven looks sickened.
Whose mom talks like that to them? Of being like, do you still like that boy? Like, does anybody's parent talk to them like that?
Me knowing everything about everyone's parents.
Yeah, I'm like,
they definitely don't.
No one's
like
parents
that.
are acting like that.
No one talks like that. But you know what I find in these books? No one ever talks like that.
No.
Mom, just because two people are good friends, it doesn't mean there's anything going on. Please never bring that up again. Conrad and Jeremiah were Beck's boys. Beck was Susanna Fisher, formerly Susanna Beck. My mother was the only one who called her Beck. They'd known each other since they were 9. Blood sisters, they called each other. And they had the scars to prove it. Identical marks on their wrists that looked like hearts.
They were cutting for Bieber.
Wait, what the fuck?
I know. I kept rereading that and I was like, scars on the wrists.
Did they even cover that in the show?
I guess they were cutting for somebody, but like who the fuck was popular back then that like cut for Jeff Buckley, cut for Bon Jovi?
Susanna told me that when I was born, she knew I was destined for one of her boys. Oh, arranged marriage. Arranged marriage. She said, you're going to marry one of my kids. She said it was fate. My mother, who didn't normally go in for that kind of thing, said it would be perfect as long as I had at least a few loves before I settled down. Susanna put her hands on my cheeks and said, I'd hate to lose my boys to anyone else. Conrad was the older one.
Is that not giving boy mom?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Is that not giving boy mom?
No, boy mom would be like, you will not date my child.
But to be like, I'd hate to lose my boys to anyone else, and then her being like, I want you to have different lovers before. She said that having...
You need to come and experience, she said.
Go have some different lovers before you end up with my boys. My boys deserve the absolute best. My boys are not going to be teaching you how to kiss.
Right, or with tongue.
Right, or anything.
Or anything.
So I think that's weird. I think that's weird as fuck to be like, I think you're going to end up with one of my children.
Popcorn Nicole.
Conrad was the older one, and by a year and a half, he was dark.
Oh, okay.
Completely unattainable, unavailable. He had a smirky kind of mouth, and I always found myself staring at it. Smirky mouths make you want to kiss them, to smooth them out and kiss the smirkiness away. Jeremiah, though, he was my friend. That was my good fucking pal. That was my good time pal. I had no feelings for him. That was my buddy. He was nice to me. He was the kind of boy who still hugged his mother, still wanted to hold her hand, even when he was technically too old for that. He wasn't embarrassed either. Jeremiah Fisher was too busy having fun to ever be embarrassed. I bet Jeremiah was more popular than Conrad at school. I bet the girls liked him better. I bet if it weren't for football, Conrad wouldn't even be some big deal. He would just be quiet, moody Conrad, dark, not a football god, and I like that. I like Conrad preferred to be alone, playing his guitar like he was above all the stupid high school stuff. I like that. Conrad was 18 now. He just had a birthday. He was taller than last summer, if you can believe it. I can believe it. I can't believe that an 18-year-old boy is taller
than a year before. Okay.
His hair was cut short around his ears and was as dark as ever. Unlike Jeremiah's, whose hair had gotten longer. He looked a little shaggy, but in a good way, like in a 1970s tennis player.
He looked like Shaggy. Zoink, scoop.
My mother got out of the car then too. Hey boys, where's your mother? She called out. Hey Yanny, she's taking a nap. Jeremiah called back. Conrad gave me a quick glance, the way that boys do at the mall. He had never looked at me like that in my whole life, not once. I could feel my flush from the car return. Jeremiah, on the other hand, did a double take. He looked at me like he didn't even recognize me. All of this happened in the span of about 3 seconds, but it felt much, much longer. But he was staring at me like he wasn't quite sure who I was. He cocked his head and said,
What? Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
That's
This is supposed to be a YA book.
Yeah, I thought this was for kids.
I know. He cocked his head and said, something looks different about you, Belly. I braced myself for the punchline. What? I got contacts. I wasn't used to myself without glasses either. My best friend Taylor had been trying to convince me to get the contacts since the 6th grade, and I finally listened. He smiled. It's not that. You just look different. He just wanted to say that she got boobs. That was it.
Is that why this is called The Summer I Turned Pretty?
No,
because she
actually,
got contacts this summer?
Well, I think it's more about the boobs. I think it's the boobs.
Okay.
I think it's about having boobs and contacts. Everyone in this first book is like, oh my God, she got so gorgeous. And then a flashback scene, it's like, oh, that's literally the same exact girl. She just had glasses. She looks exactly the same. My heart was beating so loudly I could hear it. Everything was the same, but not. They had looked at me like I was a real girl, not just somebody's little sister. I was a real girl. Also, not like I was somebody's little sister. Also, just confirmed. So these boys looked at you like a little fucking sister. Okay, so incest confirmed.
Keep that one in mind. Keep that one in mind.
Exactly. Yeah. Popcorn Jake.
Age 12, chapter 2. In the car, Susanna kept smiling at me in the rearview mirror. I gave her a look like, quit, please. But I wanted to smile back. Conrad wasn't paying attention anyway. He was looking out the window the whole ride there. Have fun, kids, said Susanna, winking at me as I closed my door. He seemed nervous, which made me feel less nervous. Okay, manipulative. He was watching the girl who worked the ring toss. Ugh, I'm jealous. She looked about 14 or 15.
Does he want to play ring toss?
No, I'm saying she's jealous. Belly. She's like, stop watching the girl working the ring toss.
Knowing you would be jealous of someone who was able to work ring toss.
Yeah, I'd be like, I should be behind there.
I should be there.
I should be scamming people. She looked about 14 or 15. The first thing I noticed were her shorts. They were canary yellow and they were really, really short.
She's slut shaming.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, do you have anything to say about that, Nicole? The exact same kind of shorts that the boy had made fun of me for wearing 2 days before. I felt so good about buying those shorts with Susanna, and then boys had laughed at me for it. Aw, the shorts looked a whole lot better on her. Oh, that's sad. I could see it all in the way that he looked at her, the way he almost seemed to hold his breath. Do you know her? I said. He looked startled, like he'd forgotten I was there. Her? No, not really. I bit my lip. Well, do you want to? Do I want to what? Conrad was confused, which was annoying. Do you want to get to know her? I guess. I like your shorts. Conrad cleared his throat. They're nice. I thought you'd said they were too short when I wore the exact same pair 2 days ago.
Now, why would she say that in front of another girl? She's not a girl's girl.
No.
We're shitting on this 12-year-old. She's not a fucking girl's girl. Why did she just slut shame another girl?
She's like, oh, really? Because you called me a whore for wearing those exact same ones.
Honestly, and I do the same thing when I was 12. I did the same thing when I was 12 and bitter. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
No,
chapter 4.
Chapter
We're skipping it to chapter 3.
Yeah.
Susanna swept me in for a hug. The close kind that's long enough to make you wonder how long it's going to last. Who will pull away first? You look thin, I told her, partially because it was true, and partially because I knew she'd love to hear it. She was always on a diet, always watching what she ate. To me, she was perfect. When did you go and grow up? When did you turn into this phenomenal woman? I smiled self-consciously, glad the boys were upstairs and not around to hear this. I look pretty much the same. You've always been lovely, but oh, honey. Look at you. She shook her head like she was in awe of me. You're so pretty, so pretty. You're going to have an amazing, amazing summer.
She's like, you're so fucking hot now, and you have contacts and boobs.
The thing is, Susanna was right. It was the summer I'd never forget. I'd never, ever forget. It was the summer everything began. It was the summer I turned pretty.
Not the summer I experienced new things. Not the summer
I studied hard for my SATs.
The summer I went to Paris. Not
the summer I became a woman of the world.
You know what? I'm on an Instagram post a few years ago. I captioned it, "The summer I became annoying," and I didn't even watch the show back then. Chapter 5. Susanna and my mother always had red wine, and us kids got grape Fanta. But on that night, there were wine glasses for everyone. Oh, so we're just
underage drinking,
right? So we're just gonna give the kids alcohol. I think we're all old enough to partake now, don't you, Laura? It's the first night of summer. Conrad drank his wine in about 2 gulps. He drank it like he was used to drinking it.
Alcoholic. Sorry.
I guess a lot can happen over the course of a year. He said, "It's not the first night of summer, Mom."
He goes like this.
Oh, yes, it is. Summer doesn't start until our friends get here, Susanna said, reaching across the table and touching my hand and Conrad's too. He jerked away from her almost by accident. Jeremiah must have seen it too because he changed the subject. Belly, check out my latest scar. Okay, so they're all cutting for Bieber. All of them in this fucking
Why did
house.
you talk about scars so much?
I know. Well, I think it was 2009. Jeremiah played football. He was proud of all his battle scars. I leaned in next to him to get a good look. It was a long scar. Clearly, he had been working out. His stomach was flat and hard, and it hadn't looked like that last summer even. He looked bigger than Conrad now. Wow, I said. Conrad snorted. Jared just wants to show off his 2-pack, he said, breaking off a piece of bread and dipping it into his bowl. You're just jealous because you quit. Conrad had quit football? That was news to me. He and Jeremiah had been on the team together for the last 2 years, but it was Conrad who'd been the star. Conrad shrugged indifferently. His hair was still wet from the pool, and so was mine. It got boring. What he means is he got boring, Jeremiah said, and then he stood up and pulled off his shirt. Pretty nice, huh? What the fuck is happening with this family? What's happening? Why is everyone
Can we all
naked?
just have a decent fucking dinner without everybody getting up to fucking take their fucking shirts off?
Somebody had half a glass of wine, and now we're getting naked. Now we're getting naked at the family function. Now we're getting naked at family dinner.
Their tolerance is like in the shitter though. Like they never actually drank.
Actually. Chapter 6, age 10. I didn't highlight anything. Chapter 7. I didn't notice right away that their family had more money than ours. Really? That would have been the first thing I would have noticed.
Oh, really? Because they have a house on a beach, girl. And what do you have?
And that's their second home.
And that, yeah.
We have
You haven't even
one.
seen the first one.
The beach house wasn't some fancy kind of place. It was a real honest-to-God beach house, the kind that's lived in and comfortable. It had faded old seersucker couches and creaking lazy boys us kids always fought over and peeling white paint and hardwood floors that had been bleached by the sun. Like, it has 7 bedrooms. It was nothing. It was an honest-to-God beach house. It was not fancy. I'm sorry, any house with 7 bedrooms, unless it's like the Duggar house.
And isn't this shit on the beach?
It's
like
on
it's
the
literally
beach. It's
on the beach. Girl,
It's
that thing
on the
costs a
beach.
fortune.
It's
that
on
thing
the
costs a
beach.
fucking
Yeah.
fortune.
Chapter 8. So I heard you have a girlfriend, I said. I heard it's pretty serious. My brother has a big mouth. About a month before we left for cousins, Jeremiah had called Steven. So what's she like? I didn't look at him when I said this. I was afraid he'd be able to see how much I cared. Conrad cleared his throat. We broke up. I almost gasped. My heart did a little ping. Your mom is right. You are a heartbreaker. I meant it to come out as a joke, but the words rang in my head and in the air like some kind of declaration. He flinched. She dumped me, he said flatly.
Oh.
I couldn't imagine anyone breaking up with Conrad. I wonder what she was like. Suddenly, she was this compelling actual person in my mind. What was her name? What does it matter? He said, his voice rough. Then Aubrey. Her name is Aubrey. She's Drake. Conrad Jake. Fuck,
Conrad,
I'm thinking about it so much.
are you okay? Oh my god.
I feel like I'm like having a stroke, like the woman on there. You do it really good.
Let's go ahead. The terrorist change a little bit. Have the pet.
Right, let's go ahead. Terrace Chase English for the bit. They had the pet.
Shout out to her. I love her.
Love her, Serena. Chapter 9. At night when I couldn't sleep, I'd sneak down the stairs and go for a swim in the pool. I'd start doing laps and I'd keep going until I felt tired. When I went to bed, my muscles felt nice and sore, but also shivery and relaxed. I loved bundling myself up after a swim in one of Susanna's cornflower blue bath sheets. I'd never even heard of bath sheets before Susanna.
And they're like, I didn't know that they were that rich. What the fuck is a what
even
is
a bath sheet? No, I thought you would know.
No, I have no idea what a bath sheet is. I thought you would know. Your family has more money than my family.
I have never. I don't even know what that could possibly. Bath sheet? Blue cornflower?
Adam comes walking out. I know what a bath sheet is.
And then tiptoeing back upstairs, falling asleep with my hair still wet.
That's disgusting.
You should never do that. You should always, if your hair is wet, take a straightening iron to it. You sleep so well after you've been in the water. It's like no other feeling. 2 summers ago, Susanna found me down there. She passed out on the floor. Some nights she'd swim with me. I'd be underwater doing my laps, and I'd feel her dive in, start to swim on the other side of the pool. We wouldn't talk, we'd just swim, but it was comforting to have her there. It was the only time that summer that I ever saw her without her wig. After her hair grew back, she kept it short, cut right below her chin.
She had a fuck-ass bob.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh my god, she was serving Bob. I swam back and forth a few times, and on the 4th lap, I started to flip turn, but I kicked something solid. I came up for air and saw it was Conrad's leg. He was sitting on the edge of the pool with his feet dangling in. He'd been watching me the whole time. He was smoking a cigarette.
That's why the moms have cuts on their wrist, because they were cutting for Conrad.
Like, please stop smoking,
No,
Conrad.
literally, they were cutting for Conrad.
No.
That's me with Joe.
Conrad.
Joe, please stop smoking.
I stayed underwater up to my chin, and I was suddenly aware of how my bathing suit was too small for me now. Every chance Jenny Hunt gets to be like, her boobs grew. Her boobs are fucking massive now. There was no way I was getting out of the water with him still there. Since when did you start smoking? I asked accusingly. And what are you doing down here anyway? Okay, it is his beach house. Just want to say. It is his family's beach house, but whatever. Yeah, go off. What do you want me to answer first? Ooh, got her ass. Got her ass with that one. He had that amused, condescending Conrad look on his face, the one that drove me crazy. Okay, fine. Then when did you start smoking? I don't know, last year maybe. He was being vague on purpose. It was maddening. Well, you shouldn't. You should quit right now. Are you addicted? That's like every time we watch somebody do anything as a kid. Like you saw somebody drink. You're like, are you addicted?
No, literally.
He laughed. No. Then quit if you put your mind to it. I know you can. If he put his mind to it, I knew he could do anything. That's the dumbest line. Why did she write that?
She's acting as
She's
if...
like, I needed to fill up 300, I need to fill my whole essay. If you put your mind to it, I know you can. If he put his mind to it, I knew he could do anything.
She's acting as if he's has his feet in the pool and holding a crack pipe.
Conrad, this isn't
Literally,
you.
Conrad holding the syringe, and she's like, I know you can stop. I know you can do anything.
Are you addicted? He held the cigarette in the air above his beer can.
Oh my god, he's using. He's using.
No, I don't like him.
He's using. He's smoking and he's drinking. He's addicted.
He's addicted. Girl, the worst thing you can be in life is addicted.
He's 18 and he's smoking a cigarette and beer. No.
Chapter 11, age 9. Ooh, we're going way back. We were playing cards outside on the porch, and my mother and Susanna were drinking margaritas and playing their own card game.
Everybody's using in this book.
Yanni, why do you call my mom Beck when everyone else calls her Susanna? Or why do you call me Laurel when everyone calls me Yanni, girl? Jeremiah wanted to know. Me and my brother Steven were a team, and they were losing. Card games bored Jeremiah, and he was always looking for something more interesting to do, to talk about. Because her maiden name is Beck, my mother explained, grinding out a cigarette on Belly's forehead. Because her maiden name is Beck.
She smoked with Belly and utero. Everybody.
That's how they came up with her fucking name, girl. They were all drunk as fuck.
Belly.
They only smoked when they were together. Oh, okay. So they enable each other. So it was a special occasion. My mother said smoking with Susanna made her feel young again. This is not good. Like the way that we talk about this. I said it would shorten her lifespan by years, but she waved off my worries and called me a doomsayer.
I'm getting vibes from the moms.
Oh, that they're literally like in love, that they're fucking. That they're fucking. Oh my god, I don't know.
When I watched the show for the first time, I kept texting Katie and I was like, the moms are fucking right.
We're already on chapter 12. Wow, good for us. Mr. Fisher would pop in throughout the summer, an occasional weekend, and always the first week of August. When Mr. Fisher came to town, which wasn't very often, I stood up a little straighter. Everyone did. Well, except Susanna and my mother, of course. The funny thing was, my mother had known Mr. Fisher for as long as Susanna had. The three of them had gone to college together, and their school was small. I guess Mr. Fisher was good looking for a dad. He was better looking than my father anyway. Oh, okay. Belly's dad catching strays.
He's not even here to defend himself.
Yeah, wait, where are the dads, girl?
No, dead ass.
No, literally,
No.
where is your father?
No, well, I mean, what's the point when the mothers are in love?
I think Dad stopped being my hero when I saw him with one of his PhD students after he and my mother separated. She wasn't even pretty. Damn, she's catching strays.
She's like slut shaming anyone.
Yeah, I actually don't see anything wrong with that. They separated, no?
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl. Let your dad.
It's not like Arya's dad, who was with a PhD student.
Popcorn, Nicole.
Chapter 13. I was sitting in an Adirondack chair eating a toast and reading a magazine when my mother came out and joined me. She had that serious look on her face, the look of purpose. Did you know that Adirondack chairs were actually created for people with tuberculosis?
I did not know that.
I think so.
Why?
I might have just made that up.
I feel like it'd be harder to cough in that
No, apparently
position.
it's better for them. Or I just made that up.
I'll have to
or
try
it
that next
opens
time you
your
get
lungs.
tuberculosis, girl.
I don't know. Ask John
You know
Green.
me. Oh, does he have tuberculosis?
No, he wrote a book called Everything is Tuberculosis.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I do remember that.
That's John Green has tuberculosis.
You're like really up to date on John Green's health right now.
She had that serious look on her face, her look of purpose, the one she got when she wanted to have one of her mother-daughter talks. I dreaded those talks the same way I dreaded my period.
Oh!
Because I'm a woman now, because I'm 15, and I have boobs and contacts and a period. My mother cleared her throat. Is Conrad doing drugs? She asked me. Girl, everyone in this book is doing drugs.
No, and you know, she was like, yes, he is. He's been smoking cigarettes.
I almost choked. No, why are you asking me anyway? Conrad doesn't talk to me. Ask Steven. I already did. He doesn't know. He wouldn't lie. Well, I wouldn't either. My mother sighed. I know. Beck's worried. He's been acting differently. He quit football. I quit dance, and you don't see me running around with a crack pipe. Chapter 14, age 13. The first time they did it. They thought that we didn't know. It was actually pretty stupid of them.
She's talking about the moms going into the room and fucking.
No, literally.
He's like, the first time they did it, they thought we didn't know. We knew.
I told you not to eat all those baked beans, Steven. I snickered. But it wasn't gas. I smelled it too. It was pot. It's pot, I said loudly. I wanted to be the one who said it first to prove how sophisticated and knowledgeable I was, that I know what pot smells like. No way, said Jeremiah. Conrad took off his headphones and said, Belly's right. It's pot. Stephen paused the game
How
to
many
turn...
fucking people does it take to confirm it's fucking pot? You know, she is like filling this page with words. This thing could have been half the size, Jenny Hahn.
I know.
Actually, all 3 books could have just been 1 book.
Stephen paused the game and turned to look at me. How do you know what pot smells like, Belly? Because, Stephen, I get high all the time. I'm a burnout. You didn't know? It's my mom's, Conrad said, putting on his headphones back on again for her chemo. Damn, they made it dark. They made it fucking rough.
When that one friend kills the fucking vibe. Yeah, I'm a huge fucking pothead. It's for my mom. It's for her chemo.
That was me. Like, when literally any moment possible, I'm like, how can I bring up my mother's cancer into this conversation?
It's so sorry if I'm quiet. I'm thinking about my dead grandpa.
When they came downstairs a little while later, they were giggling like 2 teenagers. Mom, everyone knows you guys were smoking pot upstairs, Conrad said, just barely bobbing his head to the music that only he could hear. Whoops, my mom said. I guess the cat's out of the bag, Beck. All right, that's not the only cat that's out of the bag. Boys, your mother's been taking... That's funny, because they're gay, because they're lesbians.
That's not the only pussy that's been popping around here that popped out of the bag.
Boys, your mother's been taking medicinal marijuana to help her with the nausea for her chemo. Why is she, like, outing her? As we walked up the porch steps, we heard them talking through the window screen. Jeremiah stopped when he heard Susanna say, Lore, I hate myself for even thinking this. But I almost think I'd rather die than lose my breast. Sorry, it's getting harsh. Now you should feel bad.
Yen is like, yeah, please do not lose your breast.
Yeah.
I need something to squeeze.
Jeremiah stopped breathing as he stood there listening. Then he sat down and I did too. My mother said, I know you don't mean that. Then my mother said in her most serious, most deadpan voice, your boobs really are pretty goddamn amazing.
What?
And you're telling me... And
To Susanna?
To Susanna.
They are fucking.
They are fucking. Those girls are fucking.
Those girls are fucking. And she's like, they won't feel the same if you get like fake
An
ones later.
implant.
Yeah, I don't
she's
like
like,
that.
it's not going to be the same.
It's not gonna be the
she's
same.
like, please just risk the potential for cancer to pop up again. Just
Come
for
on.
me. I let go of Jeremiah's hand and stood up. He did too. We walked back to the beach, neither of us saying anything. What was there to say? Sorry your mom has cancer? I hope she doesn't lose a boob. Just leave him alone, Conrad said. The 2 of them never seemed particularly close, but there were times when I saw how well they understood each other, and this was one of them. Seeing Conrad protective of Jeremiah made me feel this huge surge of love for him. She's having a large surge. It felt like a wave in my chest washing over me, which then made me feel guilty because why should I be feeding into a crush when Susanna had cancer? Valid, true.
No, I kind of agree. It's like, that's so OCD. No, I literally can't have a crush right now because of cancer.
Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 15, present day. Halfway through the movie, Jeremiah got up suddenly. He was gone a few minutes. When he came back, he had a large soda and a pack of Twizzlers. I reached for the soda to take a sip, but there were no straws. You forgot the straws, I told him. He ripped the plastic off the Twizzler box and bit the ends off of 2 Twizzlers. I just want to say, I hate Twizzlers.
I hate Twizzlers.
Fucking hate Twizzlers. They're disgusting. You can have all those that you want, Jeremiah. Then he put them in the cup. Oh, also, he like loves candy.
Yeah,
You were going to find out.
He's childish.
I wondered if people thought we were on a date. Jeremiah looked at me. He smiled in this familiar way, and suddenly I had this crazy thought. I thought, Jeremiah Fisher wants to kiss me. Which was crazy. This was Jeremiah. He'd never looked at me like that. And as for me, Conrad was the one I liked. Even when he was moody and inaccessible in the way he was now. It had always been Conrad. I'd never seriously considered Jeremiah, not with Conrad standing there. And of course, Jeremiah had never looked at me that way before either. I was his pal.
No, literally.
His movie watching partner, the girl who he shared a bathroom with, shared sheets with.
Secrets.
Oh, sorry. I actually misread that. I'm sorry. I wasn't the girl he kissed.
I think I need all Jelly shippers to hear that. Like hear that so loud and clear. She never saw him that way.
Chapter 16, age 14. I knew bringing Taylor Swift was a mistake. I knew it, and I did it anyway. Taylor Jewel, my best friend. The boys in our grade call her Jewel. Who the fuck is Jewel?
Who the fuck
is Jewel? What she pretended to hate but secretly loved. Taylor had been begging me to bring her forever. I'd resisted her, saying it'd be too crowded, but she was very persuasive. It was my own fault. I'd bragged about the boys too much, and deep down, I did want her there. She was my best friend after all. She hated that we didn't share everything, every moment, every experience. When she joined the Spanish club, she insisted I join too, even when I didn't take Spanish. For when we go to Cabo after graduation, she said. I wanted to go to the Galapagos Islands for graduation. That was my dream. I wanted to see a blue-footed
I want you to zoom
booby.
in on my face after you said Cabo, because I stared right into the barrel of the camera like it was a gun.
Why? You love Cabo? Yes. I wanted to see a blue-footed booby. Boys came. to attention right away. Right away, they looked at her. Check out her smallish B-cups and her blonde hair. It's a miracle, bro. I wanted to tell them. That's half a bottle of Sun-In. Her hair isn't usually that yellow. Not that they would have cared either way. She's dragging her friend.
She's a hater. No, she's a fucking hater.
She is a hater. As soon as we got into my room, Taylor flung herself onto the bed by the window. My bed, the one I always slept in. Oh my god, he's so cute. Which one? I said, even though I knew. The dark one, of course. I love my men dark. I doubt it will happen, I told her. Oh, good. She's such a good friend. Oh, you'll never get Conrad. Conrad doesn't care about girls. I knew that wasn't true. He did care about girls. He cared enough about that girl Angie from last summer to go to second with her, hadn't he? Damn, she knows everything.
I know. Last night when I was reading the book, I was like Googling. I was like, what is third base?
But Conrad's different. I hesitated, searching for just the right word to scare Taylor off. Almost like disturbed.
That's a creep.
What? She shrieked. Quickly, I backtracked. Maybe disturbia had been too strong of a word. Disturbia. I don't mean disturbia exactly, but he can really be intense. Serious. You should go for Jeremiah. I think he's more your type. And just what does that mean, Belly? Taylor demanded. That I'm not deep? Well, she's about as deep as an inflatable kiddie pool.
I know, she's mean as fuck to her friend.
I would not be your friend.
About you.
Oh my god! Jeremiah is cute, but Conrad's the one that I want. I am gonna make that boy's head spin. Okay, but don't blame me when the guys don't talk to you. I shrugged right back at her. I don't care if they talk to me or not. I don't think of them that way. Yeah, right. You've been, obsessed with Conrad for as long as I've known you. You wouldn't even talk to any of the guys at our school last year. Taylor, that was a really long time ago. They're like brothers to me, just like Steven. I said, pulling on a pair of my gym shorts. Talk to them all you want.
Taylor knew that she's been obsessed with Conrad
she's
forever.
not nice. But I think they're frenemies.
I think they need to, let each other go. I think it's time that they start getting new friends.
I agree, because if she literally just admitted that she knew all this time that
she loved Conrad.
And then she's like, oh, I'm going to get Conrad.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
Chapter 17, Popcorn and Nicole.
A few days after we shared Twizzlers at the movies, Jeremiah announced, I'm going to teach Belly how to drive stick shift today. We went out to practice on the road that led down to the other side of the beach. It was quiet. There was no one else out on the road, just us. In the show, Jeremiah's bi.
No, he's not.
You don't believe in bi men?
I don't believe that actor is playing that character bi.
You want to watch?
What does he say?
He kisses a guy. Mm-hmm.
He allowed that to happen? He's homophobic. You're laughing. I don't know why.
Because homophobia is so funny to me.
Yeah.
I thought boys liked it when girls were helpless.
Ew.
They like that too, but I just happen to prefer smart, confident girls. Bull, you like Taylor, and she's not like that. But she was a good kisser. She tasted like Skittles. But you were the best, Bells.
So they did kiss.
Hold on. I was kind of surprised he even remembered. I mean, it had been memorable for me, but it had been my first kiss, and it had been Jeremiah. But the fact that he remembered, that sort of made his laughing okay. You were my first kiss, I said. I felt like I could say anything to him at that moment. It felt like how it used to be with us before we grew up and things got complicated. It felt easy and friendly and normal. Taylor told me afterward, what? I can't believe she did that. That Judas. I almost
he read the Bible? Right. Okay, girl.
Chapter 18, age 14. Taylor leaned forward and said, Laurel, what's the craziest thing you and Susanna did when you were our age? Probably we're lovers. I don't know. Taylor talked to people.
I probably ate her out or something.
Taylor talked to people like she was at a slumber party always. We snuck onto the golf course one night and planted daisies.
They did LSD or something. Did they actually plant flowers?
I don't know. I wasn't there, Jake.
Girl, that's the dumbest. That's not even crazy. That's the best thing she could come up with. It's definitely not LSD. This is a book for teenagers.
The boardwalk sucks, said Steven. Conrad said, not interested. Who invited you guys anyway? I said. No one invites anyone to the boardwalk. You just go. It's a free country. Is it a free country? My mother mused. I want you to really think about that statement.
You're one friend who's too woke.
What about our civil liberties? Are we really free if Laurel, please? Susanna said, shaking her head.
Please.
Let's not talk politics at the dinner table.
She got all MAGA on everyone. When Donald Trump was president.
You are the peach right now. In the car, we waited for my mother and the boys to come out, and I whispered, I thought you liked Conrad. Taylor rolled her eyes. Blah. He's boring. I think I'll like Jeremy instead. His name is Jeremiah, I said sourly. Oh. I know that. Then she looked at me and her eyes widened. Why? Do you like him now? No. She let out an impatient breath of air. Belly, you've got to pick one. You can't have them both. I know that. It's not like they look at me like that anyway. They look at me like Steven does, like a little sister. Taylor tugged at my t-shirt collar. Well, maybe if you showed a little cleave. cleave. I'm not showing any cleave. And I told
the
you,
fuck?
I don't like either of them. Not anymore. So you don't care that I'm going after Jeremy? So I said, if I told you I cared, would you stop? She thought for a second, probably, if you really, really cared. But then I would just go after Conrad. I'm here to have fun, Belly. I decide, at least she was honest. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 19. It occurred to me I was going to have to make the most of this summer. Really, make it count. After all, I would be 16 soon, and I was getting older too. And I'm getting older too. Children get older. I'm getting older too. Chapter 21. The night Steven left, I headed down to the pool for one of my midnight swims, and Conrad, Jeremiah, and this neighbor guy, Clay Bertolet, we're sitting on the lounge chairs drinking beer. Damn, they're drinking a lot for teenagers.
I know. We're not making fun of the name Belly enough.
She barely has said Belly, though. I feel,
I know, you're right.
I do hate the name. And I did agree with the TikTok where they were like, sorry, I'm not watching a show where the main character's name is Belly. Clay lived way down the street, and he'd been coming to Cousin's Beach for almost as long as we had. I walked over to them, pretty confident. Hey, guys, I said. Clay looked up at me, his eyes narrow. Hey, Belly. Ugh, terrible name. Are you happy? Long time no see. He patted the lounge chair. I hated when people said long time no see. It was such a dumb way to say hello. It's also like racist. But I sat down anyway. He leaned in and gave me a hug. He smelled like beer and Polo Sport. So how have you been? He asked. Before I could answer, Conrad said, she's fine. Now it's time for bed. Good night, Belly. Ugh. Belly, terrible name. I tried not to sound like a 5-year-old when I said, I'm not going to sleep yet. I'm swimming. You should head back up, Jeremiah said, putting his beer down. Your mom will kill you for drinking. Hello, I'm not drinking, I reminded him. Clay offered me his Corona. Here, he said, winking. He seemed drunk. I hesitated. Conrad snapped irritably. Don't give her that. She's a kid, for God's sake.
Oh,
We're
so you
all kids, girl.
Want to know something funny? Okay, spoiler alert. There's no sex at all in any of these 3 books. Belly dies a virgin. The series ends with Belly
dying?
The series ends in the books with Belly as a virgin, but they're like, alcohol, everybody can drink.
But like, this is truly a book meant for teenagers. Granted, they drink.
I don't know. I think it's weird that they're including everybody like having a crack pipe on them at all times.
That is strange. That is strange.
So no sex, but crack pipe?
Crack pipe, absolutely. No pipe, but crack pipe. Crack pipe's just what I call back shots. Am I right?
I was good.
Hey! I stood by the fire alone and pretended to warm my hands even though they weren't cold. She's like... That's what I saw him. He was standing alone too, drinking a bottle of water. It didn't seem like he knew anybody either. He was standing all by himself. He looked like he was my age, but there was something about him that seemed safe, comfortable, like he was younger than me, even though he wasn't. It took me a few glances to figure out what it was. When I finally figured it out, I was like, aha.
She's now at a bonfire.
So this is a different.
It's Clay's 4th of July bonfire.
Gotcha.
That
And this isn't like a flashback to when they met. Okay,
no,
cool.
this is this summer. It's active.
Got it. He was taller than Stephen or Jeremiah, maybe even Conrad. He looked like he was maybe half white, half Japanese or Korean, maybe. Oh my God, just like her in the show. He was so pretty. I felt like I could draw his face, and I didn't even know how to draw.
She said he's easy to draw.
I could feel my cheeks flaming. There was nothing for me to say but, hi. Hello. Hello. I walked over, stuck out my hand. Enchanté. Immediately regretted it. Who shook hands anymore? Did you take Latin? What in the world? Yes. Did you ever go to Latin convention in Washington, D.C.?
Is he Irish?
I don't know. No, he's like Latvian. He has that thing that you do where you miss articles. He's like, did you ever go to Latin convention?
He's Latvian.
He's Latvian. In Washington, D.C.? He asked. He's Gru. Yes, I said, I'm Cam, but my Latin name was Sextus. Salve. It was kind of funny. Salve. I'm Flavia. I mean Belly. I mean my name is Isabel, but everyone... What the fuck is Flavia? What are they talking about, girl? What are you talking about? But everyone calls me Belly. Why? It's my dad's nickname for me when I was little. He thought Isabel was too long a name. Girl, men are so lazy.
They can't even call their daughter by their name.
By their real fucking name. Oh, Belly is one syllable shorter than Isabel. Okay, yeah, girl. It was too long.
Izzy.
Girl, Izzy. Why not
Izzy's
Izzy?
right there.
Bella's
right there. Belle's right there.
Belle is even easier. Why not Izzy then? Or Belle? Okay, guys. Yes, we just said that.
Oh,
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that.
genuinely didn't even see that.
Popcorn Nicole.
Belly was the kind of name that conjured up images of plump children or men in undershirts. Anyway, I hate the
Gag,
name
true.
Izzy, but I do wish people call me Belle. It's prettier. Damn, wow, we really had this conversation like prematurely. I think I'm gonna leave soon, he said, finishing his water. He didn't look at me when he said, do you need a ride? No. I came here with those guys over there. I pointed at Conrad and Jeremiah. He nodded. I figured the way your brother kept looking over here. I almost choked. My brother? Who? Him? I pointed at Conrad. He wasn't looking at us. He was looking at a blonde girl in a red socks cap, and she was looking right back. He was laughing. And he never laughed. He's not. He thinks he's everybody's big brother. It's so patronizing. Why are you leaving already anyway? You're going to miss the fireworks. He cleared his throat like he was embarrassed. I was actually going to go home and study. I'm studying whales. I want to intern on a whale watching boat, and I have to take this whaling exam next month, he said, rubbing the top of his head again. I hurried over to Conrad, walking so fast I kicked up sand behind me. Hey, I'm going to get a ride, I said. The blonde Red Sox girl looked me up and down. Hello. Hello. Conrad said, with who? I pointed at Cam. Him. You're not riding with someone you don't even know. I said loudly, I'd rather ride with a stranger than with someone who's been drinking. I've had one beer, he snapped. I weigh 175 pounds. Wait half an hour and I'll take you. Stop being such a brat. I could feel tears starting to spark my eyelids. I looked over my shoulder to see if Cam was watching. He was. You're an asshole, I said. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, and you're a 4-year-old. And I walked away. I heard the girl ask, is she your girlfriend? I whirled around and we both said, no. Conrad said, her mom is best friends with my mom. So that's all I was to him? His mom's friend's daughter? Like, what do you want him to say, girl?
Girl, you just fought him. You told him you had a boyfriend.
Right, what do you want him to say? Like, this is my cousin?
This is my stepsister.
Basically.
Our moms are fucking.
And without even thinking, I said to the girl, I've known Conrad my whole life, so let me be the one to tell you that you're barking up the wrong tree. Conrad will never love anyone as much as he loves himself, if you know what I mean. I lifted up my hand and wiggled my fingers. Shut up, Belly. The tops of his ears were turning bright red. It was a low blow, and I didn't care. He deserved it. Red Sox girl frowned. What is she talking about, Conrad? To her, I blurred out, oh, I'm sorry. Do you not know what the idiom barking up the wrong tree means? Her face twisted. You little skank, she hissed. There's just, like, why is Belly being so mean? That's when Jeremiah ambled over. Hey, what's going on? He asked, smiling in his easy, goofy way. Your brother's a jerk, I said. That's what's going on. Jeremiah put his arm around me. He smelled like beer. You guys play nice, you hear? I shrugged out of his hold and said, I am playing nice. Tell your brother to play nice. Wait, are you guys brother and sister too? The girl asked. Cam said, what was that all about? I was choking back tears as I said, let's just go. He hesitated, glancing over back at Conrad. I don't think that's such a good idea, Flavia. Underneath his t-shirt said, straight edge, with a picture of a razor blade, the kind a guy shaves with. What does that mean? I asked, zipping up his hoodie. It was warm and it smelled like boy, but in a good way. I'm straight edge, he said. You'll love him. You'll love Cameron. I'm straight edge.
Excited.
I don't drink or do drugs. I used to be hardcore where you don't take over-the-counter medicine or drink caffeine, but I quit that. Why?
You quit not doing something? Sorry, I'm just like, it doesn't really work like that.
I don't believe in polluting your body with unnatural stuff. I quit because it was making my mom crazy, and also I really miss Dr. Pepper. Popcorn Jake.
Real shit. I was brushing my teeth in the upstairs bathroom when Jeremiah came in, shutting the door behind him. Reaching for his toothbrush, he said, what's going on with you and Con? Why are you guys so mad at each other? He hopped up onto the sink. Through a mouthful of toothpaste, I said, because he's a self-righteous neo-maxi zoom dweeby.
I'm calling you that.
Did they say that in the show?
No.
You know, if they did, it would have been viral.
I do not think that they said that.
Chapter 22. He continued giving me directions, and then we pulled up to Go-Kart City. We're gonna get you some driving practice, he said, grinning like crazy. We waited in line for cars, and when it was our turn, a guy told me to get in the blue one. I said, can I drive the red one instead? He winked at me and said, you're so pretty. I'd let you drive my car.
Belly is a Republican. We should talk about that. If they are in Massachusetts and they have a beach house,
They're Republican?
Everybody in this book is a Republican, which the comments are going to be like, well, what's wrong with that? Everything.
Well, what does the mom do for work that she has a beach house?
She's a painter. She's a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, no, she's a Democrat.
You think?
Yes! If anything, she's a libertarian, girl. I could feel myself bush, but I like it. Sorry. I could feel myself blush, but I liked it. The guy was older than me, and he was actually paying me attention. It was kind of amazing. I've seen him there the summer before, and he hadn't looked at me once. Getting into the car next to me, Jeremiah muttered, what a freaking cheese ball. What a freaking cheese ball. He needs to get a real job. Like lifeguarding is a real job. I countered. Jeremiah scowled. Just drive. Every time my car came back around the track, the guy waved at me. The third time he did it, I waved back. He's like,
And Belly is slutting herself out for the go-kart man.
I don't like that.
She's not slutting herself out. She's not. She can do
She's
whatever
being
she wants.
objectified by the go-kart man.
She said that the guy's older. She didn't say how old. The guy's like 49.
Yeah, parts that we didn't read. His balding head. And then he waved over his 3 kids. I'm just kidding. Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 23. So this guy I know, Kinsey, is having a party tomorrow night. Do you maybe want to come? Yeah, I said right away, I do. I made the mistake of mentioning it at breakfast the next morning. My mother and Susanna were grocery shopping. It was just me and the boys, the way it had been for the most part this summer. I'm going to a party tonight, I said, partly just to say out loud and partly to brag. Conrad raised his eyebrows. You? Whose party? Jeremiah demanded. Kinsey's? Frowning, Conrad said, doesn't Greg Kinsey sell crystal meth out of his trunk? What? No.
How would he know that?
Right.
How would he know that?
Unless he's buying the crystal meth.
Yeah.
How would you know? Because I don't know.
Is he addicted?
I have no true. Everyone is addicted to something in this show and in this book. Also, yeah, I've never accused anyone of selling crystal meth because I don't buy crystal meth, so I wouldn't know who sells crystal meth. What? No, Cam wouldn't be friends with someone like that. I said defensively. Like what? Someone who's trying to make an honest living.
Yeah.
Who's Cam? Jeremiah asked me. The guy I met at Clay's bonfire. He asked me to go to this party with him, and I said yes. Sorry, you aren't going to some meth addict's party. Conrad said he sells crystal meth or he's a meth addict because a lot of times the ones who sell do not cut into their own supply.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
So what is the story? This was the second time Conrad was trying to tell me what to do, and I was sick of it. What does he think he was? I had to go to this party. I didn't care if there was crystal meth or not. I was going. I'm telling you, Cam wouldn't be friends with someone like that. He's straight edge. Conrad and Jeremiah both snorted. In moments like these, they were a team. He's straight edge, Jeremiah said. Try not to smile at me. Very cool, agreed Conrad. I glared at both of them. First, they didn't want me hanging out with meth addicts. And then being straight edge wasn't cool either. He doesn't do drugs, all right?
Yeah, so what's the deal?
She can't do anything
right.
I think I'll check out this party too. Wait, what? I started to panic. I think I'll go too, Conrad said. I like pool. I stood up. You guys can't come. You weren't invited. Conrad leaned back in his chair and put his arms around behind his head. Don't worry, Belly. We won't bother you on your big date. Into his hand threateningly, his blue eyes narrow, then his ass is grass.
His blue eyes.
I need you to put like the memes of like Jeremiah's like blue fucking eyes every single time because it is actually extremely terrifying.
Casted well.
That's the only reason why they cast him. They saw his blue eyes and they're like, yep, this is our guy. Things had been weird with me and Conrad and also with me and Jeremiah. An impossible thought crept its way into my head because was it possible they didn't want me with Cam because they like had feelings for me? Could that even be? I doubted it. I was like a little sister to them, only I wasn't. So we can all acknowledge that this is a family affair. Conrad looked at me and said, what's with the perfume? It's giving me a headache. And why are you wearing all that makeup? I wasn't wearing that much makeup. I had blush and mascara and a little bit of lip gloss, and that was it. It was just that he wasn't used to me wearing any. And I'd sprayed my neck and wrist. That was all. Conrad sure hadn't minded Red Sox girl's perfume. He loved her perfume. I took one last look at myself in the mirror in the hallway. I rubbed a little of the blush off. Also, the perfume.
One time Nicole turned to me, she's like, do I have too much blush on? And she turned out, oh my God. I was like, are you sunburned? No, I didn't say that. No, you had a good amount of blush on. And then I think you asked the girl and she was like, it's gonna fade over the night.
So this guy Kinsey, he's kind of weird, but he's a good person, Cam told me as he backed out of the driveway. He sells crystal meth. Casually I asked, does he by any chance sell crystal meth? Not that I know of, he told me. I relaxed. Now that the crystal meth stuff was out of the way, there was only one more thing. I twisted the charm bracelet on my wrist over and over and said, so, you know those guys I was with at the bonfire? Jeremiah and Conrad? Your fake brothers? Popcorn Jake.
He laughed like I had made a joke, which made me feel better. He opened up the cooler and pulled out Coke. He opened it and handed it to me. Snort this, Cam said. Just because I'm straight edge doesn't mean you can't do Coke. I mean, I'll judge you for it, but you can still do Coke if you want to. That was a joke, by the way. Jeremiah spotted me then as he bowed at the end of his song. Belly, this next song goes out to you. He pointed it at Cam. What's your name? Cam cleared his throat. Cameron. Jeremiah said right into the mic, your name is Cameron? Damn, that sucks, dude. Everyone laughed, especially Conrad. When just a second ago, he looked so bored. It's just Cam said quietly. He looked at me then, and I was embarrassed. Not for him, but of him. I hated them for that.
They called him Cam Cameron for the entirety of the show. Like, literally now, I can't refer to him as that's Cameron. No, that's Cam Cameron.
Okay, Cameron. This song goes out to you and our favorite little belly button. Hit it, ladies. Hit it, ladies.
You making him canonically bisexual, even though he's only bisexual in the show and not in the book.
He doesn't kiss. Wow, she was like, oh no, this is for children. They can't have bisexuals.
2009, they didn't have bisexual men.
they didn't
make
get that
those
update yet.
Yeah. They didn't make those yet. Those started coming out in like 2017.
Summer lovin' had me. Is this like one of the only songs she knows? Because this is
I
the
guess
second
so.
time in the book that she's sung
I guess
it.
so.
Conrad and some guy with a barbed wire tattoo on his forearm were arguing. The guy was shorter than Conrad, but stockier. He was packing some serious meat, and he looked like he was like 25. Jeremiah watched, bemused, but I could tell he was alert, ready to jump in if he needed to. What's Jeremiah gonna do?
No, actually, what is and they're like, he's so scrawny, he's smaller than Conrad. Well,
What are they fighting about? He shrugged. Conrad's wasted. Don't worry about it. They're just showing off. They look like they might kill each other, I said uneasily. They're fine, Cam said, but we should probably get out of here. It's late. I glanced at him. I'd almost forgotten he was standing next to me. Damn. That's her date, by the way, for the night.
that's her whole ass boyfriend.
Yeah, like literally, that's basically, they're dating. I'm not leaving, I said. Not that I could do anything to stop a fight from happening, but it wouldn't be right to just leave them there. Just admit it. You just want to stand and watch Conrad gets socked in the face by the... Conrad stepped up close to the tattoo guy, who shoved him away easily. Conrad laughed. Are you going to do something? I hissed. He's a big boy, Jeremiah said. His eyes closed on Conrad. He'll be fine. But he didn't believe it, and neither did I. Conrad didn't seem fine at all. He didn't seem like the Conrad Fisher I knew, all wild and out of control. What if he got himself hurt? What then? I had to help. I just had to. Hi, I said, standing between the two of them.
Who are you?
We have to leave. Conrad pushed me out of the way. Get the hell out of here, Belly. Who's this? Your baby sister? The guy looked me up and down. No, I'm Belly.
Like in that moment, pull out your government name.
No, really.
Pull it
I'm
out.
Isabel.
Say it with your whole chest. Say,
Yeah.
I'm Isabel.
Yeah, I'm Isabel. I'm sorry. Belly? Girl, you're not helping the situation here. Only I was nervous and I shuddered when I said my name. Damn, it gets worse. Like, she said, Belly? The guy bust out laughing. I grabbed Conrad's arm. We're gonna leave now. I realized how drunk he was when he swayed a little as he tried to swat me off. Don't leave. Things are just getting fun. See, I'm about to kick this guy's ass. I'd never seen him like this before. His intensity scared me. Popcorn, Nicole.
The guy kept looking at Conrad and then back at me, shaking his head. He said, Belly, you better get this little boy home. Don't talk to her, Conrad warned. I put my hand on Conrad's chest. This isn't you, Conrad, please. It felt solid and warm. I could feel his heart beating fast and out of control.
Oh.
He's about to have arrhythmia. Can we please just go home? I pleaded, but it was like Conrad didn't even see me standing there or feel my hand on his chest. Listen to your girlfriend, kid. I'm not his girlfriend, I said, glancing over at Cam, who had no expression on his face. Cam didn't even know anything was happening. He's on crystal meth.
I'm not his girlfriend.
Conrad and I got in the car silently. He lay down in the back seat, all of his energy from before gone. I sat in the back seat with my bare feet on the dashboard. I sat in the front seat with the bare feet. I sat in the front seat.
She's really
with my
long legs from that back seat, girl.
From the back seat, she has her feet on the dashboard.
On the dashboard.
First of all, you should never do that because if you get into a car accident,
Your legs will snap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no one taught her safety. We were sitting in perfect silence and Conrad Fisher was playing with my hair. Your hair is like a little kid's, the way it's always so messy, he said softly.
Why did he say that?
It's like a toddler's.
Yeah, you remind me of a child.
That
By the way.
is the most romantic thing that you could ever say to someone is that your hair reminds me of that of a child's.
Yeah, you know when kids get like Play-Doh and gum stuck in their hair? Like your hair is like that. It's weird.
It's sticky. It has no real like thickness to it. That's when Jeremiah came back, opened the door, slammed it shut. The moment between us, fragile and tenuous, snapped in half. It was over.
Okay, I don't like this chapter of the book. I don't know what it is with like YA obsession with basically being in a bar, but like not being, you know what I mean? Like this is a scene that happens in a bar,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Like a bar fight
Yeah.
is what's going on. Like they're like sitting around, they're doing karaoke and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not in a bar because it's a YA novel.
I don't think I've ever like even in my time like I don't think I've been a part of like an alcoholic brawl between men. Chapter 24. Cam didn't call me for a few days. Not that I blamed him. I didn't call him either, though I thought about it. I just didn't know what to say. When he finally called, he didn't bring up the party. He asked me to go to the drive-in. I said yes. Right away I worried though. Did going to the drive-in mean we were going to have to make out, like crazy make out, steam windows and seats all the way back?
Oh my god. She's like, do I have to put out at the drive?
No.
I don't even like him that much. I'm
you-
saving myself for Conrad.
I felt like I was watching him way more than I was watching the movie. He licked his lips a lot. They're chapped. He didn't look over and laugh with me during the funny parts the way Jeremiah did. He just sat on his side of the car, leaned up against the door as far away from me as possible. When the movie was over, he started the car up again. Ready? He said. I felt a wave of disappointment. Why? You didn't want to put out. You didn't want to put out at the movies, and now you're
Not
sad.
a page earlier.
I know. The date, if you could even call it that, had been a failure. He didn't try to make out with me once. Not that I knew if I'd even let him, but still, he could have at least
Girl, make
tried.
up your mind.
I felt like I might cry. I know that this is a YA story, but she is always crying, and I will highlight it every time whenever she's about to cry. Like literally, like nothing will happen and she's like, I'm gonna fucking cry. I wasn't quite sure why, when I hadn't even been sure if I wanted to kiss him in the first place. None of these people are on SSRIs, and like if they were, they wouldn't be crying.
No, exactly. I don't
write a book with representation of people like me who like haven't cried in a very long time.
Yeah, you could be disappointed and not cry, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's when he dipped his head low and kissed me.
Oh.
I didn't let go of the door handle. All I could think was, I wish this had been my first kiss. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 25, standing there in the foyer listening. I felt like the spy Stephen was accusing me of being, but I couldn't help it. I heard Savannah say, Yanni, Susanna say, Yanni, I'm a big girl now, and I need you to stop trying to manage my life. I'm the one who gets to decide how I want to live it. I didn't wait for my mother's response. I walked right in and said, what's going on? Nothing. Everything's fine, Yanni said, but her eyes looked red and tired. Then why are you fighting?
Susanna and Yanni wanted to come out.
We weren't fighting, hun, Susanna assured me. She reached out and smoothed my shoulder, just like she was ironing out wrinkled silk. Everything's fine. It didn't sound like it. Well, it is. Promise. Promise. Chapter 26. That week, right around when Mr. Fisher came, Susanna mentioned that he couldn't get away from work. There had been some sort of emergency. It would just be the 5 of us finishing the summer. It would be like the first year without Mr. Fisher and my brother. After she went to bed early, Conrad said to me conversationally, they're getting a divorce. Who? My parents. It's about time. Jeremiah glared at him. Shut up, Conrad. Conrad shrugged. Why? You know it's true. Belly's not surprised. Are you, Belly? I was. I was really surprised. I said to both of them, I thought they seemed like they were really in love.
No, your moms are in love. Your moms are in love. Like
they're like, no, our moms are fucking. They were in love, Jeremiah told me. I don't really know what happened. Dad's a penis. Dad's a dick. That's what happened, Conrad said, getting up. He sounded so blasé and matter of fact, but that didn't seem right. Not when I knew he adored his dad. I wonder if Mr. Fisher had a new girlfriend the way my father did. I wondered if he cheated on Susanna. But who would ever cheat on Susanna? It was impossible. You'd be surprised. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, girl.
Actually, yeah.
It all made sense when I thought about it. The way Conrad had been acting so different, so lost, so un-Conrad-like, like he was suffering. And then there was Susanna, the way she'd been spending so much time in bed. The way she seemed so sad. She was hurting too. Chapter 27. So why don't you eat meat, Cam? Jeremiah asked, stuffing half of his burger into his mouth. Cam swallowed his water and said, I'm morally opposed to eating animals. Jeremiah nodded seriously, but Belly eats meat. You let her kiss you on those lips? Cam glanced at my mother and laughed uneasily. I don't judge people who eat meat. It's a personal choice. Nicole, you could learn a lot here. Jeremiah continues, so you don't mind when her lips touch dead animal and then they touch your lips? I don't mind at all. In fact, then he pulled me in to him and kissed me quickly right in front of everyone. It was only a peck. That is so embarrassing, but it was embarrassing.
There's this obsession in YA books, in like YA and in fan fiction written by teenagers. There's this weird obsession with always involving your parents and everything because that you're around them.
All you know.
That's
too.
all you know. And the concept is so foreign that like you are not with your parents. So there are always like kiss scenes with the parents like somehow involved. Obviously,
let's coin it. The chaperone effect.
I hate it because this would never ever happen. And it is weird. I'm sorry, but if I was 16 and my boyfriend kissed me in front of my mom, we'd be breaking up. Oh, right then and there.
Yeah.
And like, actually, you're dead, I'm dead, everyone's dead.
I would be so embarrassed.
When I would lie a lot in middle school, I told my friend that I had my first kiss in the back of my mom's car while she was driving. Why? Why couldn't I just say, because that was the only believable thing, because I was never alone.
It was only a peck, but it was embarrassing. Please don't kiss Belly at the dinner table, said Jeremiah, gagging for a little. Gagging? Girl. Don't kiss her at the dinner table. Don't kiss her at the dinner table.
Gag it. That was crazy, Belly.
Gag.
Boots.
Boots. My mother shook her head at him and said, Belly's allowed to kiss. Then she pointed her fork at Cam, but that's it.
The truth was, Cam and I hadn't done much else besides kiss. I hope to God not. Well, where's the protection?
Oh my God!
He didn't seem to be in any big hurry. He was careful with me, sweet, nervous even.
Aww.
It was completely different from the way I'd seen other guys behave with girls. Last summer, I caught Jeremiah with a girl on the beach right outside of the house. They were frantic. Like, if they hadn't been wearing clothes, they'd already be having sex.
Oh.
I gave him hell for it the whole rest of the summer, but he didn't really care. I wish Cam would care a little more. Belly, I'm kidding, you know. I'm open to exploring yourself. My mother said, taking a long sip of Chardonnay. Jeremiah busted out laughing. I stood up and said, "That's it. Cam and I are eating dinner on the porch." I grabbed my plate and waited for Cam to stand up too, but he didn't. Belly, calm down. Everyone's just joking around, he said, loading up his fork with rice and bok choy and shoveling it into his mouth.
I don't like that scene.
I know.
First of all, Belly's being weird.
I know.
She's like, let's go. And then the fact that he doesn't get up,
I know.
it's so cringy.
I'd be like, Cam, actually, we're done. You kissed me and I didn't want that. After dinner, Cam and I took a walk on the beach. For me, is nothing better than walking on the beach late at night. I'm really glad you came, I told him. He took my hand and said, me too. I'm glad you're glad. Of course I'm glad. And he said quietly, it didn't seem like you were that glad. Well, I am. I looked at him and gave him a quick kiss. See, this is me being glad. He smiled and we started walking again. Good. So which one of those guys was your first kiss? So he's like, oh, you're fake brothers. And then he's like, which one is your first kiss? Obviously, like, it's weird to everyone else because how blatantly incestuous this is.
Yeah.
And that's not me like making light of incest. I want to make that so clear. Like, incest is obviously a terrible thing. In my head, this is too close for comfort. You grow up with someone, it's weird. You grew up as family, you spend holidays together, you guys spend like rooms in the house together. That's your brother. So which one of those guys was your first kiss? I told you that? Yep. You said your first kiss was a boy at the beach when you were 13. Oh. I looked up at his face in the moonlight and he was still smiling. Guess. Immediately he said, the older one, Conrad. Why'd you guess him? He shrugged. Just had a feeling, the way he looks at you. He hardly looks at me at all, I told him. And you're wrong, Sextus. It was Jeremiah. Chapter 28, age 14.
Like, literally, the entire plot of the first half of this book is trying to find out how her and Jeremiah ended up kissing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that Jenny Han is a bad author. I think that she's fine. I just, like I'd be curious to read something that she wrote for adults.
For the physical copy, if you buy one now, the scene is edited.
Oh, you just got a Grindr notification. Truth or dare? Taylor asked Conrad. I'm not playing, he said. Taylor pouted. Don't be so gay, she said. Jeremiah said, you shouldn't use the word gay like that. That's so girl with wearing a skirt as a top. Taylor opened her mouth and closed it. And then she said, I didn't mean anything by it, Jeremy. I just meant he's being lame.
They took that out.
Well, gay doesn't mean lame, Taylor. Now does it?
They took that out too.
They took out gay doesn't mean lame, Taylor?
They took out, I just meant he's being lame. And well, gay doesn't mean being lame, does it?
Now everybody thinks that it means being lame if they just read the physical copy of this book. Okay, great. Taylor heaved in a great big sigh and turned to Conrad. Conrad, you're being very lame. Those 2 lines she took out, that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
The part where he's defending gay people, they took out, like, literally. Anyway.
Maybe the actor who plays Jeremiah, like, asked if that could be taken out. He's like, I don't want my character to represent standing up for gay people.
Nicole, I forgot he's homophobic.
I did not.
Fine, Jeremiah. Truth or dare? Dare, he said, leaning against the couch lazily. Okay, kiss somebody in this room right now. Oh, that is so, like, why would you say that? Most of the people in this room are basically his siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? Jeremiah sat up straight. Easy, he said, rubbing his hands together with a smile. Then he leaned over to me and said, ready? And before I could answer, he kissed me right on the lips. His mouth was a little bit open, and it wasn't a French kiss or anything. I tried to push him off, but he kept on kissing me for a few more seconds. I pushed him off again. He leaned back into the couch, as casual as can be. Everyone else was sitting there with their mouths hanging open, except for Conrad, who didn't even look surprised. But then he never looked surprised. I, on the other hand, was finding it kind of hard to breathe. I just had my first kiss in front of people, in front of my brother.
He stole her first kiss.
That's so rude. I don't like that.
And she pushed him off. So he's been a sick fuck from day one.
Yeah, and what? Drew Afualo, like, is defending this man? Okay, popcorn Nicole.
I couldn't believe that Jeremiah had stolen my first kiss like that. I'd been waiting, wanting it to be special, and it had happened during a game of truth or dare. How unspecial could you get? And to top it all off, he had only done to make Taylor jealous, not because he liked me. Jeremiah, I'm getting you back for that. He winked and said, a back rub should make us about even.
Ew, he assaulted her.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, she really did not want that. She did not want that. And she, like, was pushing him off actively, and everyone's like, oh.
And now he's like, oh, and like, I'll take a back rub for that. Weird. I don't like that. Drew. I keep bringing up Drew every time.
I went back to my room and got under the covers. I closed my eyes and replayed what just happened. Jeremiah's lips had touched my lips.
She's literally trying to process this trauma.
She's traumatized.
She's literally trying to process this trauma.
And everyone's like, Team Jeremiah. No, because I agree. And everyone's like, Team Jeremiah.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
My lips were no longer my own. They had been touched by Jeremiah. I had finally been kissed, and it was my friend Jeremiah who had been the one to do it. My friend Jeremiah who had been ignoring me that whole week. That is so
like
sad.
Pinocchio on purpose from the I have to go out on my own.
I didn't see them at first. They were further down than usual, and they had their backs to me. He had his arms around her, and they were kissing. They weren't even watching the sunrise, and It wasn't Jeremiah either. It was Steven, my brother. It was just like in those movies with the surprise ending where everything falls into place and clicks. Suddenly my life had become the usual suspects and Taylor. Taylor was Keezer Soze, whoever the fuck that is. They didn't hear me walk up, but then I said loudly, wow, so first Conrad, then Jeremiah, and now my brother, slut. She turned around surprised and Steven looked surprised too. Belly, she started. You're a hypocrite. You don't even like her. You said she bleached out all of her brain cells with her son in. He cleared his throat. I never said that, he said, glancing back and forth between Taylor and me. Her eyes had welled up, and she was wiping her left eye with the back of her sweatshirt sleeve. Steven's sweatshirt sleeve. I was too angry to cry. I'm telling Jeremiah. Belly, just freaking calm down.
Just freaking calm down.
I'm going to say freaking more often.
Yeah,
I
me
need to
too.
start saying freaking. Please don't be mad, Belly. I want things to stay the same with us forever, Taylor said, brown eyes brimming with tears. What she really meant was, I want you to stay the same forever while I grow bigger breasts and quit violin and kiss your brother. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 31. I stalked out of the kitchen to get my Kool-Aid. Conrad got up and followed me. I went about my business pouring myself a tall glass of grape Kool-Aid and pretending he wasn't standing there watching me. Are you just going to ignore me? He finally said. No, I said, but he grabbed my wrist. I think I might have gasped. He said, come on, Bells. Suddenly, I felt hot and feverish. I snatched my hand away. Leave me alone.
What is that from?
It's Vine, and it's like she's on the bus, and he goes like this.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, why are you mad at me? He had the nerve to look genuinely confused and also anxious because for him, the two things were connected. Do you honestly care? I could feel my heart thudding hard in my chest. Felt prickly and strange waiting for his answer. Yes, Conrad looked surprised. The problem was I didn't entirely know. I guess it was mostly the way he was making me feel all mixed up inside. Being nice to me one minute and cold the next. He made me remember things I didn't want to remember. Not now. Things were going really well with Cameron, but every time I thought I was sure about him, Conrad would look at me a certain way or twirl me or call me Bells, and it all went to crap. Oh, why don't you go smoke a cigarette? I said. The muscles in his jaw twitched. Okay, he said. I felt a mixture of guilt and satisfaction that I had finally gotten to him. And then he said, why don't you go look at yourself in the mirror some more?
He's like calling her beautiful. He's like, you are so beautiful. You should go look. Go look again. You are
Is that
so
what
gorgeous.
he's saying?
No,
I'm like,
no,
definitely
no. He's
not
calling.
saying
He's
that.
calling her vain.
Vain, yeah. Chapter 32. Truth or dare? He asked me. I wasn't in the mood for real truths. An idea came to me from out of nowhere. The idea was this: I wanted to go skinny dipping with Cam. That was what older kids did at the beach, just like hooking up at the drive-in. If we went skinny dipping, it would be like proof that I had grown up. Girl, she's 16. Cam, let's play Would You Rather. Would you rather go skinny dipping right this second, and I was having trouble thinking of an or. The first one, he said, grinning. Or both, whatever the second one is. Wait, are we really doing this? Well, yeah, don't you want to? Yeah, but what if your mom sees us? She won't. He glanced at me, then back at the house again. Maybe later, he said doubtfully. Are you serious? What I really wanted to say was, are you gay?
The moms are gay. Jeremiah is gay.
I snatched my sweatshirt from him and said, don't do me any favors, Cam. Then I walked away as fast as I could and sand kicked up behind me. That night, I lay in bed thinking about how summer romances really do happen so fast. Literally, she's obsessed with this song from Greece. Summer lovin' had me a blast. Summer lovin' happened so fast. And then they're over so fast. But the next morning, when I went to the deck to eat my toast.
She said we're over because he doesn't want to go skinny dipping.
She broke up with him?
She ended things because he was like, I don't want your mom to see us naked. In the ocean.
And I think that that's perfectly reasonable. I don't like that she did that.
Well,
but she's troubled. She's processing her trauma. She's troubled. I found an empty water bottle on the steps that led down to the beach. Poland Spring, the kind that Cam was always drinking. That could be anybody's fucking...
That could be anybody on the East Coast.
That
could be anybody.
Girl, what? Oh, it's tap. Like Cameron always has. There was a piece of paper inside. A note. A message in a bottle. The ink was a little smeared, but I could still read what it said. It said, I owe you one skinny dip.
Chapter 33. I'd never been inside the country club pool. It was huge and fancy, so I jumped at the chance. The country club seemed like a mysterious place. Conrad hadn't let us come in the summer before. I spotted Jeremiah before he saw me. He was sitting in the lifeguard chair, talking to a dark-haired girl in a white bikini. He was laughing, and so was she. He looked so important in the chair. I'd never seen him at an actual job before. It's not.
You don't think lifeguarding is a real job?
It's a real job. Jeremiah's not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
And
He's one of those lifeguards who's just kind of like on his phone.
Yes, like there have been people who have died on his watch, actually. So what about you, Cam Cameron, huh? Cam the vegetarian, Cam the straight edge. I tried not to smile. So what? I like him. He's kind of a dork. That's what I like about him. He's different. He frowned slightly. Different from who? I don't know, but I did know. I knew exactly who he was different from. You mean he's not a dick like Conrad? I laughed and so did he. Yeah, exactly. He's nice. Just nice, huh? More than nice. So you're over him then, for real? We both knew the him he was talking about. Yes, I told him. I don't believe you, Jeremiah said, watching me closely. Just like when he was trying to figure out what kind of hand I had in Uno. I took my sunglasses and I looked him in the eye. It's true. I'm over him. We'll see, Jeremiah said, standing up. My break's over. Are you okay over here? Wait around and I'll drive us home. I can put your bike in the back. I nodded and watched him walk back to the lifeguard chair. Jeremiah was a good friend. He'd always been good to me, watched out for me, because that's all he was, a fucking friend, a brother. That's all he was.
He was always a good friend.
Don't you agree, Clem? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 34. They thought I was asleep when they started talking, but I wasn't. I could hear what they were saying, even over the music. She is like a little spy. Conrad's been behaving like a little shit, my mother said in a low voice. He left all these beer bottles out on the deck this morning for me to clean up. It's getting out of hand, Susanna sighed. I think he knows something's up. I know it's going to hit him harder. Don't you think it's time you told the boys? I wanted to tell them both. Conrad knows already, and so does Jeremiah, but I couldn't. It wouldn't be right. It wasn't my business to tell. Chapter 35. He let me drive home. I didn't have to ask. He just handed me the keys. In the driveway, when we got home, I turned off the ignition. All the lights in the house were off, except for Conrad's. I don't want to go inside yet, I told Cam. I thought you had to be home early. I did. I do. I'm just not ready to go inside yet. I turned on the radio and we sat there for 5 minutes listening. Then Cam cleared his throat and said, can I kiss you? Oh, see, respectful. You asked. Right, Jeremiah? I wish he hadn't asked. I wish he'd just done it. Okay, I'm sorry. Asking made everything feel awkward. You need to get over that. It put me in a position where I had to say yes. Okay, you need to go over that too, girl. You can't say no still. I wanted to roll my eyes at him, but instead I said, okay, but next time, please don't ask. Asking someone if they want to kiss you is weird. This is exactly how you want asking somebody if you want to kiss them to go. Like getting scolded afterwards, like giving you like a lesson.
Please don't do that again.
Yeah, please don't fucking do that again. Asking someone if they want to kiss you is weird. You're just supposed to do it. I regretted saying it right away as soon as I saw the look on Cam's face. Never mind, he said, red face. Forget I asked. Cam, I'm sorry. Before I could finish, he leaned over and kissed me. His cheek was stubbly. It felt kind of rough, but nice. When it was over, he said, okay. I smiled and said, okay. I unbuckled my seatbelt. Good night. Is that the whole reason she stayed in the car, was so that he would kiss her? Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 36. My birthday always marked the beginning of the end of summer. Oh my God, end of beginning. Everything's connected back to Joe. It was my final thing to look forward to. And this summer, I was turning 16. Sweet 16 was supposed to be special, a really big deal. Make a wish, Belly, my mother said. I watched the sparklers die down, and then I closed my eyes and blew. Open my present first, Susanna urged. She thrust a small box wrapped in pink paper. Susanna clapped her hands. She didn't like to linger too much after she'd given a gift. She just enjoyed the giving of it. Okay, who's next? Jeremiah? Conrad shifted uncomfortably. I forgot. Sorry, Belly.
Damn!
I know. I blinked. He'd never forgotten my birthday before. That's okay. I couldn't even look at him. Open mine next, Jeremiah said, although after that, mine kind of sucks in comparison. Thanks a lot, Mom. He handed me a small box and leaned back in his chair. I shook the box. Okay, what could it be? Plastic poop? A license plate keychain? He smiled. You'll see. Yoli helped me pick it out. Who's Yoli? Susanna asked. A girl who's in love with Jeremiah, I said, opening the box. Inside, nestled on the bed of cotton, was a small charm, a tiny silver key to do coke with.
I was about to say, it's the Lana Del Rey Coke necklace.
Yes, lucky her, because it's limited edition and there's not that many. So she has, she's sitting on a gold mine. Chapter 39. Conrad invited Nicole, Red Sox girl, over to the house. Our house. I couldn't believe Red Sox girl was at our house. Girl, it's not your house. I know they keep saying mi casa es su casa, all this shit.
No, girl.
It's really not. It was bizarre to have a girl there other than me. Let's just watch Titanic, Cam said, taking the DVD out of its case. We sat and watched stiffly. Everyone else bustled up, laughing at the part when Jack stands on the helm and says, I'm the king of the world. I was silent. About midway through, Nicole whispered something into Conrad's ear, and the two of them stood up. See you guys later, Conrad said. As soon as they were gone, I hissed, they're so disgusting. They probably went upstairs to go at it. Go at it? Who says go at it?
Literally.
Cam says, bemused. Shut up. Don't you think she was gross?
Damn, she's mean.
I know.
She's really mean in this to Cam.
Gross. No, I think she's cute. A little too much bronzer, maybe.
What the hell?
I laughed in spite of myself. Bronzer? What do you know about bronzer?
No, literally. He's like, and now for the critique of your makeup.
As soon as they were gone, Cam sat straight up and I did too. He took a breath. Did you invite me over here to make him jealous? Who? You know who. Conrad. I could feel a flush rising up my chest all the way to my cheeks. No. He let out a breath of air. See, you hesitated. No, I didn't. Did I? Had I? I was sure I hadn't. To Cam, I said, when I look at Conrad, all I feel is disgust. I could tell he didn't believe it. I didn't either, because the truth was, when I looked at Conrad, all I felt was a yearning that never went away. It was the same as it always been. Here, I had this really great guy who actually liked me, and deep down inside, I was still hung up on Conrad. There, that was the real truth. I had never really let go. I was just like Rose on that stupid makeshift raft. Cam cleared his throat and said, "You're leaving."
When she survived the Titanic
No,
crash,
dead ass.
like the dumbass Rose on the dumbass raft.
Cam took his cell phone out of his pocket and said he'd better get going. I didn't argue. Popcorn
She's so
shake.
awkward.
Chapter 40. Jeremiah came back down, and I was putting the movie into its case. He sank into the couch cushions. "Let's not go to sleep yet," he said, looking up at me. "Okay, do you want to watch another movie?" "Nah, let's just watch TV." "Belly," he began. He took a deep breath of air and puffed his cheeks, and then he blew it out so hard that the hair on his forehead fluttered. I opened my mouth to speak, to interrupt him before he said something he couldn't take back. He shook his head. "Just let me get this out. You've always been my best friend, but now it's more. I see you more than that." He continued, scooting closer to me. "You're cooler than any other girl I've ever met, and you're there for me. You've always been there for me. I can count on you, and you can count on me too, you know that?" This was Jeremiah, my buddy, my best pal, practically my brother. The hugeness of it made it hard to breathe. I could barely look at him because I didn't see him that way. There was only one person. For me, that person was Conrad. And I know you've always liked Conrad, but you're over him now, right? His eyes looked so hopeful it killed me. Killed me not to answer him the way he wanted me to. Jeremiah moved away from me. He wouldn't look at me. His eyes looked everywhere but at mine. "He'll only end up hurting you," he said. His voice cracked. Damn, he is not a brother. He's really mean for saying this. "I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I couldn't take it if you were mad at me," he sighed. "I'm not mad at you. I'm just, why does it always have to be Conrad?" Then he got up and left me sitting there. Chapter 41, age 12.
He's so fucking jealous of him.
"One day I'm going to be better than him," Jeremiah said. And I didn't see that happening. Conrad was too good. "I know you like Conrad," Jeremiah said suddenly. "No, I really don't like him," I insisted. "I like him like a friend." Me when I'm lying. "I don't look at him like that." "Yes, you do. You look at him like you love him." "She's 12, girl." I couldn't take those knowing eyes looking at me for one more second. Hotly, I said, "You just think that because you're jealous of anything Conrad does." "I'm not jealous. I just wish I could be as good as him." Chapter 42. Popcorn Nicole.
All I knew was that the summer was almost over. Soon it would be too late. We would drive away. I would never have told him. Jeremiah had laid it all out on the line. Now it was my turn. "Conrad," I said. He didn't hear me, so I said it again louder. "Conrad." He looked up, startled. Then he looked up straight. "Hey." I sucked in my lips and began to speak. I said the first words I thought of, the ones that had been on my heart since the beginning. I said, "I loved you since I was 10 years old."
Damn.
He blinked. "You're the only boy I've ever thought about. My whole life, it's always been you. You taught me how to dance. You came out.
Gay.
You came out and got me the time I swam out too far. Do you remember that? You stayed with me and you pushed me back to the shore, and the whole time you kept saying, 'We're almost there.' And I believed it. I believed it because you were the one who was saying, and I believed everything you ever said. Compared to you, everyone else is like saltines, even Cam, and I hate saltines.
Oh,
you
God.
know that. You know everything about me, even this, which is that I really love you." Well, you shouldn't. I'm not the one. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I don't believe you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's me talking to Joe. I like confess my love, and he's like, I don't know you. And I'm like, I don't believe you. You like me too, and I know it. I'd seen the way he looked at me when I was with Cam. I'd seen it with my own 2 eyes. You're still such a kid, Belly. I'm not a kid anymore. You just wish I was, so that the way you wouldn't have to deal with any of this. That's why you've been mad at me this whole summer, I said, my voice getting louder.
You're mad at me for being 16.
You do like me. Admit it. You know, at this point, it's like, girl, forget about the Fisher brothers.
Like, girl, you don't come back to the damn house.
Go to camp next summer.
Yeah,
Get a
go to
job
camp.
back in Philadelphia.
Why
That's
don't you
where
and
she's
Taylor go
from.
do something fun next summer?
I grabbed his shirt sleeve. Admit it. You were mad when I started hanging out with Cam. You wanted me to be your little admirer. What? He shook me off. Get your head out of your ass, Belly. The world doesn't revolve around you. I kept getting in his face. I wasn't going to let him walk away from me, and not this time. You just want to keep me on this hook, right? As soon as I start to get over you, you just reel me back in. You're so screwed up in the head. But I'm telling you, Conrad, this is it. You don't get to have me anymore. Not as your friend or your admirer or anything. Or your cousin, or your little sister, or your stepsister,
Or like the girl that you dream about at night.
His mouth twisted. What do you want from me? You have your little boyfriend to play with now, remember?
Oh, see, now he's cracking a little bit. Right.
I shook my head and backed away from him. It's not like that, I said.
What? It's not? She's been seeing him all summer.
She just broke up with him last night. She's like, it's not like that.
It's not like that.
You're the one who's been playing games, Belly. He was trying to sound casual offhand, but his body was tense. Like every muscle was as tight as his stupid guitar strings. You've been an ass all summer. All you think about is yourself. So your parents are getting divorced. So what? People's parents get divorced. It's not an excuse to treat people like crap. He snapped his head away from me. Shut your mouth, he said, and his jaw twitched. I'd finally done it. I was getting to him. Like, girl, like, both of you. Separate! Susanna was crying the other day because of you. She could barely get out of bed. Do you even care? Do you even know how selfish you are? Conrad stepped up close to me so our faces were nearly touching. Like he might either hit me or kiss me. I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. I was so mad I almost wished he'd hit me. Hey, let's not take out the what part about being gay is lame part.
Yeah.
Let's dig this out. I was crying when Jeremiah walked up. Popcorn Jake.
You're supposed to be the older one, right? The big brother? Act like it, dumbass. Freaking man up and handle your business. I'm warning you, Jeremiah. I'm warning you, Jeremiah. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. They were wrestling around, grabbing each other, hitting and cursing and breathing heavy. It was so hot.
They're fighting. They're beating the shit out of each other. And she's like, wait, they're both sexy.
She's like, they're brothers.
They're actually both hot. Wait, I can just have both.
You know, don't you? My mother said, her hands crumpling away from them. Jeremiah sucked in his breath, and I knew he was holding it in, trying not to cry. His face was already starting to bruise. Conrad, though, his face was indifferent, detached, like he wasn't there. She said, Belly, Susanna is sick again. No, she's like, fuck. Because I just actually like chewed the fuck out of Conrad.
She's like, she cried about you the other day. You know that?
She couldn't even get out of bed. She's so disappointed in you.
She's depressed. She's in bed all the fucking time. And she's not eating. And she's losing weight because of you.
Yeah, and she's losing her hair. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. No, you're not. Let's tell them you're not. I wasn't anywhere but there. In that moment, I was swimming under a canopy of stars. I was at school. Oh, great. She's dissociating. She's sick. She's been for a long time. The cancer came back, and it's aggressive. That night, I lay in bed and cried. My whole body ached. I opened all the windows in my room and lay in the dark, just listening to the ocean. I wish the tide would carry me out and never bring me back. I wondered if that was how Conrad felt, how Jeremiah felt. Oh, now she's experiencing empathy. Popcorn Nicole.
Stop reading ahead.
I'm not.
I watched him silently like I was intruding on a private moment. One he'd never let me see if he weren't grieving. The old Conrad liked to be in control. I wonder if it was possible to take someone's pain away with a kiss. Girl, 2 big no's for me are kissing someone. There's many no's. There's a lot. I have a lot of no's. Making moves when someone's really drunk.
Yeah.
And like can't consent, obviously. Another one, like forced, obviously.
Yeah.
Like the truth or dare thing. Kissing someone when they're extremely sad and crying.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't think that person's in like the right state of mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
It's
you have to be 100% sure that you are like that person's comfort, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like,
you're
like
like married or something,
you're
right?
their partner or something like
Yes.
that. And it's like, but for your first kiss with that person to be when that person's crying,
Yeah, I don't like
what
that.
is romantic about that? And then what story are you going to tell if you're, yeah, our first kiss was crazy. He was
His
crying because his
mom
mom had
died.
cancer. And then I cupped the back of his head, moved it toward me and kissed him. Tentatively at first, and then he started kissing me back and we were kissing each other. His lips were warm and needy. He needed me.
What?
My mind went pure blinding white.
What?
And the only thought I had was, I'm kissing Conrad Fisher and he's kissing me back. Susanna was dying and I was kissing Conrad. That's a real line.
What
in
the fuck?
Susanna was dying and I was kissing Conrad.
No, I hate
She's like,
this.
oh my God, thank God that this woman's dying so that I can kiss her son. You should just be there for him.
Yeah, you should just be there for him.
What if you were just, I don't know, there for him?
No, what if you gave him a nice pat on the back?
Like-
or a hug?
Yeah.
A hug would have even sufficed.
Right. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 45. Then Conrad said, this rib has mold on it. And we all started laughing again. Mold won't kill you, Susanna declared, laughing and pushing her hair out of her eyes. She lifted her fork in the air. You know what will? We all stared at her. Cancer. Conrad shook his head. It doesn't matter. We'll always come back. Briefly, I wondered if he meant just him and Jeremiah. And then he said, all of us. Popcorn, Nicole.
Chapter 46. His car is on the corner, right where it's supposed to be. The car is dark, no lights, and I open my passenger side door like I've done it a million times before, but I haven't. I've never even been inside. I haven't seen him since August. I poke my head inside and I don't go in, not yet. He starts the engine. I say, I can't believe you're really here. He sounds almost shy when he says it. Me neither. And then he hesitates. Are you still coming with me? I can't believe he even has to ask. I would go anywhere. Yes, I tell him. It feels like nothing else exists out of that word, this moment. There's just us. Everything that has happened this past summer and every summer before it has all led up to this. To now. In the show, what actually happens is the entire season is based off this thing called the Deb Ball, the debutante ball, that Susanna basically makes Belly do. And like it goes back and forth between who's gonna take her, Jeremiah or Conrad, whatever. Anyway, so Jeremiah like steps up to the plate and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take Belly. And then he's like, I really like you. Like, can you see us together? And then they make out in a pool, like really aggressively.
Jeremiah and Belly.
So they kiss first. And the whole like kissing when they were younger thing, like
Oh, it's like a completely different plot
a
line.
little bit.
There was no ball in this.
No, there is no ball in this. I will say, I think it's good because it added a lot to it in the show. The only person who knows about Susanna's cancer the entire time is Conrad.
Yes, I did know that.
Jeremiah did not know, and Jeremiah finds out because he reads my chart at the deb ball and misses their first dance, which is so me-coded because I have done that. And I found out someone
Always
has cancer.
always on my chart.
And finding out someone else has cancer. So then Conrad and Jeremiah get into a huge fist fight because he's like, you knew this whole time. Conrad like confesses his feelings for Belly. And then
so it happens the other way around.
Yes, and so she kisses him and everything. And then they're like so happy. They're like, we get to be together now. And they're like frolicking like on the beach. They come home. So then Belly like goes up to Jeremiah's room and he's like, I'm like ready to like make us like official and stuff. Like I have been like researching my mom's cancer and everything. Like I think like we can convince her to start treatment. Like I think she can really get better. Also, I want to be with you. And she's like, oh my God, about that. So I just made out with your brother on the beach. Obviously he's mad. So then Belly and Conrad are like, okay, let's not be together right now because it seems like it's a sensitive time. I don't remember exactly how season 1 ends. They do end up together just in due time. Like I'm pretty sure they just like have phone calls. Jake and I took a quick break. It's not summer without you. I think you should start.
Chapter 1, July 2nd. It was a hot summer day in Cousins. I was lying by the pool with a magazine on my face, my mother playing solitaire on the front porch. Susanna was inside puttering around the kitchen. She'd probably come out soon with a glass of sun tea and a book I should read. Something romantic. Conrad, Jeremiah, and Stephen had been surfing all morning. There had been a storm the night before. Conrad and Jeremiah came back to the house first. Conrad strode over to me, lifted the sweaty magazine from my face, and grinned. He said, you have words on your cheeks. I squinted at him. What do they say? He squatted next to me and said, I can't tell. Let me see. And then he peered at my face in a serious Conrad way, leaned in, and he kissed me. His lips were cold and salty from the ocean. Just like always, Cousins was the only place I wanted to be. Hello? Did you hear anything I just said?
Hello?
I opened my eyes. Taylor was snapping her fingers in my face. Sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't in Cousins. Conrad and I weren't together, and Susanna was dead. How many days had it been? How many days exactly? 2 months since Susanna had died, and I still couldn't believe it. Sometimes I closed my eyes, and
Why
in my
aren't
head...
you shocked that Susanna died?
Because I actually knew that happened already because of the show. Because Nicole sat me down on my birthday and told me that Susanna died. Justin Edelbrick had thrown the first brick at Stonewall and a big blowout birthday party.
Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
And every July 1st since the 8th grade. By July, I was already at Cousins Beach and home and school friends were a million miles away. I'd never once minded missing out. I'd thought I'd be at Cousins every summer of my life. The summer house was the only place I wanted to be. It was the only place I ever want to be. Taylor wanted me to forget about Conrad. She kept saying things like, everybody has to get over a first love. It's a rite of passage. But Conrad wasn't my first love. He wasn't some rite of passage. He was so much more than that. He and Jeremiah and Susanna were my family.
Family.
Okay. Like brothers and sisters.
Right, absolutely.
Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 2. When I got home last summer, I waited. August turned into September. School started and I still waited. It wasn't like Conrad and I had made any declarations. It wasn't like he was my boyfriend. All we'd done is kiss. The call came the second week of September, 3 weeks since the last time I'd seen him. Did you see him? He skipped up
so
here.
Fast.
He called again the next night and the night after. We talked for hours at a time. When the phone rang and it was for me and not Steven, he'd been confused at first. Why does Conrad keep calling you? He demanded. Why do you think? He likes me. We like each other. Steven had nearly gagged. He's lost his mind. A few times.
just
Oh my
Conrad.
God, what's happening?
They're meeting.
They're kissing.
Jinx.
A few times he drove the 3.5 hours from school to my house. Once he spent the night because it got so late my mother didn't want him to drive back. Conrad stayed in the guest room and I lay in my bed awake for hours thinking about how he was asleep just a few feet away in my house of all places. But really, it all just made the one amazing night in December all the sweeter. Conrad and I went back to Cousins, just the two of us. Perfect nights come so rarely. That one was perfect. Perfect, I mean. It was the kind of night worth waiting for. What do you think they did? They fucked. I'm glad we had that night because by May, it was all over. Chapter 3. Before we left, I stopped by my mother's office. She was sitting on her desk with folders and stacks of papers. Susanna had made my mother executor of her will because you would only do that to your wife. You would only do that if that woman
If you were married,
was
girl.
eating your box. That's the only woman that you would be doing that with. Chapter 5. Things got bad fast. So bad that my mother was shuttling between Susanna's house in Boston and ours every other weekend at first and then more frequently. She had to take leave of absence from work. She had a room at Susanna's house. and it was Susanna's room. Back in the car, I kept smoothing down the skirt with my palms, but it didn't help. My mother had told me that the rayon was pointless. I also should have tried it on before I packed it. The last time I wore it was to a reception at my mother's university 3 years ago, and now it was too small.
Oh my God, this is the scene.
We got there early enough to find my mother bustling around arranging flowers and talking to Mr. Brown, the funeral director. As soon as she saw me, she frowned. She nodded tersely. Go find the boys, will you? Belly, talk to Conrad. I had this fleeting thought that maybe he was mad at me, but I pushed it away as quickly as it had come. I felt guilty for even thinking it. So Susanna's funeral, why would he be thinking about me? And then I looked at Conrad. He was sitting back down again, his back stiff, his white shirt one big wrinkle. Hey, I said, sitting down next to him. Hey. I wasn't sure if I should hug him or leave him be. Oh, just kiss him. If he's sad, just kiss him. My mother and Stephen and I sat in the fourth pew behind Conrad and Jeremiah's cousins and Mr. Fisher's brother and his wife. We were wearing too much perfume. I thought my mother should be in the first row, and I told her so in a whisper. She sneezed and told me it didn't matter. Back at Susanna's house, Jeremiah and Stephen and I slipped away to Jeremiah's bedroom. We sat on his bed in our fancy clothes. Where's Conrad? I said. I hadn't forgotten my vow to stay by his side, but he was making it hard, the way he kept disappearing. I headed downstairs to the basement. The basement was carpeted and soundproofed. I found him soon enough. He was lying down on the couch with his head on a girl's lap. She was running her hands along the top of his head like they belonged there. Even though summer had just barely started, she was tan. Her shoes were off. Her bare legs were stretched out on top of the coffee table. And Conrad, he was stroking her leg. Everything in me seized up, pulled in tight. I had seen her at the funeral. I thought she was really pretty and I wondered who she was. That's when Conrad looked over and saw me standing in the doorway with a plate of cheese and crackers. He sat up. Is the food for us? He said, not quite looking at me. My mother sent it. Thanks, the girl said in a way that sounded more like, you can go now. Not in a mean way, but in a way that made it clear I was interrupting. I backed out of the room slowly, but when I got to the stairs, I started to run. I ran by all the people in the living room, and I could hear Conrad coming after me.
You'll never get away.
Wait a minute, he called out. I'd almost made it through the foyer when he caught up to me and grabbed my arm. What do you want? I said, shaking him off. Let go of me. That was Aubrey, he said, letting go. Aubrey, the girl who broke Conrad's heart. I pictured her differently. I pictured her blonde. This girl wears prettier than what I had pictured. Could never compete with a girl like that. I said, sorry I interrupted your little moment. Oh, grow up. What I said next was one of the moments for me. On the day of his mother's funeral to the boy I love more than I've ever loved anything or anyone, I said, go to hell. The look on his face made me want to die. It confirmed every mean and low thing I'd ever thought about myself. The stuff you hope and pray no one will ever know about you, because if they knew, they would see the real you and they would despise you. Conrad said, I should have known you'd be like this.
Damn.
Miserably, I asked him, what do you mean? He shrugged, his jaw tight. Forget it. No, say it. He started to turn around to leave, but I stopped him. I stood in his way. Tell me, I said with my voice rising.
Is the line.
Everybody's standing there, like fucking staring. He looked at me and said, I knew it was a bad idea, starting something with you. You're just a kid. It was a huge mistake. He did not say you're just a kid in the show.
Good, because it makes it weird.
Yeah.
It really makes it weird.
I don't believe you, I said. People were starting to look. My mother was standing in the living room talking to people I didn't recognize. She glanced up when I started speaking. I couldn't even look at her. I could feel my face burning. I wanted to stop myself, but I couldn't quit. I hate you. Conrad turned around and nodded like he expected me to say exactly that. Good, he said. And the way he looked at me, then pitying and fed up and just over it, it made me feel sick. I never want to see you again, I said. And then I pushed past him and I ran up the staircase so fast. I tripped on the top step. I fell right onto my knees hard. I think I heard someone gasp. I could barely see through my tears. Blindly, I got back up and ran to the guest room. I took off my glasses and laid down in the bed and cried.
You know who
I liked it
gasped?
better in the show that she just ran out of the house.
But I hated her fucking fall on the show.
I know.
The stairs make more sense. The fall on the show was so anticlimactic. I never should have started anything with you. And then she runs past him and falls in the lamest ass way. And Jeremiah's like, oh, gag.
Was Jeremiah there?
No, but that's who was gasping in this book. I know it. He was like,
no,
gag.
He literally said, gag it.
Gag it.
He was there and he said, boots. Popcorn Jake.
It's July 3rd. Oh, the day before Independence Day. When the phone rang early the next morning, my first thought was, the only kind of call you get this early in the morning are the bad ones. It was Jeremiah. They were brothers, after all. Their voices were alike but not the same. He, Jeremiah, said, Belly, it's Jeremiah. Conrad's gone.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Sorry.
The way he's dead.
And
Jeremiah's like, sit down, you're gonna gag.
No, seriously, Belly, boots the house down. You have to sit down.
Boots the house down right now. Conrad sashayed away last night. What are you mean gone? Suddenly I was wide awake and my heart was in my throat.
My mom once, she like came sprinting up the stairs and she said in Polish, "This person's gone." And I'm like, "They died?" And, but she said in Polish and like, she's like, "Well, no, she's like missing."
He took off from summer school a couple of days ago and he hasn't come back. Do you know where he is? No. Conrad and I hadn't spoken since Susanna's funeral.
I don't know if I would consider that speaking to each other.
What do you want to do, Jer? I don't know. Jeremiah let out a big gust of air. Do you think you could help me find him? Immediately I said, yes, of course. This was what I had been waiting for and I hadn't even known it. It was like the last 2 months that I had been sleepwalking and now here I was, finally awake. I had a goal, a purpose. Mom, I asked. Startled, she looked at me. What's up? I had already planned what to say next. Taylor having some kind of breakdown because she and Davis broke up again. I'm gonna stay over at her place tonight, maybe tomorrow too, depending on how she feels. Chapter 7. Jeremiah showed up in an hour, just like he said he would. We watched from the living room window as his car pulled into Taylor's circular driveway. Oh my god, he looks so cute, Taylor said, running over to the dresser and putting on lip gloss. She got on her tiptoes and hugged him. I regretted not hugging him too. When she stepped away, Taylor surveyed him approvingly and said, Jeremy, you look good. She smiled at him, waiting for him to tell her she looked good too. When he didn't, she said, that was your cue to tell me how good I look. Duh. Same old Taylor. You know you look good. You don't need me to tell you. The two of them smirked at each other.
They're in love.
They're boning.
They're boning.
They're boning.
Maybe they should.
Chapter 8. Jeremiah. Popcorn. Nicole.
I can pinpoint the exact moment everything changed. It was last summer. Con and I were sitting on the porch and I was trying to talk to him about what a dick the new assistant football coach was. He was looking over Laurel's shoulder at her. She walked towards us. Her hair was swinging around all over the place and her legs looked miles long. She was wearing cutoffs and dirty sneakers. Her bra strap was sticking out of her tank top. I swear I never noticed her bra strap before. I stepped around Conrad and grabbed her up and said something stupid. It made her laugh and then she was just belly again. And that was a relief because I didn't want her to be anything but just belly. I'd known her my whole life. I've never thought of her as a girl. She was one of us. She was my friend. Seeing her a different way, even for just a second, it shook me up.
She has boobs now.
She's like, not, oh my god, she's one of the guys, but with boobs.
She's not one of the guys.
Everyone took care of Belly. She just didn't know it. She was too busy looking at Conrad. For as long as any of us could remember, she had loved Conrad. All I knew was I wanted her to look at me like that. After that day, I was done for. I liked her as more than a friend, and I maybe even loved her. There have been other girls, but they weren't her.
Wait, he like really loves her.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, who cares?
I didn't realize that he had actual feelings for her.
He doesn't make it clear. He doesn't show it. Yeah, he cares for her and stuff, but like, how much do you really care? Because like, I mean, he wasn't ever like that upset about Cameron being there. And also, if you know that she's always gonna go for Conrad, then maybe forget about her. Chapter 9. So where are we going? I asked Jeremiah. I tried to catch his eye to make him look at me just for a second. It seemed like he hadn't looked me in the eye once since he showed up and it made me nervous. I don't know, he said. I haven't talked to Con in a while. I have no clue where you'd go. I was hoping you'd have some ideas. The thing was, I didn't. Not really, not at all. Actually, I cleared my throat. Conrad and I haven't spoken since May. We'll talk to Eric, to people on his hall. You never know. He could just be hanging out on campus. If someone is missing, why would you not assume that he would then go to their other property? Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 10. My mother came inside, but then left the two of us alone. She came in into the living room to say a quick hello, and then she fixed lunch while we caught up. As soon as my mother left the room, Susanna said, oh, so this is a flashback.
This is a flashback.
Gotcha. Because Susanna is like dead in like the present day. So
yeah.
Your mother mentioned that prom didn't go as well as we'd hoped. I'm sorry, honey. He broke up with me. I told her it was more complicated than that. But when you boiled it all down, it was what had happened. Don't let him push you away. He needs you. He loves you, you know. I don't like her.
No.
I really don't like her.
My ex's mom used to do this.
I don't like that.
Like when my ex would be mean to me, my ex's mom would be like, don't be mad at him.
Come on, he needs you.
Yeah, no,
that's weird.
It puts
that's
so
weird
much
shit.
pressure on me. It's insane.
He needs you. He loves you. That's a 19-year-old going through like grief.
Right.
Like he needs a therapist.
That's a 16-year-old girl who, how is she supposed to navigate through, like, what the fuck? Like, that's a lot to put on a child.
Fuck Savannah, honestly.
Susanna.
I hope she dies.
Susanna.
Yeah, fuck Savannah. All the Savannahs are in the comments right now. Like, what did I do? Do you love him? Look after him for me. Will you do that? She needed to remind us that she said that in the last book.
Well, she did it again. That is so much pressure to put on a literal child.
Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 12. From the start, I knew it wasn't going to be easy to get Conrad to go. He wasn't a prom kind of person. What are you doing the first weekend of April? My voice trembled when I said the word April. April. I was so nervous he'd say no. In fact, deep down, I kind of expected him to. Warily, he asked why. It's my prom. Belly, I hate dances. I know that, but it's my prom and I really want to go and I want you to come with me. Why did he have to make everything so hard? I'm in college now. I didn't even want to go to my own prom. Lightly, I said, well, see, that's all the more reason for you to come to mine. Finals are coming up and it'll be hard for me to drive all the way down for one night. So he couldn't do this one thing for me to make me happy. He didn't feel like it. Fine. Was it so much to ask him to be my prom date for one freaking night? Later, he called and I let it go straight to voicemail. On the message, he said, hey, I'm sorry about before. Don't go with Corey Wheeler or any other guy. I'll come. To me, Susanna said, did you do your hair the way we talked about? Yes. Did Conrad tell you how pretty you look? Yes, I said, even though he hadn't, not exactly. Tonight will be perfect, she promised me. He forgot to bring my corsage. He left in his little refrigerator back at school. He said, I wasn't sad or mad, I was embarrassed. All this time, I'd made such a big deal about me and Conrad. We were some kind of couple, but I had to beg him to go to prom with me, and he hadn't even remembered to bring me flowers. After we sat down on our table, he said, do you want to go somewhere? Well, the after prom doesn't start till midnight, I said, fiddling with my pearl necklace. I wound it around my fingers. I couldn't look at him. Conrad said, no, I mean just you and me, somewhere we can talk. All of a sudden, I felt dizzy. If Conrad wanted to go somewhere where we could be alone, where we could talk, it meant he wanted to break up with me. I knew it. Or he wanted alone time with you.
Talk with you, just speak.
Conrad said, my head is killing me. I stopped walking. Do you want me to go back inside and see if anybody has an aspirin? No, that's okay. You know what? I might head back to school. I have that exam on Monday and everything. Would it be all right if I didn't go to the after prom? I could still drop you off. He didn't meet my eyes when he spoke. I thought you were spending the night. Conrad fumbled with his car keys and mumbled, I know, but I'm thinking now that I should get back. His voice trailed off. But I don't want you to leave, I said, and I hated the way I sounded like I was begging. He jammed his hands inside of his pants pocket. I'm sorry.
Girl, beg. I'm sorry, but when it comes down to something, if you're about to break up with him, you should be and you don't want to, right? Just beg. Just be please stay. Please, I don't know how much any clearer I can make this. Please stay.
Okay, fine then. If you won't say it, I will. If I won't say what? That we're over? That whatever this is, it's over? I mean, it is, right? Don't, I said, backing away from him. Just don't say anything to me. Just wait a minute, he said. Don't leave it like this. You're the one leaving it like this, I said. I started to walk away as fast as my feet could get in those stupid heels, and that was it. We were over. Hey, so maybe, is it that and she didn't connect the dots, hey, maybe he just, really didn't want to be at prom because his mom is dying?
Chapter 13. This is Jeremiah. When my mom found out Conrad was taking Belly to prom, she freaked out. She was insanely happy. You'd have thought they were getting married or something. I haven't seen her happy like that in a long time, and a part of me was glad that he could give her that. But mostly, I was just jealous. My mom kept calling him at school, reminding him of things like make sure he rented his tux in time. She said maybe he could borrow mine, and I said I doubted it would fit. She made him promise that he'd be sweet to her, the perfect gentleman. She said, make it a night she'll always remember. She's putting condoms in his in his suit jacket pocket. Make it a night she'll remember.
I'm not just a mom. I'm a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom.
I'm Susanna.
I was annoyed with him that night, with everything about him. He'd gotten to take Belly to prom and he'd acted like it was some big chore. If it had been me, I would have done it right. Chapter 14. Oh, this is from Belly's perspective. Jeremiah knew the way and I had to hurry to keep up. He took the stairs 2 at a time, and the 3rd floor we stopped. I followed him down the brightly lit hallway. On the wall by the elevator, there was a bulletin board with a poster that read, let's talk about sex, baby. His roommate was a stocky, muscular guy with reddish brown hair. He opened up the door wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt. What's up? He asked us, his eyes falling on me. Conrad didn't say anything to you before he left? Jeremiah interjected. He barely talks, period. He's like an android. Then he grinned at me. Well, he talks to pretty girls. I felt sick inside. Someone knocked at the door and Eric ambled over to open it. It was a girl wearing a long sleeve shirt and leggings and sunglasses on the top of her head. Have you seen my sweater? She asked him. She peered around him like she was looking for something. Someone. Did they date? I wondered. I could already tell that if I knew her, I would hate her.
Damn.
She's not a girl's girl whatsoever. I think he said he was going to the beach to surf or something. He's so crazy. Jeremiah looked at me. The beach. He was at the summer house. Gag. I got out of bed and went over to his desk. Gingerly, I opened the drawer and found a box of pens, some books and paper.
She's going to find something she doesn't want to see in there.
Condoms.
I know.
I found it in the second drawer, a robin's egg blue Tiffany box stuffed away in the back. Tiffany's, damn.
I know.
He has money, girl.
I'm like, oh.
Even as I was opening it, I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help myself. It was a little jewelry box, and there was a necklace inside. When the evil person has looking for this? Yeah. That's what she's going to do later when Conrad's looking for it. It's where's the looking for this? At first, I thought it was a figure 8, and that maybe he was dating some girl who ice skated. I decided I hated her too. And then I took a closer look, laid it horizontal in the palm of my hand. It wasn't an 8. It was infinity. It was for me. He bought it for me. Is that going to be explained later?
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I don't really like remember in book 1. Like, obviously, since I watched the show, like they discussed the infinity breakdown. I don't think they talked about it in book 1, like their connection to infinity. So, like, when I read that part, I was like, hello?
Jeremiah sat down on the bed. So I guess we're going to Cousins this summer after all. Maybe you should just drop me off on the way. Jeremiah stared at me. Are you serious? I can't deal with this by myself. Yes, you can. Well, deal with what?
Deal with what?
He's sad and he's out surfing? Is that? Oh my God. Yeah, I can't talk to my brother by myself. That would be terrible. How could I face him? I just couldn't.
I think that they should be scared. Someone runs away from college
to a beach house where nobody else is.
Right. Hey, maybe first, like, let's call the police to do a wellness check.
Oh, absolutely. When he was gone, I placed the necklace on underneath my tank top. She stole this necklace. She stole this fucking
Tiffany
necklace. All I knew was I just really, really wanted to wear it. It felt like it belonged to me. Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 16. When he called, I didn't recognize his voice, partly because I wasn't expecting it and partly because I was still half asleep. He said, I'm in my car on the way to your house. Can I see you? It's 12:30 in the morning. Boston was 5.5 hours away. He had driven all night. He wanted to see me. Hey, I said, and then I climbed inside. You're not wearing a coat. I'm not cold.
Oh, this is the end of the first book.
And then he hesitated. Are you still coming with me? I would go anywhere. Yes, I told him. When we got to the house, it was freezing cold. We cranked the heat up and Conrad started a fire. I watched him squat and tear up pieces of paper. After he lit the fire, Conrad sat on the lazy boy and gnawed on the couch next to me. The thought suddenly occurred to me. He was nervous too. Came over and sat next to me. I inched closer to him. I wanted him to put his arms around me. I wanted to do all the things I'd seen on TV and heard Taylor talk about. Well, maybe not all, but some. In a low voice, Conrad said, I don't want you to be scared. I whispered, I'm not, even though I was. Good, he breathed. And then he was kissing me. Kissed me long and slow, and even though we'd kissed before, I never thought it could be like this. He took his time. He ran his hand along the bottom of my hair the way you do when you walk past hanging wind chimes.
Aww.
He fell asleep first. I heard something about how you were supposed to sleep with the fire still burning, so I waited for it to die down. When I was sure he was asleep, I leaned in. I whispered, Conrad, there's only been you. For me, there's only been you.
That weird ass scene.
Except it was them having sex for the first time. They did all this. They went to the beach house. It's her first time. It's not his first time.
Oh.
But it's her first time. And they have sex at the beach, and she like, and this really dramatic song is playing, and this woman is like belting, and he's like sleeping, and she's like, Conrad, it's only been you. And they're like sleeping on the floor in front of the fire.
Yes, I remember this now.
Yeah.
And also she's like really creepy about it.
Hey, there's
why
like,
is she talking to him in his sleep?
There's 9 beds in this house. You guys are filthy fucking rich. Go upstairs.
But that's where the fire is. Nicole.
Get on the couch.
No, but also like get under the covers together. Like,
No, actually, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sure, like, yes, this is a big deal to like a 16-year-old. I'm not trying to be mean, but like she made it sound like this night at the beach house, like in the winter time, like it was like she like lost her virginity, and then turns out in the book all they did was like kiss, and then she like watched him sleep. While he worked on the fire, I found an old box of Swiss Miss hot chocolate in the pantry next to the Twinings tea and my mother's chock full of nuts coffee. Susanna used to make us hot chocolate on rainy nights when there was chill in the air. She used milk, but of course there wasn't any, so I used water.
Aww.
He sat next to me on the couch and drank from the Simpsons mug. It had always been his favorite. This tastes amazing. Dusty.
Ew.
We looked at each other and laughed. For your information, cocoa is my specialty, and you're welcome, I said, taking my first sip. We kissed again, but it was different than the night before. There was nothing slow or lazy about it. The way he looked at me, urgent, wanting me, needing me.
I don't like the way that she's talking about them kissing. There was nothing slow or lazy about it. The way he looked at me, urgent, wanting me, needing me. It was like a drug. It was want, but it was me who was doing the wanting most of all.
Hold on, we didn't even get to anything yet.
Okay.
When I pulled him closer, when I put my hands underneath his shirt and up his back.
Yeah, right. This is a sex scene that she just was like, oh, but they like aren't talking during it though.
He shivered for a second. Are my hands too cold? I asked. No. And then he let go of me and sat up. His face was sort of red and his hair was sticking up in the back. He said, I don't want to rush anything. I sat up too, but I thought you already. She's like, I thought you were a whore.
Yeah, we got as close to a sex scene as we possibly could without it actually being a sex scene.
There's books where it's like this, but it's like 2 people's knees touching under the table. And they're like, my clit is on fire. Like, like
the hand. Chapter 17. It was strange. The house still smelled the same. For some reason, I hadn't been expecting that. Maybe with Susanna gone, I thought it would feel different. Conrad actually had the nerve to look annoyed when he saw us. He'd just come in from surfing. His hair was wet, and he still had his suit on. I felt dazed, even though it had only been 2 months. What the hell are you doing here? He asked him. I'm here to pick you up and take you back to school. You really messed up, man. Dad's going out of his mind. Tell him to go screw himself. I'm staying.
fuck school.
Fuck school. Con, you missed 2 classes and you've got midterms on Monday. You can't just bail. They'll kick you out of summer school. And what's she doing here? He didn't look at me when he said it, and it was like he'd stabbed me in the chest. I brought her here with me to help. He looked over at me and then took a breath. Look, we've got all your books and everything. You can study tonight and tomorrow, and we can head back to school.
He's like, fuck, I'm walking into the ocean with bricks in my pockets.
What's your problem, Jeremiah said, his voice just barely even. Right now, this is my problem. You and her, here. Why do you want to help me? Why are you even here? I opened my mouth to speak. She's like, I didn't actually want to come. Sorry. I thought you never want to see me again. You hate me, remember? I don't hate you, I said, and then I ran away. How about this? Why don't you go grab some food for dinner and I'll stay here and talk to Con? I knew Jeremiah was trying to get rid of me and I was glad. I needed to get out of the house away from Conrad. When I got back to the house with the rolls in the greasy paper bag, Jeremiah and Conrad were drinking beer out on the back deck. The sun was setting and it was going to be a beautiful sunset. Pass me a beer, I said. I expected Conrad to glare at me and tell me no. He would not be passing me any beer. When he didn't, I was surprised to feel disappointed. It's so funny how she doesn't know what she wants. That's really interesting because I agree.
I think it's accurate.
Yes.
I think the portrayal of like a 16-year-old girl is extremely accurate.
And a 16-year-old me, girl.
Like you're like, oh, she's annoying. Well, yes, a lot of 16-year-olds are.
Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 19, Jeremiah's perspective. When Belly got up to go to bed, I knew she wanted me to stay to try and talk to Conrad about school. Belly was convinced I could read her mind and she could read mine. The truth was, I could just read Belly. Whenever she was about to tell a lie, her left eye squinted a little. Whenever she was nervous, she sucked in her cheeks before she spoke. She was an easy read, always had been. Isn't that slang? Gay slang? Read.
Yeah, reading down.
He read her to
hunty.
filth.
He read her to filth. The library is open, darling. Reading is what? Fundamental. That's everything Jeremiah is saying right now.
Chapter 22. After Steven and I got off the phone, I heard a car pull up to the front of the house. I looked out the window and there was a red Honda, a car I didn't recognize. We almost never had visitors at the summer house. I dragged a comb through my hair and hurried down the stairs with my towel wrapped around me. I stopped when I saw Conrad open the door and a woman walked in. She was petite, with bleached blonde hair that was in a messy bun, and she wore black pants and a silk coral blouse. Her fingernails were painted to match. She had a big folder in her hand and a set of keys.
It's Gladys from
Popcorn Jake.
From
From Weapons.
She's like, can I come inside? And a bowl of water, please. Hello, can I help you? Conrad said. You must be Conrad. She said, we spoke on the phone. I'm Sandy Donati. She wagged her finger at him playfully. You told me your dad changed his mind about the sale. When Conrad still said nothing, she looked around and saw me standing at the bottom of the stairs. She frowned and said, I'm just here to check on the house, make sure everything's coming along and getting packed up. Yeah, I sent the movers away, Conrad said casually. I'll be here for the rest of the summer. He gestured at me. That's Belly. Belly? She repeated. Yup, she's my girlfriend. I think I choked out loud. Crossing his arms and leaning against the wall, he continued. And you and my dad met how? We met when he decided to put the house up for sale, she snapped. Well, the thing is, Sandy, it's not his house to sell. It's my mother's house, actually. Did my dad tell you that? Yes. Then I guess he also told you she's dead. Well, I'm going to talk things over with your dad and I'll be back. You do that. Make sure you let him know the house is off the market. I let out a big breath. A million thoughts were running through my head. I'm ashamed to say that girlfriend was pretty near the top of the list. It took a minute for everything to sink in. Conrad didn't just run away to serve. He didn't run away for the sake of running away. He came to save the house. What's he gonna do?
What's this 19-year-old gonna do?
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Also, why the hell isn't Belly's mom handling this better? Why isn't Yanni handling this better if she is handling the will?
She's the executor of the will.
Right. So wouldn't she have some sort of say? No?
I don't know. I think she's just the person who goes to everybody and tells them what they get and makes sure that they get the thing that was given to them in the will.
She didn't leave the house in Conrad's name?
I didn't read the will.
Well, I didn't read the will.
So, chapter 25. You never told me you were actually doing it. Conrad broke in, speaking only to Jeremiah. It doesn't matter. He's not selling the house. He drank his beer calmly, and we all waited to hear what he'd say next. It's not his to sell. I'm your father, Mr. Fisher said hoarsely, and your mother left me to decide. This is what she would have wanted.
It's what Susanna would have wanted.
This is what Susanna would have wanted, girl. Don't talk about what she would have wanted. She was my wife. God damn it, I lost her too. That might have been true. It was the exact wrong thing to say to Conrad at that moment. It set him off. He punched the wall closest to him. I flinched. I was in shock. He didn't leave a hole.
I think that's more embarrassing if you punch a wall and it doesn't leave a hole.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather, it'd be like, wow, he's strong.
Yeah.
You didn't lose her. You left her. You don't know the first thing about what she would have wanted. You were never there. You were a shitty dad and even shittier husband. So don't bother trying to do the right thing. You just fuck it all up. Con, shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Conrad swung around and shouted, You're still defending him? That's exactly why we didn't tell you. We? I started to speak to try to explain, but I only got as far as saying, I found out today, I swear, when Mr. Fisher interrupted me. You're not the only one hurting Conrad. You don't get to talk to me that way. I think I do. Okay, Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 26, Jeremiah's perspective. My whole life I've looked up to Conrad. He's always been smarter, faster, just better. When I got back to the house, Conrad was sitting on the front porch. I knew he was waiting for me. I knew he felt bad for what he'd said. I honked the horn, stuck my head out the window and yelled, "Come help me with this stuff." He came down to the car, checked out the cases of beer and the bag of liquor, said, "Ron?" "Yup." I hoisted 2 cases of beers and handed them over. We're having a party. Chapter 27. In the bottom of my desk drawer, I found an old composition notebook from the Harriet the Spy days. It was colored in pink and green and yellow highlighter. I followed the boys around for days, taking notes in it until I drove Stephen crazy and he told Mom on me. I'd written, June 28th. Caught Jeremiah dancing in the mirror when he thought no one was watching. Too bad, I was. June 30th, Conrad ate all the blue popsicles again, even though he's not supposed to. But I didn't tell. July 1st, Stephen kicked me for no reason. The one thing I had to take was Junior Mint, my old stuffed polar bear, the one Conrad had won me that time at the boardwalk a million years ago. I couldn't just let Junior Mint get thrown out like he was junk. He'd been special to me once upon a time. Popcorn
Junior
Jake.
Mint.
Is
that going to come up?
He plays an important role.
Oh, okay. In book 3. 29. He went into the kitchen, and when he came back, he had 3 cups. He had one balanced on the crook of his elbow. He gave that to me. Cheers. He handed Conrad a cup, too. I sniffed it suspiciously. It was light brown with a lime wedge floating on top. Smells strong, I said. That's because it's tequila, he sang. He lifted up his cup into the air. To the last night, we repeated. They both drank theirs in one shot. I took a teeny tiny sip of mine. It wasn't too bad. I'd never had tequila before. I drank the rest quickly. It's pretty good, I said. Not strong at all. Jeremiah burst out laughing. That's because yours is 95% water. Conrad laughed too. So I glared at them both. That's not fair, I said. I want to drink what you guys are drinking. Sorry, but we don't serve minors here. Silently, Conrad got up and then he came back with the tequila. He poured us each some, and this time mine wasn't watered down. We all took a shot together, and when I gulped mine down, it burned so bad tears streamed down my face. She's crying again.
She's always fucking
She's
crying.
fucking crying
I
again.
want to cry because I'm yawning.
I lay down on the floor with my hair fanned out, and I stared up at the ceiling and watched the fan turn around and round. When Conrad got up and went to the bathroom, Jeremiah rolled over to his side. Hey, Belly, truth or dare? Don't be dumb, I said. Okay, come on, play with me, Bells, please. Dare.
In the show, he goes, "Why doesn't anyone want to play with me?" Please.
Yeah, I love that because people made horror edits to
Yes.
it. Why doesn't anyone want to play with me? I dare you to kiss me, old school style. I've learned a lot since the last time. I laughed. Whatever I had been expecting him to say, it hadn't been that.
So Belly is drunk and he is trying to kiss her. And why are we trying to do that?
Is she drunk? She had one shot.
I think
And it was like a few seconds ago.
No, I think in between those pages, like they kept drinking.
Popcorn, Nicole.
Chapter 31. We swim in the pool one last time. Jeremiah said, "Screw that. Let's swim in the ocean." Yeah, it sounded like a great idea to me. A perfect idea. No, Conrad said, coming out of nowhere. He was suddenly standing right beside me. Belly's drunk. She shouldn't swim. Belly, he warned, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to pull your dead body out of the ocean when you drown. I crossed my eyes at him and then dipped my toe in. The water was colder than I thought it'd be. Suddenly, swimming didn't sound like such a great idea, but I hated backing down to Conrad. I hated losing to him. Are you going to stop me? He was looking at me again. I'm not coming after you. Really? You really aren't. I took a big step and then another. The water was up to my knees. It was low tide and I was shivering. It was stupid, really. I didn't even want to swim anymore. He heaved me up over his shoulder. I dropped the bottle right into the ocean. Oh, so they're littering. Put me down! I screamed, pounding on his back. Just wait a second, please. I need to tell you something. I'm really sorry for the way I acted that day. My voice was high and desperate, and I was crying, and I hated that I was crying. She's crying. But I couldn't help it. I had to keep talking because this was it. Last chance. At the funeral, I was awful to you. I was horrible. And I'm so ashamed of how I acted. It wasn't how I wanted things to go. Not at all. I really, really wanted to be there for you. That's why I came to find you. Conrad blinked once and then again. It's fine. I wiped my cheeks and my runny nose. I said, do you mean it? You forgive me? Yes, he said, I forgive you. Now stop crying, all right? I took one step closer, and that's when he said, let's go back, okay? Oh, because notice this. When Belly is drunk, Conrad does not try to kiss her. The numbers lit up in the darkness. My mother picked up on the 4th ring. Her voice was drowsy and familiar in the way that made me cry harder. More than anything in the world, I wanted to reach inside the phone and bring her here. Mommy, I said, my voice came out in a croak. Belly, what's wrong? Where are you? I'm at Susanna's at the summer house. What are you doing at the summer house?
Girl, she's like, I lied.
Mr. Fisher's
Really
gonna
bad.
sell it. He's gonna sell it, and Conrad is so sad. Mr. Fisher doesn't even care. He just wants to get rid of it. He wants to get rid of her. Belly, slow down. I can't hear what you're saying. Just go, okay. Just please come fix it. And then I hung up because suddenly the phone felt very heavy in my hand.
Her mom is so worried right now. Like,
Popcorn, Jake.
Chapter 32. Jeremiah. What the hell happened outside with you guys? Nothing. What does that mean? Nothing. Nothing means nothing. Just leave it there, Jer. I hated it when he got like that, all stoic and detached, especially when I was mad. So I asked him flat out, do you still like her? He stared at me, shocked. Instead of answering the question, he said, do you? I could feel myself turn red. I'm not the one who took her out to freaking prom. Conrad thought that over and then said, I only took her because she asked me to. Con, do you still like her or not, man? I hesitated for about 2 seconds and then just went for it. Because I do. I really like her. I really like her. Do you? He didn't blink. Didn't even hesitate. No, it pissed me off. He was so full of shit. He liked her. He more than liked her, but he couldn't admit it. She was pissed at him, but I had to admit I was relieved too. No matter how many times he hurt her, I knew that if he wanted her back, she was his. She always had been. But maybe now that Conrad wasn't standing in the way, she'd see me there too. Chapter 33. Belly. I tried to roll over, but then I heard it again, louder. Belly. Someone was shaking me awake. I opened my eyes. It was my mother. She had dark circles around her eyes and her mouth had all but disappeared into a thin line. She was wearing her house sweats, the ones she never left the house in. Not even to go to the gym. What in the world was she doing at the summer house? Girl, you called her and you said, I really need help. I'm in a really, really bad place.
You need to come here right
You need to
now.
come here right now. I'm scared. My mother stood up. She was one big blur. You have 5 minutes to pack your stuff. Wait, what? We're leaving. Just listen to me for a second. I had to come. Jeremiah and Conrad needed me. The look on my mother's face made me stop short. I'd never seen her angry like this before. And you didn't feel the need to tell me about it? Beck asked me to look after her boys. How can I do that when I don't even know they need my help? Because it looks to me like you lied to me so you could come here and get drunk and fool around with your boyfriend. I hated her. I hated her so much. He's not my boyfriend. You don't know anything.
Oh, as if that makes any fucking difference.
I know. Also, she's there with 2 boys.
Yeah. Worse.
It's after the summer she turned pretty. She shook her head, her jaw tight.
She got boobs.
And she got boobs. You're out here with 2 boobs and 2 boys, girl. This isn't our business. How many times do I have to explain that to you? It is so our business. Susanna would have wanted us to save this house. Don't talk to me about what Susanna would have wanted. My mother snapped. Now put your clothes on and get your things. We're leaving. You can't make me go. I sobbed. She's crying again. You can't tell me anything. You don't have the right. My mother's hand reached out and struck me my cheek so hard I rocked back. I didn't see it coming. Her face was white. She had never hit me before. Never, ever. Not in my whole life. Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 35. Jeremiah's perspective. Again? As soon as I heard Belly
back to
come up
back,
the
girl.
stairs, I met her in the hallway. So what's going on? My mom's calling your dad, she said gravely. She is? Wow. Yeah, so don't give up already. It's not over yet. Chapter 36. After my shower, I came downstairs, a new woman. My mother was wearing lipstick, and she and Conrad were talking in low voices. So there's this theory that a bunch of people have that
Conrad and
Laurel.
the mom. No way.
in the show, it's so
What?
not there. It's just it's like
No.
a really good. It seems like a healthy aunt and nephew relationship.
Yeah.
But everyone is making it weird. Online.
Canny shippers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Conrad Yanni.
But
talking
Mr.
about-
Fisher rebounded quickly. He shoveled a forkful of eggs in his mouth and said, listen, thanks again for coming to help Laurel. I really appreciate it. He looked at us kids smiling. These guys weren't too keen on listening to what I had to say. I'm glad to have a little backup. My mother smiled at him just as pleasantly. Oh, I'm not here to back you up, Adam. You can't sell this house, Adam. You know that. It means too much to the kids. It would be a mistake. Mr. Fisher stood up and pushed out his chair. I'm not going to argue about this with you, Laurel. Adam, sit down, my mother said. No, I don't think I will. My mother's eyes were almost glowing. I said, sit down, Adam. He gaped at her. Imagine getting told that you need to sit down in your own fucking house, and then you have to gape. And then you have to gape. Mr. Fisher said, what the hell, Laurel? Did you really think you could railroad me into changing my mind? I think it should have been, what the hell, Laurel? Mr. Fisher said. Excuse me, but fuck you. I clapped my hand over my mouth, and Conrad's eyes were shining. And he was shaking his head in admiration. Jeremiah, though, he looked like he might cry. I'll make you a deal, Mr. Fisher said. This was the old Mr. Fisher, power broker negotiator. He loved to make deals. What do you want? My trust fund? Mr. Fisher's jaw tightened. No, I want you back at school tomorrow. I want you to finish your exams. If you do that, the house is yours. Yours and Jeremiah's. What's the catch? Conrad said. No catch, but you have to make at least C's. No D's or F's, Mr. Fisher said as he prided himself on driving the hard bargain. Do we have a deal? I haven't studied, he said. I might not pass. Then no deal, Mr. Fisher said. These are the terms. Urgently, Jeremiah said, Con, just say yes, man. We'll help you study, won't we, Belly? Conrad looked at me and I looked at my mother. Can I, Mom? My mother nodded. You can stay, but you have to be home tomorrow. Take the deal, I told Conrad. All right, he said at last. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 40. It was Jeremiah's idea to take one car so Conrad could keep studying on the way. Conrad didn't even try to take the front seat. He just went straight back and started flipping through his note cards. Predictably, I cried as we drove away. We pulled into the gas station parking lot, and while Jeremiah filled the car up and Conrad napped, I ran into the convenience store. I got Jeremiah and me both Slurpees, half Coke and half cherry, in a combination I had perfected over the years. When I got into the car, I climbed in and handed Jeremiah his Slurpee. His whole face lit up. Aw, thanks, Bells. What flavor did you get me? He took a long sip and nodded appreciatively. Half Coke, half cherry, your specialty. Well, what is her specialty then? Because I thought her specialty was hot cocoa. From the back, Conrad said irritably, where's mine? I thought you were still asleep, I said, and you have to drink Slurpee right away or it'll melt. So I didn't see the point. Conrad glared at me. Well, at least...
That's not true. It can sit for a little. It would be fine. It's so cold.
You would know.
I would know.
Yeah,
I love Slurpees.
You seem like you love Slurpees.
I do love Slurpees.
Yeah, I know you do.
We love Slurpees.
The other day, Nicole was like, there's no Slurpees near us. Like, period. There are, but they're all like alcohol. Conrad glared at me. Well, at least let me have a sip. But you hate Slurpees, which was true. Conrad didn't like sugary drinks he never had. I don't care. I'm thirsty. I handed him my cup and turned around and watched him drink, expecting him to make a face or something, but he just drank and handed it back, and then he said, I thought your specialty was cocoa. Popcorn Nicole.
We saw him coming from far away, walking fast. We stood up and waited for him. Jeremiah said, does it look like good news to you? It looks like good news to me. It did to me, too. Conrad strode up to us, his eyes gleaming. I killed it, he said triumphantly. You still have one left, Conrad looked at his watch. You're right. I'm going to go head over to the psychology department. This will be a quick one. I'll meet you guys within an hour or so. Jeremiah and I sat in the car listening to the radio. It was starting to get dark.
The car radio.
And now I
just sit in silence.
It was starting to get dark. The windows were down, and I could hear a bird calling somewhere out there. Conrad would be done with his last exam soon. Nice hoodie, by the way. Thanks. I always wanted one from Brown. I remember. I fingered my necklace, twisting it around my pinky. Does he ever talk about me? I mean, has he ever said anything? Don't, he snapped. Don't what? I turned toward him confused. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me about him.
Period.
Jeremiah said in a low, harsh tone, a tone he'd never used with me, and one I don't recall him using with anybody. A muscle in his jaw twitched fiercely. I recoiled and sank back into my seat. I felt as though he had slapped me. What's the matter with you? He started to say something, maybe an apology and maybe not, and then he stopped. He leaned over and he pulled me toward him, like by gravitational force. He kissed me hard, and his skin was stubbly and rough against my cheek. My first thought was, I guess he didn't have time to shave this morning. And then I was kissing him back, my fingers winding through his soft yellow hair and my eyes closed. He kissed me like he was drowning and I was air. It was passionate and desperate and like nothing I had ever experienced before. This is what people meant when they said that Earth stopped turning. It felt like the world outside of that car that moment didn't exist. It was just us. He must have made some noise because we both looked up at the same time. We sprang apart and there was Conrad looking right at us. He had stopped short of the car. His face was white. He said, no, don't stop. I'm the one who's interrupting. I ran after him and called his name, but Conrad didn't turn around. You're in distress.
It's awkward.
I grabbed his arm and he
It's so
finally looked at me
awkward.
and there was so much hate in his eyes. I winced. Even though on some level, wasn't this what I wanted? To make his heart hurt the way he made mine? Or maybe to make him feel something for me other than pity or indifference? To make him feel something, anything. So you like Jeremiah now? He meant to sound sarcastic, cruel, and he did. But he also sounded pained. Like he cared for the answer. This is now. In the show, it's even shorter. This is now 3 months since they broke up, 2 since their mom died. In the show, it's only like a month after they broke up that she's already, like, that is so fucking fast. And Jeremiah's a bad brother. If you like Jeremiah, why are you wearing my necklace? I wet my lips. I found it when we were packing up your dorm room. It doesn't mean anything. You know what it means. I shook my head. I don't. But of course I did. I remember when he explained the concept of infinity to me. Immeasurable, one moment stretching out to the next. He bought me that necklace. He knew what it meant.
It is crazy she's wearing the necklace.
It's Tiffany. It's expensive as fuck.
Yes, and she stole it.
Then give it back. He held his hand out and I saw that it was shaking. No, I said, it's not yours. I never gave it to you. You just took it. I finally got the chain free and I handed it back to him. Surprise registered upon his face for the tiniest of moments, and then like always he was closed off again. Maybe I had imagined it, that he cared. He stuffed the necklace into his pocket. Then leave. When I didn't move, he said, go. I was a tree rooted to the spot. My feet were frozen. Go to Jeremiah. He's the one who wants you. I don't. I never did.
So weird.
And then I was stumbling, running away.
She's like stumbling and fumbling and running away and crying and tripping up the stairs and getting all flustered and getting red and hot.
And then I'm going to cry again.
And I'm going to cry and then I'm going to stumble and fumble and bumble.
Popcorn.
Girl, Chapter 42. I'd been driving for what felt like forever, and it started to rain. It started out with fat little plops, and then came down heavy in hard sheets. Can you see, Jeremiah asked me. Yeah, I lied. I could barely see 2 feet in front of me. The windshield wipers were pushing back and forth furiously. They're about to get into a car accident. Traffic had been crawling along, and it slowed almost to a stop. There were police lights way up ahead. There must have been an accident, Jeremiah said. We've been sitting in traffic for over an hour, and it started to hail. I looked at Conrad in the rear view, but his face was impassive. He might as well have been somewhere else. Should we pull over? Yeah, get off at the next exit and see if we can find a gas station, Jeremiah said, glancing at the boots the house down clock my tea empty. There's a motel a few miles down, he said, wiping his forehead with the back of his arm. Let's just wait it out, Conrad said. It was the first time he'd spoken since we left. By the time we got to the motel, it was midnight. I went to the bathroom to call my mother. I told her what had happened right away, and she said, I'm coming to get you. Every part of me wanted to say, yes, please, come right this second. But she sounded so tired, and she'd already done so much. So instead, I said, no, it's fine, Mom. She got all the way home. Her mom got all the way home from the beach house, right?
Yeah.
They drive to his college, hours away from their
Yeah.
home in Philly,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
I was lying on the bed when I was thinking about all of this when I heard Jeremiah snoring, which really annoyed me. He'd always been able to fall asleep at will, so as soon as his head hit the pillow, I flipped over on the other side, facing away from Jeremiah. And then I heard Conrad say quietly, earlier when I said I never wanted you, I didn't mean it. My breath caught. I didn't know what to say or if I was supposed to say anything. All I knew was this was exactly what I had been waiting for. This exact moment. Exactly this. I opened my mouth to speak, and then he said it again. I didn't mean it. I held my breath, waiting to hear what he'd say next. All he said was, good night, Belly. After that, of course, I couldn't sleep. My head was, yeah, that's like the evil thing to do before bed. It's like start something, you know? And then Jay, hey, by the way, I do love you. Good night.
That's my favorite thing. Is to
I
start
hate that
shit before
shit.
bed.
I hate that
I
shit.
will be doing that too tonight.
Yeah,
before
right.
bed.
Girl, that's this right now. We started it before bed. Wait, what did he mean? That he wanted to be like together? Me and him for real? It was what I'd always wanted my whole life, but then there was Jeremiah's face in the car, open and wanting and needing me. It was like a really amazing dream, and I was afraid to fall asleep because when I woke up, it would be gone. Popcorn, Nicole.
Chapter 43. I woke up before Jeremiah's alarm went off. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, and put on the same clothes as the day as before. When I came out, Jeremiah was on the phone, and Conrad was folding up his blanket. I waited for him to look at me. If he would just look at me, smile, say something, I would know what to do. But Conrad didn't look up. He put the blankets back in the closet and he put up on his sneakers. He undid the laces and pulled them tighter. Hey, I said. He finally raised his head. Hey, a friend of mine is coming to get me.
Hello?
Why? I asked. It's easier this way. He'll take me back to Cousins so I can get my car and Jay can take you home. Oh. It took a moment for the disappointment, the utter disbelief to register. We stood there looking at each other saying nothing, but it was the kind of nothing that meant everything. In his eyes, there was no trace of what happened between us earlier, and I could feel something inside me break. So that was that. We were finally over. This thought occurred to me. I will never look at you the same way ever again. I'll never be that girl again. The girl who comes running back every time you push her away. The girl who loves you anyway. I couldn't even be mad at him because this is who he was. This is who he'd always been. He never lied about that. He gave and then he took away. I felt it in the pit of my stomach, the familiar ache, the lost, regretful feeling only he could give me. I never wanted to feel it again. Never, ever. So maybe this was why I came, so I could really know, so I could say goodbye. I looked at him and I thought, if I was very brave or very honest, I would tell him. So he would know it and I would know it and I could never take it back. But I wasn't brave or honest, so all I did was look at him. And I think he knew anyway. I release you. I evict you from my heart. Because if I don't do it now, I never will. Jeremiah looked over at me and said, you remind me of our old dog, Boogie. He used to love riding around with his head out the window. He was still using his polite voice, distant. I said, you haven't said anything about before. I glanced over at him. What's left to say? I don't know, a lot. Belly. What? What were you going to say? Nothing. I reached across and I took his hand and laced my fingers around his. Felt like the most right thing I'd done in a long time. I worried he'd let go, but he didn't. We held hands like that the rest of the way home. A couple of years later. When I used to picture forever, it was always with the same boy in my dreams. My future was set, a sure thing. This wasn't the way I pictured it. Me in a white dress in the pouring rain running for the car. Him running ahead of me and opening the passenger door. Are you sure? He asked me. No, I say getting in. The future's unclear, but it's still mine.
Oh, so she's like teasing that like, oh, who is it? Who did she end up with at the end? Mm-hmm. Oh, brother.
Oh, brothers.
Oh, brothers.
It's the next day.
Welcome back to The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Now, finally, the Willy Wonka and everything and the peach will finally make sense.
Oh, I thought it wasn't in the books.
No, it is in the
is.
books, Jake. It is in the books. Come on. I will admit, a few months ago, I went on the beach And I only read the third book before the third season premiered because I really wanted to know what was going to happen in the season. So I flew through this when it came time to highlighting it because I had already read it like just a few months ago.
So at the end of the last book, who did she end up with? No one.
Who do you think she ended up with?
Jeremiah.
Well, let's read the book.
Oh, so we find out in this book. That was a cliffhanger? How long did it take for this to
She
come
held
out?
his hand on the drive home.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. It was really late when we finished the last book. We finished it at like 12 a.m. We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han.
We won't always have summer.
See, that's the thing. The thing is the Earth spins on its axis and the sun gets farther away from us, so we actually don't always have summer.
There is a song called Endless Summer by The Strokes. Joe is really inspired by The Strokes. Joe Keery.
On Wednesday nights when I was little, my mom and I would watch old musicals. It was our thing. Sometimes my dad or Steven would wander in and watch for a bit, but it was pretty much always my mother and me on the couch with a blanket and a bowl of sweet and salty popcorn every Wednesday. Very Gilmore Girls. We watched The Music Man, West Side Story, Me in St. Louis, all of which I liked. Singing in the Rain, which I really liked, but I loved none of them the way I loved Bye Bye Birdie. Of all the musicals, Bye Bye Birdie was my number one favorite. I watched again and again, as many times as my mother could stand. And after, when it was bedtime, I would sing "We Love You, Conrad, oh yes we do, we love you, Conrad, and we'll be true" into the bathroom mirror. With mouthful of toothpaste, I would sing my 8, 9, 10-year-old heart out, but I wasn't singing to Conrad Birdie. I was singing to my Conrad Beck Fisher, the boy of my preteen dreams. See, I thought this whole thing was actually going to be Jeremiah saying all of this when he was like, I wanted to put on the heels. I wanted the men to whistle at. I've only ever loved 2 boys, both of them with the last name Fisher. Conrad was the first. I loved him in a way that you can really only do the first time around. It's the kind of love that doesn't know better and it doesn't want to. It's dizzying and foolish and fierce. Honey. And that kind of love is really a one-time only thing. And then there was Jeremiah. When I looked at Jeremiah, I saw past, present, and future.
And gay.
And gay. And queer. Honey. He didn't just know the girl I used to be. He knew the right now me, and he loved me anyway. My 2 great loves. I think I always knew I would be Belly Fisher one day. I just didn't know it was going to happen like this. Chapter 1. It was 4 in the morning, and I was studying for the last final of my freshman year at Finch University. Oh, wow. Big time jump. Mm-hmm. Literally, 2 years?
2 years.
Wow. I was camped out in my dorm library with my new best friend, Annika Johnson, and my old best friend, Taylor Jewell. Summer vacation was so close, I could almost taste it. I headed back to my dorm room, ready to pass out until at least dinner time, and when I opened the door, there was Jeremiah asleep in my bed. He looked like a little boy when he slept, even with the stubble. He was stretched out on top of my comforter, his feet hanging over the edge of the bed, my stuffed polar bear hugged to his chest. I took off my shoes and crawled into my twin, extra long bed next to him. Remember college? Remember when you slept?
Sorry, I'm just like sick to my stomach that he's there. Like, why would a man be
Why
there?
would a man be there? Get out of my dorm, creep. He let go of Junior Mint and hugged me. Damn. Oh, is that why you left Junior Mint in the last book? You were like, he's going to come back in a big way.
He is going to come back in a big way.
We had started dating right before I began senior year of high school. Dating didn't feel like the right word for it. We were just together. It happened so easily and so quickly that it felt like it had always been that way. One minute we were friends, then we were kissing, and the next thing I knew, I was applying to the same college as him. I told myself and everyone else, including him, including my mother especially, that it was a good school and that it was only a few hours away from home and it made sense to apply there. That I was keeping my options open. All of those things were true, but the truth of all was I just wanted to be near him. I wanted him for all seasons, not just summer.
Boo. Boo.
Don't follow Amanda to college.
No, don't ever go to
ever
it.
go
She
to
just
college
wanted to be near
for a
him.
man.
Boo. Don't.
You're gonna break up. Popcorn Nicole.
This summer, he would be interning at his dad's company again because he's a Nepo baby, and I was going to waitress at a family restaurant called Bears, the same as I did last summer. Our plan was to meet at the summer house and cousins as often as we could. Last summer, we hadn't made it out there once. We'd been so busy with our jobs. I took every shift I could to save money for school. All the while, I'd felt a little hollow inside, my summer away from cousins. You look so hot, he said. Even now, after being boyfriend and girlfriend for 2 whole years, I still blushed a little when he said things like that. Thanks. I was wearing a sundress that I had borrowed from Annika. It was white with the little blue flowers and ruffly straps. That dress reminds me of The Sound of Music, but in a hot way. Thanks, I said again. Did the dress make me look like Fraulein Maria? I wondered. That didn't sound like a good thing. I smoothed down the straps. Isn't that entire show about Nazis? He's like, you remind me of the Nazi musical, but in a hot way.
No, but also like if he's so straight, why is he talking about musicals? You know what I mean? Especially The Sound of Music.
You're so right. A couple of guys I didn't recognize stopped and said hi to Jeremiah, but I stayed put on the bench so I could rest my feet. When they were gone, he said, ready? I groaned, my feet are killing me. Heels are dumb. Jeremiah stooped down low and said, hop on, girl.
Oh, I thought he stooped down low. He's like, I'll wear them. Let me put them on.
Chapter 3. Girls kept coming up and hugging Jeremiah. They said hi to me and I said hi back. And then I went upstairs to put my bag in Jeremiah's room. On the way downstairs, I saw her. They're at his frat house party. Lacey Barone wearing skinny jeans and a silky tank top and patent leather red heels that probably brought her up to 5'4" at most, talking to Jeremiah. Lacey was the social chair of Zeta Phi, and she was a junior, a year older than Jared, 2 years older than me. Her hair was dark brown, cut in a swishy bob, and she was petite. She was, by anyone's standards, hot. According to Taylor, she had a thing for Jeremiah. I told Taylor it didn't bother me one bit, and I meant it. Why should I care? We were a couple years and years in the making. We were a couple years and years in the making.
Yes. I was kind of trying to figure that one out too. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know if I like the way she writes.
We were a couple years is what it looks like it's
yes,
supposed to be. We were a couple years and years in the making. Yeah, like that's an interesting sentence.
I knew, and it wasn't even years and years, it was just 2.
Yeah.
I knew him better than anyone, the same as he knew me, and I knew Jared would never look at another girl. Jeremiah saw me then, and he waved at me to come over. I watched him make his way through the crowd, feeling proud I could call him mine. My boyfriend, my Jeremiah. The first boy I'd ever fallen asleep next to. Who?
That's not true. Oh, wait. That's not true.
First boy I've ever fallen asleep next to, like, big fucking whoop. I fell asleep in
bar
class
is on
all
the
the
floor.
time. Like, there's many men I fell asleep next to. Like, give me something boring enough on a podcast, and I'm out like a light. First boy I ever told about the time I accidentally walked into my parents doing it when I was 8.
What?
The first boy to go out and buy me Midol because my cramps were so bad. Who cares? The first boy to
What's
paint my
Midol?
toenails. Oh yeah, you wouldn't have
I
to
literally
know.
would never.
It's just like it's like Tylenol but for cramps. Like it's specifically like for
and
cramps.
nobody, like, you couldn't take it for anything else.
No, you would grow a uterus if you took it.
Oh, you would grow a uterus?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
yeah.
would get your period every month. The first boy to paint my toenails, to hold my hair back when I threw up, the
Dude,
time I
he's
got really
gay.
drunk in front of all my friends. The first boy to write me a love note on the whiteboard hanging outside my dorm room. You are the milk to my shake, forever and ever. Love, Jay. He was the
It's
first boy I
embarrassing.
ever kissed. No, he took that from you, girl. He was my best
Yeah.
friend. More and more, I understood. This was the way it was supposed to be. He was the one, my one. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 4. He reached down and tucked. He tucked, Nicole, a strand of hair behind my ear. He said something I couldn't hear. What? I yelled. What? I yelled. He yelled, don't ever cut your hair, okay? I have to. I'd look like a witch. Jeremiah tapped his ear and said, I can't hear you. Witch! I shook my hair around my face for emphasis and mime stirring a cauldron cackling. What?
No, witch.
A witch!
Why is your boyfriend telling you what to do with your hair?
No, really. Like,
He's like, I think a trim and a balayage
I'm
would
just
look
trying
really
to have
good.
fun at
Like,
this fucking party.
Maybe some lowlights.
Yeah. He's like, I think we could go 3N with it.
3.
K-tips. When I finally made it to the bathroom, I locked the door behind me and let out a sigh of relief as I stood there dabbing
She had gas.
dabbing at the dress. I heard girls on the other side talking. I wasn't really paying attention until I heard Lacey's voice. I heard her say, he looks hot tonight, right? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Another voice said, he always looks hot. She was slurring as she said, hell yeah, he does. The girl said, I'm so jealous you got to hook up with him. In a sing-song voice, Lacey said, whatever happens in Cabo stays in Cabo. I felt dizzy all of a sudden. I leaned my back against the bathroom door to steady myself. There was no way she was talking about Jeremiah. No way. Someone banged on the door. I jumped. Sorry if the camera's moving.
Yeah, it's Clementine's.
Clementine's kicking. Keep performing, Clem. Someone, without thinking, I opened it. Lacey's hand flew to her mouth when she saw me. I looked at the look on her face was like a punch in the stomach. I felt physical pain. I couldn't hear the other girls sharp. I could hear the other girls' sharp intakes of breath, but it all
They
felt
sharted.
far away. Sorry, our AV team is kind of fucking shit up. Our cinematography.
Our AV team.
Yeah, AV audiovisual.
Oh, okay.
Cowboys audio and Clementine's obviously on visual. Whatever happens in Cabo stays in Cabo. The look on Lacey's face, the way the other girls gasped, it played in my head like a movie over and over. The two of them talking tonight, the way he shrugged when I said she was nice. I had to know for sure. I had to hear from Jeremiah. I finally found him standing around outside drinking a beer with his frat buddies. From the open door, I said, I need to talk to you. Just a sec, Bells. No. Now. I practically spat the words out. Did you hook up with Lacey Barone during spring break? Jeremiah's face turned white. What? Did you hook up with her? Belly, I knew it. I knew it. Hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. I screamed. Oh my God, Jer. Oh my God. I sank into the floor. My legs couldn't even hold me up. Jeremiah kneeled down beside me and he tried to help me up, but I slapped his hands away. Don't touch me. He got down on the floor next to me and his head hanged between his knees. Belly, it was when we were on that break. When we were broken up, I stared at him. Our so-called breakup that had lasted all of a week. It wasn't even a real breakup. Not for me. I'd always assumed we would get back together. I'd cried the whole week while he had been in Cabo kissing Lacey Barone. You knew we weren't really broken up. You knew it wasn't real. I hate that, by the way, because I know that it was a real fucking breakup. Miserably, he said, how was I supposed to know that? If I knew it, you should have known it.
You hate that she said you knew we weren't really broken up?
Yeah.
Jake.
You knew we weren't really broken up? What does that even mean? Didn't they?
When you get back together with someone a week after and like their fight was not that like legitimate and you still get back together with that person, do you say to people, oh, well, we've been together since this date, but technically since this date because we were broken up for a week? You don't say that.
You shouldn't be breaking up for a week. That in general is like.
Right. So would you not just consider that like just a lapse? Okay.
No, I think they were broken up.
You think they were broken up?
Okay, depending on how this conversation went, which I think I remember seeing the scene in the show.
I don't think so.
I would be like, yeah, they probably were broken up.
So you're on Team Jeremiah.
Belly has a track record in these 3 books of like being like really, really weird and like. You don't think her behavior has been odd?
He's weird.
He is weird. I don't think it's appropriate that he went and wait, did he just kiss her?
Read the book.
Did he just kiss her out there?
Read the book.
He swallowed, his Adam's apple bobbing up and down. Lacey kept following me around all week. She wouldn't leave me alone. And I swear to you, I didn't want to hook up with her. It just happened. His voice trailed off. I felt so dirty inside hearing him say that. Just disgusting. I didn't want to think about the two of them. I didn't want to picture it. Be quiet, I said. I don't want to hear it. It was a mistake. A mistake? You call that a mistake? You tripped and fell into her vagina?
That's what she says in the show.
Did she actually?
She said, what, did you fall on top of her naked?
Yes. I knew it. I felt like I remembered the scene. A mistake is when you left my shower shoes in the shower and they got all mildewy and I had to throw them out. That was a mistake, you jerk. I burst into tears. She's crying.
This is valid. She has every right to cry.
I don't even know who you are anymore. My stomach lurched. I think I'm going to be sick. Jeremiah gave me the wastebasket by his head and I threw up, heaving and crying. I didn't make sense. None of it. This wasn't the Jeremiah I knew. My Jeremiah would never hurt me like this. He would never.
Jeremiah I know.
This is the Jeremiah you know.
Our
AV team is
kicking
having creative differences right now. My Jeremiah would never hurt me like this. He would never so much as look at another girl. My Jeremiah was true and strong and steady. I didn't know who this person was. I'm sorry, he said. I'm really sorry. Jeremiah was crying now too. Good, I thought. Hurt like you've hurt me. He really broke down then, crying hard. I went totally chill. Still. I went totally still. We had sex.
You're so
Jeremiah. What are you doing? Why did he do that?
Right. And in the show, he's like, twice. And he's like, it was a mistake. It was an accident. How do you do it not once, but twice? How do you accidentally get naked?
Oh, you just fell onto her naked?
Twice?
I slapped him as hard as I could. I wasn't even thinking. I was just doing. My hand left a splotchy red imprint on his cheek. We stared at each other. I couldn't believe I had hit him, and neither could he. The shock was just beginning to register on his face, and I probably had the same look on mine. I'd never hit anyone before. Rubbing his cheek, he said, I'm so sorry. He cried harder. Do you think that she should have hit him?
No, I don't think she should have hit him.
Okay. I cried harder. I had pictured the two of them hooking up, making out. I hadn't even considered sex. I was so stupid. Wait, did they have sex? Her and him?
Read the goddamn
He said,
book.
It didn't mean anything. I swear to you, it didn't. He tried to touch my arm and I flinched. Wiping my cheeks, I said, maybe to you sex doesn't mean anything. But it means something to me, and you knew that. You've ruined everything. I'll never trust you again. I'm not in love with her, he cried out. I'm in love with you. Jeremiah crawled over to where I was. He put his arms around my knees. Don't leave, he begged. Please don't leave. I tried to shake him off, but he was strong. He clung to me like I was a raft and he was at sea, like Titanic. I love you so much, he said, his whole body shaking. It's always been you, Belly. We can't get it back. And I said it to hurt him. I pushed past him and grabbed my bag from his bed. Then I was out the door, running down the stairs and outside. I ran all the way to the bus stop, my bag banging against my shoulder, my heels clacking against the pavement. I almost tripped and fell. She almost fell again.
She's always falling.
She's always
and
falling.
always running away from somewhere.
But I made it. That's the most boring sentence. I almost tripped and fell, but I didn't. I caught the bus just as the last person was getting on and we drove off. I didn't look back to see if Jeremiah had followed me. Jeremiah kept calling and texting, so I turned my phone off. But before I went to bed, I turned it back on again so I could see what he wrote me. I'm so ashamed of myself. Please talk to me. I love you, and I always will. I cried harder. Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 5. When we broke up in April, it really did come out of nowhere. Yes, we'd had little fights here and there, but you could hardly even call them fights. At the last minute, Jeremiah and his fraternity brothers decided to go to Cabo over spring break. They'd found some insane deal on the internet. But I watched Jeremiah book his trip. I felt more and more resentful. He was supposed to be going home too. Now that Conrad was in California, Mr. Fisher was pretty much alone. We also talked about going to Cousins for a couple of days. Jeremiah knew how much I wanted to go to Cousins. He knew how much it meant to me. Now he was going to Cabo without me. Do you really think you should be going to Cabo? He looked up surprised. It's too good of a deal to pass up. Besides, all my brothers are going. I can't miss out. If you're so worried, then just come with us. It'll be fun. He did not say, if you're worried, you shouldn't be. He said, if you're worried, you should come with us. You know that I can't afford it. Besides, I don't want to go to Cabo with you and your bros. I'm not going to go and be the only girlfriend and drag down your party. You wouldn't be. Josh's girlfriend Allison is going to be there. So Allison had been invited and not me. You know Allison, you guys were beer pong partners in the house tournament. Whatever. I'm not going to Cabo. I'm going home. My mom misses me. When Jeremiah just shrugged, like, have it your way, I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll say it. Your dad misses you too. Oh my God, Belly, just admit that this isn't about my dad. You're paranoid about me going on spring break without you. Why don't you admit that you didn't want me to go in the first place then? He hesitated. I saw him hesitate. Fine, yeah. I wouldn't mind if this was just a guy's trip. Standing up, I said, well, it sounds like there will be plenty of girls there. Have fun with the Zetas. Yes, you are definitely the selfish one in this relationship. It's always about you, your friends, your stupid fraternity. Have I told you I think your fraternity is stupid? Because I do. If you think I'm so stupid and selfish and wasteful, why are you even with me? Before I could answer, before I could say, you're not stupid or selfish or wasteful, before I could end the fight, Jeremiah said, fuck it. I won't waste your time anymore. Let's end it now. And I said, fine. I grabbed my book bag, but I didn't leave right away. I was waiting for him to stop me. But he didn't. Stephen was right. We did get back together a week later. I did go to him and apologize, and he apologized too. I never asked if anything happened in Cabo. It wouldn't even have occurred to me to wonder. This was a boy who had loved me my whole life, and I was a girl who believed in that love, in that boy. Jared brought me back a shell necklace, little white puka shells. It made me so happy, because I knew that he had been thinking of me, that he missed me so much as I'd missed him. If you have any intentions on getting back together, he should still tell her the second that he comes back.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Also, I think that's really weird to be with someone for 2 years and then immediately be like, well, I'm gonna hook up with this random person.
Did you popcorn to me?
I'll popcorn to you right now.
Okay,
Popcorn
chapter
Jake.
6. When I closed my eyes, I saw the two of them together, kissing in the hot tub, on the beach, in some club. Lacey Barone probably knew tricks and moves I'd never even heard of, but of course she did. I was still a virgin. I was still a virgin. I'd never had sex before, not with Jeremiah, not with anybody. When I was younger, I used to picture my first time with Conrad. It wasn't that I was still waiting for him. It wasn't that at all. I was just waiting for the perfect moment. I wanted to feel special, to feel exactly right.
In the book, they made her this like pure little cherub angel, and she did not have sex with anybody. In the show, though, she did at this point have sex with Conrad and Jeremiah. And when she found out that Jeremiah had cheated on her, she goes, "You know, I've only ever been with 2 people." Love that
I don't
scene.
like that she's leveraging her relation. She is constantly leveraging her relationship, her previous relationship with Conrad against Jeremiah.
No, that's exactly.
And she has done it multiple times.
And that was awesome. That's exactly what you should do in that situation. It was awesome. She literally threw up in the bushes, and then she's like, "You know, I've only ever been with 2 people."
So they had sex in the second season together. Oh yes, when they were laying on the floor.
They in the cabin in the winter. That was her losing her virginity to Conrad, and then we got flashbacks in season 3 also with her and Conrad. Who knows? I mean, like they were in a relationship for like 6-7 months. But yes, but with Jeremiah, they never explicitly showed it in season 3. Who knows if that's because, well, probably because nobody wants to see that. But
probably because that kid was like, my character can't have sex.
No, actually,
like,
yes.
on screen or
and
anything.
on top of that, like it's wrong. Like it's wrong. Like
yeah.
the two of them should not, like they only allude to it after. They're like, they don't have their shirts on and they're like covered up.
Chapter 7. I knew that as soon as I told Annika, all of that would be gone. This would be real. For some reason, I still wanted to protect him. What happened? I'd really thought I was done crying, but a few tears leaked out anyway. I went ahead and said it. Jeremiah cheated on me. Annika sank into bed. Shut the front door. She breathed. When? With who? With Lacey Barone, that girl in his sister's sorority during spring break when we were broken up.
So he slept with another sister.
She nodded, taking this in. I'm so mad at him, I said, for hooking up with another girl and then not telling me all this time. Not telling is the same as lying. I feel so stupid. I blew my nose. I feel like maybe I don't know him like I thought I did. I feel like I can't trust him ever again. Keeping a secret like that from a person you love is probably the worst part, Annika said. You don't think the actual cheating part is the worst part?
No, I mean, yeah, that's horrible, but he should have just told you. It was turning it into a secret that gave it power. The past couple of years, I sometimes pulled out a memory I had of Conrad and looked at it, admired it, sort of in the same way I had looked at my old shell collection. There's pleasure in just touching each shell, the ridges, the cool smoothness, even after Jeremiah and I had started dating. Every once in a while, sitting in class or waiting for the bus or trying to fall asleep, I would pull out an old memory. But there was one memory in particular I didn't let myself touch. It was not allowed. Chapter 8. It was the day after Christmas. My mother had gone on a weekend trip to Turkey, a trip she'd postponed twice. Once when Susanna's cancer came out of remission, and then again when Susanna died. I was starting to feel like Kevin in Home Alone. 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I was dancing around the living room to Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, feeling sorry for myself. My fall semester grades had been My whole family was gone. I was eating frozen pizza alone, and when Steven saw me that first day back home, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "Wow, freshman 15, huh?" I did make it to Cousins in no time. This was my first time at the house in over a year. I woke up to the sound of someone breaking into the house. I heard a banging on the door and then someone messing with the doorknob. At first I just lay there under my blanket, scared out of my mind and trying not to breathe too loud. I kept thinking, oh my god, it's just like at Home Alone. What would Kevin do? Kevin would probably booby chop the front hall. But there was no time for that. And then the burglar called out, "Steven, are you in there?" Oh, I thought, oh my god, the other robber is already in the house and his name is Steven. I hid under the blanket. Then I thought Kevin would not hide under the blanket. He would protect his house. So I took the brass poker from the fireplace and my cell phone and I crept over to the foyer. I was too scared to look out the window. I didn't want him to see me. So I just pressed my body up against the door and listened hard with my finger on the number 9. "Steve, open up. It's me." My heart nearly stopped beating. I knew that voice. It was not the voice of a burglar. It was Conrad. "What are you doing here?" I was alone at home and I just felt like coming. "What are you doing here?" My dad sent me a ticket at the last minute. It took us forever to land because of the snow, so I got here late. Since Jared and my dad are still in New York, I figured I'd just come here. He squinted at me. When we reached the staircase, Conrad stopped and then said, "Merry Christmas, Belly. It's really good to see you. You too." The next morning, right when I woke up, I had this funny feeling that he had already left. I don't know why. I just ran over to the stairs to check, and just as I was coming down around the banister, I tripped over my pajama pants and fell flat on my back, banging my head along the way. She's always falling over.
I know.
She's literally always tripping and falling over. What's going on?
Clumsiness is a sign of ADHD in girls.
If this were actually a horror movie, that's crazy. I lay there with tears in my eyes, staring up at the ceiling. The thing was unreal. Then Conrad's head popped up above me. "Are you okay?" he asked, his mouth full of food. Cereal, probably. He tried to help me sit up, but I waved him off. "Leave me alone," I mumbled. He sat up and said, "I'm going to pick you up and bring you over to the couch." "No," I protested weakly. "I'm too heavy for you."
She was not trying. She was like, no, don't pick me up. Don't pick me up with your strong hand.
No, I just gained the freshman 15, king. I know I can't bench press my body weight just like Jer, but I can pick up a girl belly. I blinked. "It's not like that. I'm heavier than you think. Freshman 15 or whatever." My face got
Literally
hot.
what you said.
"Well, you look the same to me." Then very gently, he scooped me off the floor and into his arms. I held on with one arm around his neck and said it was more like 10, freshman 10. Looking up at him, I had this sudden thought, oh my god, I still love you. All that time, I just had to face it. He was part of my DNA. I had brown hair and I had freckles and I would always have Conrad in my heart. Conrad and I spent the rest of that day together, but not together. He started a fire and then read at the kitchen table while I watched It's a Wonderful Life. For lunch, we had canned tomato soup and the rest of my chocolate-covered pretzels. Then he went for a run on the beach and I settled for Casablanca. I was wiping tears from the corners of my eyes my t-shirt sleeve when he came back. "This movie makes my heart hurt," I croaked. Taking off his fleece, Conrad said, "Why? It had a happy ending. She was better off with Laszlo."
You know what it's about?
It's a classic. Do I know what I just know the one scene where he's getting on a plane.
I think it's about two brothers. I think it's literally about two brothers.
I decided Conrad was right after all. Ilsa was meant to be with Laszlo. That was the way it was always supposed to end. Rick was nothing but a tiny piece of her past, a piece that she would always treasure, but that was all, because history is just that, history. Popcorn Nicole.
What a crazy fucking Easter egg.
About Casablanca?
Yeah.
Girl, it's barely, yes, it might be an Easter
Not
egg.
Not Easter egg, but Conrad being no, she always was supposed to be with this brother, and then she's like, you know what, I did decide she is always supposed to be with this brother. Because the other one is just history. And tomorrow is a mystery.
What do they call that? Parallels.
Chapter 9. When I couldn't take the hunger anymore, I called Taylor and I told her everything. She screamed so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. She came right over with a black bean burrito and strawberry banana smoothie. She kept shaking her head saying, "That Zeta Phi slut. Do you think that you'll take him back?" I was surprised and really relieved not to hear any judgment in her voice. "What would you do?" I asked. "It's up to you." "I know, but would you take him back?" "Under ordinary circumstances, no. If some guy cheated on me while we were on a break, if he so much as looked at another girl, no. He'd be donezo. But Jeremy's not some guy. You have history together. It's just 2 years. And you're just a sophomore in college. You have your entire fucking life ahead of you.
Together.
Don't get it twisted. I hate him to death right now. He effed up in a colossal way. But he'll never be just some guy. Not to you. That's a fact. She was always fucking Team Jeremiah, Team Jeremiah. You go date him then, Taylor.
She was gonna start dating Steven already.
Okay, spoiler alert. In the show, she does.
But not in the book. See, that's weird to me.
They abandon it.
Yeah, because they like kiss or whatever in the second book. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole plot line in season 2 and season 3.
Yeah.
Chapter 11, the next day I couldn't hold out any longer. I called Jeremiah. I told him I needed to see him and that he should come over, and my voice shook as I said it. Over the phone, I could hear how grateful he was, how eager to make amends. I said, how would I know that you wouldn't do it again? How would I be able to trust that? He got up. For a second, I thought he was leaving, and my heart nearly stopped. But then he got down on one knee right in front of me. Very softly said, you can marry me. At first, I wasn't sure I'd heard him right, but then he said it again, this time louder, marry me.
No.
He reached into his jeans pocket and pulled out a ring.
No.
A silver ring with a little diamond in the center.
No.
This would be just for starters until I could afford to pay for a ring myself with my money, not my dad's. What do you mean, not my dad's? Where is your money?
Yeah, what does he do? Does he have an internship at his dad's company?
Do you not have any, okay, I couldn't feel my body. He was still talking and I couldn't even hear. All I could do was stare at the ring in his hand. I love you so much. These past couple of days have been hell for me without you. Took a breath. I'm so sorry for hurting you, Bells. What I did was unforgivable. I know I hurt us, that I'm going to have to work really hard to get you to trust me again. I'll do whatever it takes for you to let me. Would you be willing to let me try? I don't know.
Why can't you try as in like dating? Why do you have to try in marriage? That's a terrible fucking idea.
He swallowed and his Adam's apple bobbed up and down. I'll try so hard. I swear to you, we'll get an apartment off campus. We can fix it up nice. I'll do the laundry. I'll learn to cook stuff other than ramen and cereal. Putting cereal in a bowl isn't really cooking. Jeremiah grabbed my hands and snatched them away from him. He said, don't you see, Belly? It's been our story all along. Yours and mine. Nobody else's. I closed my eyes trying to clear my head. Opening them, I said, you just want to erase what you did by marrying me. No, that's not what this is. That's exactly what this is. What happened the other night, it made me realize something. I don't ever want to be without you, ever. You are the girl for me. I've always known it. In this world, I will never love another girl the way I love you.
I don't like, if you're getting married to someone, if you're proposing to someone, she is not a girl. First of all, right? Like if your proposal, you're the girl for me. You're the one, girl. I love you, girl.
Girl, get on, girl.
That's a woman. You better be getting married to a woman, my king, my man.
I thought you were gonna say my guy.
My guy.
Do you still love me? He asked. Yeah. Then please marry me. I said, you can't ever hurt me like that again. It was half warning, half plea. I won't. And I knew he meant it. Yes, I'll marry you. He put his arms around me and we held onto each other, clinging like we were each other's safe harbor. All I could think was, if we could get through this storm. Cold harbor. We will make it. He made mistakes. I had to, but we loved each other, and that was what mattered. Chapter 13. I wanted to tell everyone face to face, all at once. In a weird way, it would be perfect timing. Our families would be together in cousins in a week. A battered woman's shelter that Susanna had volunteered at and fundraised for had planted a garden in her honor. How could I make the battered women's shelter about me? Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 14. Taking off her sunglasses, she said, "You're looking much better today." "Thanks, Tay. I feel a lot better." "So what's up?" She scrutinized me. "Did you guys get back together or did you break up for real?" I held my left hand with a flourish. She looked at it, confused. Then her eyes focused on my ring finger. "You're effing kidding me. You're engaged? But why can't you wait at least until after you finish college?"
No, deadass.
"We don't see the point in waiting if we're going to get married anyways." I took a sip of Taylor's drink. "We're gonna get an apartment. You can help me pick out the curtains and stuff." "I guess, but what about your mom?" "It's gonna be an apocalypse," she said, taking her drink back. "Like dead bodies, like blood in the streets. And when I say blood, I mean your blood." "Gee, thanks a lot, Tay." Yanni is.
You know who she reminds me of? Lola Scumpy. She's literally Lola Scumpy. She's literally like, I'm just speaking the truth.
She's like Gloria freaking Steinem. She's not gonna like this one bit. She'll go all Terminator on his ass and yours. My mom loves Jeremiah, and she and Susanna always talk about me marrying one of her sons. So when is this happening? This August. That's really, really soon. Hardly gives us any time to plan. I don't know. We want it to be really small. We're gonna do it at the cousin's house. Chapter 15. I feel really bad having to do this. Annika turned around. "Do what?" "I'm not going to be able to room with you next semester." Her eyebrows were knit together. "What? Why? Did something happen?" "Jeremiah asked me to marry him." She did a double take. Isabel Conklin, shut the shit up.
You need to say it like how Conrad says it. Isabel Conklin, shut the shit up.
He said that?
Well, he said, Isabel Conklin doesn't want to eat a cupcake. Who are you?
He said that?
Isabel Conklin's not excited to eat a cupcake? Who are you?
You haven't seen all the videos of him going, "Who are you?"
No, I've seen
like with
fuck
a straight face.
school. I don't care about school.
No, that's like his best lines. Fuck school. I don't care about school. And who are you?
When she didn't say anything else, I asked, do you think I'm making a huge mistake? In her thoughtful way, she asked, does it matter what I think? Yes. It's not for me to judge is.
Also, I will be the bad friend who, if I think that you're making a huge, massive mistake and your boyfriend just did something really terrible and awful to you and then suddenly proposed to you, I will be the one to potentially ruin our friendship and be like, no, I don't think that you should be with him. Actually, that's kind of the reason why I lost a lot of friends, is that I'm a little too honest sometimes.
No, but he's love bombing her.
Oh, yeah, but don't you think Annika should be like, she's like, does it matter what I think? Yes, I think it does. I think it's like easily to be clouded in like I
feel like they're not as close as you're making.
Annika is like one of her best friends.
Oh, really?
I don't include Annika
because
as
I
much.
feel like Taylor should be the one to say that.
She said that her friendship with Annika is different than with Taylor. Her and Taylor are kind of like growing distant and apart, but like Annika's her best friend. She's her roommate. Hey,
yeah, let this be a lesson. If you see something, say something.
If people see something happening to you and let it slide under the rug and then just behind your back go,
They're bad
wow,
friends.
that's crazy. Bad friends.
Bad friends.
Good people say something, and often get crucified for it.
Not in like situations of like shoplifting and stuff. You kind of just let people do
Yeah,
that.
don't unless
if you
it's
see
from,
something, act like you didn't.
Right, unless it's from a small business or like a mom and pop
Yeah,
shop.
then you say something.
Then definitely say something. Out your friends.
But Target,
who cares?
Who cares?
Do
Walmart,
it
who
unless
cares?
it's over the $1,000 limit.
Oh,
then they will get put on a list.
yeah. So maybe if you see them shoplifting at Target, you go, hey, put a few of those things back.
Yes.
You're almost over the $1,000
See something.
limit.
Say something to your friend.
We don't condone shoplifting.
No.
Popcorn
You've read
Nicole.
well. Chapter 16. I didn't plan to start going by Isabel. It just happened. I knew you would love this.
Thank God.
All my life, everyone had called me Belly. I didn't really have a say in it. For the first time in a long time, I did have a say in it, but it didn't occur to me until we, Jeremiah, my mom and dad, and me, were standing in front of my dorm room door on freshman move-in day. Hurry, Belly, my dad said, breathing hard. She's
It's Isabel now.
Come sit down, Joy said, patting the floor next to her. We're playing Never Have I Ever. Have you ever played before? No, I said, sitting down next to her. Basically, when it's your turn, you say something like, I never. Annika looked around the circle, hooked up with someone related to me. Belly's like, fuck.
Oh, wait, no, she goes like this. Fuck. And she puts out two fingers.
I ended up taking one drink when Molly said, I never dated two people in the same family. You dated brothers? Joy asked me, looking interested all of a sudden. We're a brother and sister. Coughing a little, I said,
yes.
You're right, they're so inclusive. Coughing a little, I said, brothers? Twins? Shay said, at the same time? Molly wanted to know. No, not at the same time. And they're just regular brothers. They're a year apart. It's kind of badass, Joy said, giving me an approving look. I love all the TikToks of people being like, if Isabel Conklin went to my high school, like, we would all be like, did you hear that she's now dating the other brother?
Yeah, I would literally be like, I would talk about her all the time.
Because
she would be the new goss.
That happened in my town, and we of course did all talk about it. We were like, oh, that's really fucking weird. He's now with the other sister.
Absolutely.
Chapter 18. The night before we all go to Cousins for the dedication of Susanna's garden, Jer and I were talking on the phone. We were talking about wedding stuff, and I told him Taylor's ideas. He loved them all, but balked at the idea of a carrot cake. I want a chocolate cake. With raspberry filling.
Raspberry coulis.
I want a double tier mirror glazed chocolate cake with 80% cacao and raspberry coulis. That's what I want. Cacao is the bean.
No, Belly, cacao is the bean.
No, you don't get it. Cacao is the bean. I don't know if you should keep working at Bears. What are you talking about? We need the money. Yeah, but I have the money my mom left me. We can use that for the wedding. I don't like you having to work so hard. But you're working too. I'm an intern. It's a bullshit job. Well, at least he admitted it. I've been doing some internet research, and it looks like it's going to be a lot more expensive than we thought. Even if we go really simple, we have to pay for food and drinks and flowers. We're only getting married once, Belly. True. My mom would want to contribute, right? Everything that happens.
Susanna would have wanted
This is what Susanna would have. Susanna would have wanted me to have my double tier mirror glazed chocolate cake with 80% cacao and raspberry coulis.
And then a second little tiny cupcake that is carrot cake.
Yes, exactly. Chapter 19. Conrad's definitely coming today, right, Bean? My mom asked me. You're the one who talks to him, not me. I put my bare feet on the dashboard. My high heels were in a heap on the floor of the car. Checking the rearview mirror, my mom said, I haven't spoken to Conrad in a few weeks, but I'm sure he'll be there. You wouldn't miss something as important as this. Because did I really believe he was coming? If I didn't, would I have taken extra care of my hair that morning? In the shower, would I have shaved my legs not once but twice just to be safe? Would I have put on the new dress and worn those heels that made my feet hurt if I truly didn't believe he was coming? No. Deep down, I more than believed it. I
She's
knew it.
literally engaged.
She's doing a full body shower because Conrad's showing up.
But she's engaged. Is she not? Is she engaged in this scene?
She's engaged in this scene.
Why is she acting like this?
Because it's like going to a One Direction concert. Conrad might be there.
Yeah, right. But what about Jeremiah, the man you're going to marry?
That's me. Before I leave the apartment now, every single time, I'm like, fuck, Joe might be out there on the streets of
And I'm
New
like,
York.
well, what about Adam?
And I'm like double shaving my legs. And I'm like, okay, and Joe might be there. And what if Joe's there? And what if I'm holding hands with Adam and Joe sees me? We were standing in the parking lot of the Women's Center. Mr. Fisher, Jer, Steven, my mother, and me. People were standing to file into the building. Mr. Fisher had already checked inside twice. Conrad wasn't there. My mother shook her head. I haven't heard anything new. When I spoke to him last month, he said he was coming. Chapter 20. Conrad. Popcorn Jake.
I saw her before she saw me. In the front row, I saw her sitting with my dad and Laurel and Steven. Again, it occurred to me that she had grown up while I wasn't looking, that there was every likelihood she had changed and I didn't know her anymore. But when she stood up to clap, when she had the clap, I saw the Band-Aid on her ankle and I recognized her again. She was Belly. She kept messing with the barrettes in her hair. One was coming loose. My plane had been delayed, and even though I had done 80 the whole way to Cousins, I was still late. Jeremiah was starting his speech just as I walked in. I watched Jer sit down in the first row in the seat next to Belly. I watched him take her hand. The muscles in my stomach clenched. I moved behind a woman in a wide-brimmed hat. It was a mistake. Coming back here was a mistake. Chapter 21. This is Belly's perspective. Then I saw him. Standing there in the back was Conrad in a gray suit. Next to me, I heard Jeremiah clear his throat. I started. I'd forgotten he was standing next to me. For those couple of seconds, I forgot everything.
Your fiance's next to you and you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot he's here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at your brother. How have you been, little sis? Conrad asked. He had that look on his face, part mocking, part mischievous. I knew that look. I'd seen it so many times. Great, I said, looking at Jeremiah. We're really great. I rode Jeremiah to the restaurant. I rode with Jeremiah to the restaurant. My mother and Steven took one car. Mr. Fisher and Conrad both drove separately. Maybe we shouldn't tell them today, I said suddenly. Maybe we should wait. Jeremiah turned on the music. What do you mean? I don't know. Maybe today should just be about Susanna and family. Maybe we should wait. I don't want to have to wait. You and me getting married is about family. It's about it's about a brother and a sister coming together as one. I want you to be able to wear your ring right now, loud and proud. I am loud and proud.
That ring is not loud and proud.
I want you to be able to wear your ring loud and proud. She's like, are you sure?
Not in front of Conrad. Not in front of Conrad. Not in front of Connie, baby.
Away. Conrad's here. We all clinked glasses and drank. Before I could put mine down, Jeremiah gave me this look like, get ready, it's happening. My stomach lurched. This is such a good sign. This is such a good sign when you're about to tell everyone that you're getting married, that you're like really nervous
and you feel
like
unwell.
You feel unwell and your stomach is lurching. Like, this is exactly what you want. I took another gulp of my champagne and now you're like, oh fuck, I need to drink to get through this. I have something to say, Jeremiah. I have something to say, Jeremiah announced. While everyone was waiting to hear what it was, I snuck over a look at Conrad. Great. That's exactly what you wanted to be doing right before you're about to tell everyone that you're getting married.
Look at your
ex-lover, who's the brother of your husband, or your future husband. I had this wild impulse to stop Jeremiah, to clap my hand over his mouth and keep him from saying it. This is so great. This is exactly what you want when you're about to tell everyone that you're getting married. Everybody was so happy. This was going to wreck it. Yes, this is exactly what you want to be saying. I'll just go ahead and warn you. It's really good news. Jeremiah flashed a smile at everyone, and I braced myself. He was being too glib. I thought my mother wouldn't like that. I asked Belly to marry me, and she said yes. She said, yes, we're getting married this August. It's like the restaurant got really quiet all of a sudden. Like all the noise and chatter got sucked out of the room. I looked across the table at my mother. Her face was ashen. Oh, great. Steven choked on the water he was drinking. Coughing, he said, what the? And Conrad, his face was completely blank. It was surreal. She looked dazed. She opened and then closed her mouth, and then she looked right at me and said, are you pregnant? I felt the blood rush to my cheeks. Wait, no, I liked how it happened in the show better, because she goes, well, we are getting married. She shows the ring, and the mom goes, no.
No.
I thought of what had led up to Jeremiah's proposal, and just as quickly the thought floated away. None of that mattered anymore. What mattered was that we were in love. I said, we want to get married, Mom. You're too young, she said in a flat voice. You're both far too young. Jeremiah coughed. Yeah, and we love each other, and we want to be together. You are together, my mother snapped. And then she turned to Mr. Fisher. Her eyes narrowed. Did you know about this? Calm down, Laurel. They're joking. You were joking, right? No, we're not joking.
You mind in the show, Conrad the entire time is sitting at the end of the table like this.
For this.
No.
This is very irresponsible. You are not sure enough for this. You are not ready.
Popcorn, Nicole.
Chapter 22. I can't support you in this decision, Isabel. If you go forward with this wedding, I won't support it. I won't be there. It knocked the wind out of me, even though I was expecting it. Her continued disapproval still, I thought she'd come around at least a little. I stood up jerkily. If you can't be happy for me, then maybe it's best you don't come. I was already at the staircase when my dad called out, Belly, wait. I stopped and then I heard my mother say, let her go. Chapter 25. On my way out to meet Taylor at the mall the next day, I stopped by my mother's office. I'm going to look for a dress, I said, standing in her doorway. She stops typing and looked over at me. Good luck. Girls were supposed to go wedding dress shopping with their mothers. They were supposed to step out of the dressing room in just the right dress, and the mother would tear up and say, that's the one. Come out, Taylor yelled from the chair in a three-way mirror. She was camped out with all the other mothers. I don't think I like it. It's too sparkly. I look like Linda the Good Witch or something. Just come out and let me see you. The girl from earlier stepped out wearing the same dress I had on, but in a champagne color. She saw me and right away asked, which prom are you going to? Taylor and I looked at each other in the mirror. Taylor was covering her mouth giggling, and I said, I'm not going to prom. Taylor said, she's getting married. I looked at us in the mirror and we stood there in the same dress. I thought we looked the same age too. I saw her mother looking at me and whispering to the lady next to her, and I could feel myself blush. Taylor saw too and loudly said, you can hardly even tell she's 3 months pregnant. The woman gasped.
Oh my God.
She shook her head at me, and I gave her a little shrug. Then Taylor grabbed my hand, and we ran back to the dressing room laughing. You're a good friend, I said as she unzipped me. We found out at the next store. It was the last one I tried on. Everything else had been only so-so or too expensive. The dress was long and white and silky and something you would wear on the beach. It was not that expensive, which was important, but most important of all, when I looked in the mirror, I could picture myself getting married in it. Nervously, I stepped out, smoothing the dress down at my sides. I looked at her. What do you think? It's perfect. Just perfect. You think? Come look at yourself in this mirror and you tell me, biatch. Giggling, I stepped up on the platform and stared at myself in the three-way mirror. This was it. This was the one. Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 26. Mom, look who's here. She smiled, and a smile that looked brittle, but it was a smile nonetheless. She stood up. I'm glad you came. I've been wanting to talk to both of you. Jeremiah rubbed his hands together. Alrighty, let's do this. Belly, get over here. Group hug first.
They did that in the show, and it was so fucking cringy.
The three of us sat in the living room. Jeremiah and I on the couch. My mother in an armchair facing us. Everything was going so well. He had made my mother laugh. I hadn't seen her laugh or smile since we told her. I started to feel hopeful, like this might actually work. The first thing she said was, Jeremiah, you know I love you. I want nothing but the best for you, and that's why I can't support what you two are doing. You aren't ready for a commitment like this. I'm talking about a lifetime here, Jeremiah. Eagerly, he said, Laurel, I want to be with Belly for a lifetime. I can commit to that easy. My mother shook her head, and that's how I know you're not ready, Jeremiah. Come on, Yan. You know you've always wanted me for a son-in-law. My mother pained. Not like this, hon. I'm sorry.
You know which way she wanted him as a son-in-law? To be the brother. To be the brother of Conrad.
Dude.
That's how.
Does this mean you aren't coming to the wedding? I asked her. Shaking her head, she said, Isabel, what wedding?
What wedding?
What wedding, Isabel? You don't have the money to pay for a wedding, poor. No, I won't be there. How can you say that? You're just mad that you don't get a say in this. You don't get to say what happens, and it's killing you. Yes, it's killing me. Watching you make such a stupid decision is killing me. My mother fixed her eyes on me. I turned my head away from her, my knees shaking. I couldn't listen to her anymore. She was poisoning our good news with all of her doubts and negativity. She was twisting everything. I stood up. Then I'll leave. You won't have to watch anymore. I'm staying at cousin's house until the wedding. I can't deal with her. If she can't get on board with this, then it's too bad because this is happening.
I think she just wants the summer.
I think so too.
I think
she's like, fine. I'm going to cousins.
It's just Saltburn, but like less evil. Like no one has to die.
Yeah, like she's not.
Well,
like,
someone did die, but like not in as evil of a way. Like she's literally Barry Keoghan's character, and she's like, I will do anything to get in there.
Chapter 27. We were half an hour from cousins when Jeremiah called and said, Conrad's been staying at cousins. My whole body went stiff. Do you think he'll mind if I'm staying there? I could hear Jer hesitate. No, I don't think he'll mind. I just wish I could be there too. If it wasn't for that stupid internship, I could be. Maybe I should just quit. See, he doesn't trust her.
That's such a mature decision. Like, yeah, let me quit my internship, like my only hope for a good job in the future. So that I can monitor you and Conrad.
Belly's gonna stay here until the wedding. Is that cool with you, Con? And I could tell Conrad was surprised because he didn't answer right away. I won't be in your way, I assured him. I'll just be doing wedding stuff. It's fine. I don't care.
I thought it was Belly's house too. I thought she could. Why do you need permission from
Yeah,
Conrad?
I know. If it's it's like your stomping grounds, girl. You practically own the place. So I've been worried about nothing. Conrad didn't care if I was there or not. It wasn't like we would have to hang out with each other. He would do his own thing the way he always did. I would be busy planning the wedding, and Jeremiah would drive up every Friday to help. It would be fine.
Chapter 28, Conrad's perspective, Conrad's version, Conrad's edition. I asked Jer if he wanted to surf because I wanted to get him alone so I could figure out what the hell was going on. So how pissed is Laurel? Pissed, Jer said, grimacing. Belly and her had a pretty big fight yesterday in front of you? Yeah, shit. I wasn't surprised, though. There was no way Laurel was going to be like, sure, I'll throw my teenage daughter a wedding. I looked out toward the house. I hesitated before saying, I don't know. If Laurel's against it and Dad's against it, maybe you shouldn't do it. I mean, you guys are still in college. You don't even have a job. When you think about it, it's kind of ridiculous. My voice trailed off. Jer was shooting daggers at me. Stay out of it, Conrad. That's how Jeremiah in the show acts. Like, he goes, stay out of it, Conrad. I never asked for your opinion. This is between me and Belly. I said, you're right, forget it. I punched my hand through the water. I want to kick his ass. Between me and Belly, smug piece of shit. He was marrying my girl, and I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to watch it happen because he was my brother, because I promised. Take care of him, Connie. I'm counting on you. Chapter 29. Our guest list would be under 20 people. With 20 people, we could have a clam bake and feed everyone. Easy. We could get a few kegs and some cheap champagne. How many kegs do you think we'd need for 20 people? They're not...
Probably one keg.
They can't even legally buy the alcohol for the wedding.
Okay, gag it.
They can't even...
Good point.
Like,
but also one keg is probably enough, right?
But you're way too young to get married if you have to ask someone else to go buy the keg. Like, Conrad's going to have to go buy the keg. Chapter 30. That first week in Cousins, I steered clear of Conrad. I couldn't deal with one more person telling me I was making a mistake, especially judgy Conrad. He didn't even have to say it with words. He could judge with his eyes. Hey, where are you coming from? The gym? Then he stopped short. Is that what you're eating for breakfast? I was munching around the edge of a Pop-Tart. Yeah, it's my last
Pop-Tart
one.
scene.
Sorry. I left cereal out on the counter. There's fruit in the fruit bowl too. I thought it was yours. I didn't want to eat your stuff without asking. Then why didn't you ask? Shaken back. How could I ask when I've barely seen you? You just said that you were ignoring him. Conrad was turned out to be a pretty good housemate. He always put the seat down back on the toilet. He did his dishes right away. He even bought more toilet paper, more paper towels when we ran out. Why are they sharing a toilet? There's
this is a huge-ass house.
19 bathrooms in the house. She just wants to pee where he pees. He was the exact opposite of Jeremiah in that way. Jeremiah never had changed the roll of toilet paper. It would never occur to him to buy paper towels or to soak greasy pan in hot water and dishwashing soap. So he's a child.
Hates him.
He's
she
a child.
fucking hates
He's a child.
Jeremiah.
He's a
Why
child.
is she getting married to him? She hates him, Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
She hates him.
Oh, I know. Chapter 31. Are you going to stay in California after you graduate? It depends on med school. Do you have a girlfriend? I saw him hesitate. No. Chapter 32. Conrad's perspective. Her name was Agnes. A lot of people called her Aggie, but I stuck with Agnes. It was an old lady name. Agnes had short, dirty blonde hair. It was wavy and she had cut it to her chin. Sometimes she wore glasses and her skin was as pale as milk. That's the most beautiful thing anybody could ever say about a pale woman's skin. When we were waiting for the lab to open up one day, she asked me out. I was so surprised. I said yes. We started hanging out a lot. I liked being around her. She was smart. Her hair carried the smell of her shampoo, not just fresh out the shower, but for a whole day. We spent most of our time together studying. Sometimes we'd go get pancakes or burgers after. Sometimes we'd hook up in her room during a study break when her roommate wasn't around.
She's using the parabens. That's why it's staying all day.
She's using herbal essences.
Yes.
And
she smells good.
Herbal essences was at its peak in like 2010. We've been dating almost 3 months. Out of nowhere, she asked me, have you ever been in love? Have you? I asked you first. Then yes. How many times? Once. Agnes absorbed my answer as she chewed on her pencil. On a scale of 1 to 10, how in love were you? I didn't look at her when I said 10. Wow. What was her name? I let out a short breath. Isabel. Satisfied? Shaking her head, she said, Now tell me how you met. We never really met. I just always knew her. When did you know you were in love? I didn't have an answer to that question. It was like gradually waking up. You just go from being asleep to a space between dreaming and awake and then into consciousness. It's a slow process, but when you're awake, there's no mistaking it. There was no mistaking that I had been in love. I wasn't going to say that to Agnes. I don't know. It just happened. She looked at me waiting for me to go on. You have one more question, I said. Are you in love with me? Her face fell and then she tried to sound upbeat as she said, so, no, huh? Well, are you in love with me? I could be. If I let myself, I think I could be. Oh, I felt like a piece of shit. I do really like you, Agnes. I know. I can feel that that's true. You're an honest guy, Conrad, but you don't let people in. It's impossible to get close to you. She tried to put her hair in a ponytail, but the front pieces kept falling out because it was so short. Then she released her hair and said, I think you still love that other girl, at least a little bit. Am I right? No, I told Belly. I don't believe you, she said, tilting her head to one side teasingly. If there wasn't a girl, why would you stay away for so long? There has to be a girl. There was. I stayed away for 2 years. I had to. I knew I shouldn't even be at the summer house because being there, being near her, I wouldn't want what I couldn't have. It was dangerous. She was the one person I didn't trust myself around. The day she showed up with Jerry, I called my friend Danny to see if I could crash on his couch for a while, and he'd said yes. But I couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't leave. The promises you make on your mother's deathbed are promises that are absolute. They're titanium. There's no way you're breaking them. I promised my mother that I would take care of my brother, that I would look after him. I kept my word. Okay, popcorn Jake.
Chapter 33. Conrad. The night at the motel, I didn't sleep. I went over and over everything that had happened between us. I couldn't keep doing it, going back and forth, holding her close and then pushing her away. It wasn't right. When Belly got up to shower around dawn, Jared and I had got up too. I was folding up my blanket and said, it's okay if you like her. So this is them at the motel that night that it stormed.
Yeah.
Got it. I felt like I was choking as I said, it's okay with me if you want to be with her. He looked at me like I was crazy. I felt like I'd gone crazy. I heard the water in the shower shut off and I turned away from him. and said, just take care of her. When I thought about it now, that moment in the motel, I understood I was the one who had set this thing in motion, pushed them together. It was my doing. I was the one who was going to have to live with it. They were happy. Jared's stuck in city traffic, she said, blowing her hair out of her face. I told him to leave earlier. I really needed his help today. What did you need him to do? We were going to go to Michael's, the craft store. Dryly, I said. I can't say I've ever been to a Michael's before. If you want, I'll go with you. I grabbed a couple of the heavier bags and followed her up the steps into the house. Jeremiah was lying on the couch watching TV. When he saw us, he sat up. Where have you guys been? He asked. And he said it casually, but his eyes flickered at me as he spoke. At Michael's, Belly said. What time did you get here? A little while ago. Why didn't you wait for me? I told you I'd be here in time. Jeremiah got up and crossed the room. He pulled Belly toward him for a hug. I told you Michael's closes at 9. I doubt you would have made it in time.
This was in the Conrad episode, the episode 5, the one that Jenny Han directed and that Conrad narrated, and it was gorgeous.
Chapter 34. I'm wiped, Jeremiah said, leaning back into the booth, closing his eyes. Well, wake up. We have work to do. Like what? What do you mean, like what? Tons of stuff. At David's bridal, they were asking me all these questions, like, what's our color palette? And are you going to wear a suit or a tuxedo? Jeremiah snorted. A tuxedo on the beach? I probably won't even wear shorts.
Shoes. If you're not wearing shoes to my wedding, because that then gives permission for other people to not wear shoes, and then I have to see other people's feet, I will actually pass away.
Hey, can we dance to You Never Can Tell at the reception? I don't know that song. Sure you do. It's one of my favorite movie. Hint. We had the soundtrack on repeat at our frat house media room all semester. Come on, you're making all the decisions and all I want is one thing. I couldn't tell if he was serious or not. Either way, it pissed me off. Plus, I was still pissed he hadn't made it in time to help me at Michael's. The server came by with our food and Jeremiah dug right into his lobster roll. What other decisions have I made? I asked him. You decided that the cake was going to be carrot, he reminded me, mayonnaise dripping down his chin. I like chocolate cake. I don't want to be the one making all the decisions. I don't even know what I'm doing.
He's making her do all the decisions because he's late to everything. He's not on time. He's not helping. And then he's mad then and he's like, well, you're making all the decisions.
Jeremiah whistled under his breath. Alrighty, bridezilla. I'm not a bridezilla. I don't even want to do any of this. You do it. He stared at me. What do you mean you don't want to do any of this? My heart was beating really fast all of a sudden. I mean the planning. I don't want to do any of this stupid planning. Not the actual getting married part. I still want to do that. Chapter 35. Popcorn Nicole.
I would rather have had someone shoot me in the head with a nail gun repeatedly than have to watch the two of them cuddling on the couch together all night. That was really funny when they did say it in the show. After they went to dinner, I got in my car and drove to Boston. As I drove, I thought about not going back to Cousins. Screw it. It would be easier that way. Halfway home, I made up my mind that, yeah, that would be for the best. An hour from home, I decided, screw them. I had as much right of there to be there as they did. He's like going back and forth. Chapter 37, Conrad. It didn't really hit me how hard of a time Belly was having until I heard her on the phone with Taylor later that week. She had her door open and I was brushing my teeth in the bathroom. I heard her say, Taylor, I really appreciate what your mom is trying to do, but I promise you, it's okay. I know, but it would just feel too weird with all the adults from the neighborhood at my wedding shower and then my mom not being there. I heard her sigh and say, yeah, I know. Okay, tell your mom thanks. She closed her door then, and I was pretty sure I heard her start to cry. Next morning, I got up early to see Laurel. It was kind of dark out when I left. I called her on the way and asked if she could meet me for breakfast. Laurel was surprised, but she didn't ask questions. She drove 5 hours to go get breakfast with Conrad. 5 hours?
This carbon footprint is
These
stupid.
people don't have phone calls. None of them
what
have phone calls.
What is Nanny doing for work?
She's an author.
Yeah, she's not writing.
I cleared my throat and said, I called you because I wanted to talk about the wedding. Her face got tight, but she didn't interrupt. Laura, I think you should go. I think you should be part of it. You're her mom. Laurel stirred her coffee and then she looked at me. You think they should get married? I didn't say that. Then what do you think? I think they love each other and they're going to do it regardless of what anyone thinks. And I think that Belly really needs her mom right now. I heard her crying last night. She was saying how Taylor's mom is throwing her a wedding shower, but it won't feel right without you there. Lucinda's throwing her a shower? Then stirring her coffee, she said, Jairus hasn't thought this through. He isn't taking it seriously enough. You're right. He's not a serious guy, but believe me, he's serious about her. I took a deep breath before I said, Laurel, if you don't go, you'll regret it. He's like directly threatening her. She looked at me directly. Are we speaking honestly with each other here? Don't we always?
Like flirtatious.
Oh, but when other people said it, you're like, oh, those sick fucks.
Well, I mean, it's weird, but this part is very flirtatious. Are we speaking honestly with each other? Don't we always?
Laurel nodded, taking a sip of coffee. Yes, that we do. So tell me, what's your interest in all of this? I'm in love with you.
Yeah,
I'm in love with you, Yanni.
I love you, Yanni.
I knew this was coming. This was Laurel after all. She didn't mess around. I just want her happy. Ah, just her? Yeah, okay, you too. You too, Laurel. Jeremiah too. And that's it? She looked at me steadily. I just looked back at her. Chapter 38. He was pretty quiet at the florist. Taylor and I had decided on calla lilies, but when I looked through the book of flower arrangements, I ended up picking peonies instead. When I showed them to Conrad, he said, those were my mom's favorite. I remember, I said, I ordered 5 arrangements, 1 for each table, just like Denise Colletti told me to. Could those be peonies too? Sure, we can do that. I'll put together something nice. Are you and your groomsmen doing boutonnieres? He turned red. I'm not the groom. He's the brother of the groom, I said, handing her Mr. Fisher's credit card. We left pretty soon after. Popcorn Jake.
Oh my God. On the way back home, we passed a fruit stand on the side of the road. I wanted to stop. Ooh, this is my scene. This is my scene.
Jake is kicking his
This is my
feet
scene.
now.
I wanted to stop, but I didn't say so. So I guess Conrad could tell because he asked, want to go back? Nah, that's okay. We already passed it. I said, go back, go back. He made a U-turn on the one-way street. The fruit stand was a couple of wooden crates of peaches and a sign that said to leave the money in the container. I put $1 because I didn't have change. Are you going to have one? I asked him, wiping off my peach on my shirt. Nah, I'm allergic to peaches. Since when? I've definitely seen you eat a peach before, or a peach pie at least. He shrugged. Since always. I've eaten them before, but they make the inside of my mouth itch. Before I bit into my peach, I closed my eyes and inhaled the fragrance. You're lost. I never had a peach like that before. So perfectly ripe. Your finger sank into the fruit a little, just touching it. I gobbled it up. Peach juice running down my chin, pulp dripping all over my hands. It was a sweet and tart, a full body experience, smell and taste and sight. This is a perfect peach, I said.
There have now been 2 sexual peach scenes that I have witnessed in my life, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
I almost don't want to have another one because there's no way it can be as good. Let's test it out, Conrad said. He's horny as fuck. Let's test it out.
I got my period for the first time in 3 months before I was watching this scene again for like the second or third time, and I was crying really hard watching it. That was my first time crying in like months, and it was like, I was like, he's saying let's test out the theory. He's saying let's test it out because he wants to try it again with Belly. He wants to try the relationship again with Belly. He can prove that it can be just as good.
Oh, interesting. That's not how I interpreted it. I interpreted it as, damn, I need to see her mouth all wet.
I need to show you this. I need to show you this episode. They injected the peach with corn syrup to make it juicier.
Yeah, that's insane.
We need to watch it.
I love the TikToks of it where it's like every time he turns around, she's like doused in water.
Wild Horses is going to be on like my top 5 on Spotify rap this year.
Oh my God.
That one in 4 bites. Was it good, he asked me? Yeah, it was. Conrad reached down and wiped my chin with his shirt. It was maybe the most intimate thing anyone had ever done to me. This is... I felt lightheaded, unsteady on my feet. It was all in the way he looked at me, just those few seconds. Then he dropped his eyes, like the sun was too bright behind me. I sidestepped away from him and said, I'm going to buy some more for Jer. Me when I mentioned your brother when we're flirting.
She ruined it.
Me when I mentioned your brother who's my
This is the closest thing she's
fiancé.
ever had to sex. This is it. This is it.
Good idea, he said, backing away. I'll go wait for you in the car. I was shaking as I piled the peaches into the plastic bag. Just one look, one touch for him, and I was shaking. It was madness. I was marrying his brother. Wait, she paid $1 and she's taking more than 2 peaches? I feel like she's being greedy. Hey, want a peach? I asked, swinging my plastic bag like a pendulum. Jer hugged me and said, you're a peach. Aw.
I don't give a fuck.
Did you know Conrad's allergic to peaches? Of course. Remember that time we had peach ice cream and his mouth swelled up? I broke away and went to wash the peaches. I told myself there's nothing to feel guilty about. Nothing happened. You didn't do anything. You just ate 2 peaches really seductively in front of your fiance's brother.
You can't do anything anymore.
No, really. I think it's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Good, right? I asked him. I held one up to my face and inhaled deeply, trying to clear my mind of all the crazy thoughts. Jeremiah nodded. He'd already finished it and was lobbing the pit into the sink. Really good. Did you get any strawberries? I could eat a whole box of strawberries right now. She's like, fuck, I can't do anything right. I didn't even get strawberries.
It's not even
nope,
that, but even like you could be the you could be the most
brightest,
perfect, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still gonna be Jeremiah Fisher who wants strawberries.
That's actually really real.
He doesn't want Belly. He doesn't want Belly. He just wants to beat Conrad. That's it. But Conrad was happy to stop by and just watch her eat the peaches. But Jeremiah, he doesn't want that. He's
not satisfied with peaches.
He's not. That's why he went after Lacey Barone. He went and got his strawberries in Cabo. And mangoes.
He went and got his strawberries in Cabo.
He did.
You're so funny for that.
He did.
You got your strawberries in Cabo, didn't you?
Right. I would be so...
That's what I would have said.
And if I decided
you
to...
picking a fight with the man you don't want to marry.
If I stayed with the man who cheated on me, I would bring it up every single day for the rest of his life.
Popcorn, Nicole.
It was the day of Taylor's bridal shower. I kept thinking of it as her shower because she and her mom were the ones who were throwing it. The invitations they sent out were nicer than my actual wedding invitations. I was wearing a white sundress and sandals. I put on mascara and blush and pink lip gloss. When I'd left the cousin's house, Conrad said I looked nice. It was the first time we'd spoken since the day we stopped for peaches. He said, "You look nice." And I said, "Thanks." Totally normal. There were our friends, Marcy and Blair and Katie, Taylor's Aunt Mindy, my next door neighbor, Mrs. Evans, Taylor's mom, Lucinda, and sitting next to her on the love seat wearing a light blue suit was my mother. My eyes filled when I saw her. She's crying again. We didn't run across the room to embrace. We didn't weep. I made my way around the room hugging women and girls, and when I finally reached my mother, we hugged tightly and for a long time. We didn't have to say anything because we both knew.
Damn, they're actually going to get married.
Chapter 42. It was Wednesday, just a few days before the wedding. Tomorrow, Taylor and Annika were coming to cousins, and so were Josh, Redbird, and my brother. I was vacuuming the living room when Conrad pushed open the sliding door. He'd been surfing all morning. I turned off the vacuum cleaner. "What's wrong?" I asked him. "Wipe out. I got cut by my fin." "Bad?" "Nah, not too bad." I watched him limp over to the bathroom, and I ran over. He was sitting on the sill of the tub, and blood was soaking through his towel and running down his leg. "Keep putting pressure on it. I'm gonna get some stuff to clean it." He's like literally like a med student, like it's okay. It must have really hurt because he obeyed me. When I came back with hydrogen peroxide and gauze and Bactine, he was still sitting there in the same position, his leg in the tub.
I'm sorry, this is so random. Bactine smells so good.
Okay.
You ever smelled Bactine?
I don't think so.
Oh, it has. I'm like, it has like such.
What, you're
it's like
salivating?
it's like gasoline to me. Like you know how
Okay.
gas smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bactine smells not like gasoline, but it smells as good as gasoline.
Okay. The cut was a few inches long and skinny. It wasn't bleeding as heavily, so I went ahead and started to pour hydrogen peroxide on the wound. "Ow," he yelped. Ouchie. "Don't be such a baby. It's barely a scratch," I lied. I was wondering if he was going to need stitches. Conrad leaned in closer to me, his head just barely resting on my shoulder as I cleaned. I could feel him breathing in and out. I could feel each sharp intake of breath each time I touched the cut. When the cut was clean, it looked a lot better. I dabbed Bactine on it and then wrapped his calf in gauze. Then I patted his knee. "See? All better." There was this moment between us, then, of us just looking at each other, holding each other's gaze. My breath quickened. If I leaned just forward a little, we would be kissing. I knew I should move away, but I couldn't. "Belly." I could feel his breath on my neck. "Yeah. Will you help me stand up? I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap. You've lost a lot of blood. I don't think you're supposed to sleep." He smiled weakly. "That's with concussions." I scrambled up and then pulled him next to me. "Can you walk?" "I'll manage," he said, limping away from me, his hand on the wall. My t-shirt was damp from his head on my shoulder. Mechanically, I started cleaning up the mess, and my heart was pounding out of my chest. What just happened? What did I almost do? This time wasn't like with the peaches. This time, it was all me. Chapter 43. Jared was putting on deodorant and I was sitting on his unmade bed. "You sure you don't want to come with us?" "I'm sure." "Hey, remember that time when you found that dog on the beach and we named her Rosie until we realized she was a boy and then we still kept calling her Rosie anyway?" He looked at me frowning, slightly remembering. "It wasn't me who found her. It was Conrad."
They kept misgendering the dog.
They kept misgendering the dog.
Fuck that.
And also, why is she bringing this up? This
Yeah.
this had no context to anything else. "No, it wasn't. It was you. And you cried when her owners came and got her." "No, that was Conrad." His voice was hard all of a sudden. Had it really been Conrad? I'd been so sure of that memory. I was a person who loved to play Remember When in my head. I'd always prided myself on how I remembered every detail. It scared me to think that my memories could just be ever so slightly wrong.
She's beating the dementia allegations. I'm such a remember when kind of friend.
Chapter 44. We all changed into our pajamas and Taylor and Annika presented me with a wedding gift, a lacy white baby doll nightie with matching panties for the wedding night, Taylor said meaningfully. Yeah, I got that, I said, holding up the underwear. I hoped I wasn't blushing too red. Thanks, guys. "Do you have any questions for us?" Taylor asked, perching on my bed. "Taylor, I live in the world. I'm not an idiot. I'm just saying you probably won't like it that much the first couple of times. I mean, I'm super tiny, which means I'm really little down there, so it hurt a lot."
Oh my God.
It might not hurt as bad for you. Tell her, Annika. Annika rolled her eyes. "It didn't hurt me at all, Is." "Well, you probably have a large vagina," Taylor said. Annika thumped Taylor on the head with a pillow, and we all started giggling and couldn't stop. Then I said, "Wait, exactly how bad did it hurt, Tay? Did it hurt like a punch in the stomach hurts?" "Who's ever punched you in the stomach?" Annika asked me. "I have an older brother." "It's kind of a different pain." "Did it hurt worse than period cramps?" "Yes, but I would say it's more comparable to getting a shot of Novocaine in your gums." Great, now she's comparing losing her virginity to getting a cavity filled. Is quit listening to her. I promise you it's more fun than going to the dentist. It'd be one thing if you were both virgins, but Jeremiah knows what's up. He'll take care of you. Taylor collapsed into a fit of giggles. He'll take care of her.
No, he won't.
I tried to smile, but my face felt frozen. Jeremiah had been with 2 other girls.
That's what he's experienced.
His high school girlfriend, Mara, and now Lacey Barone. And in the show, a lot more people. So I was pretty sure he'd know what to do. I just wish he hadn't. "Tay," I whispered. He was lying next to me. "What?" Her voice was sleepy. Something weird happened. What? She was alert now. Yesterday, Conrad cut his leg up surfing and I helped him, and there's this weird moment between us. Did you kiss? No, but I wanted to. I was tempted to.
Oh my God.
Whoa, she said with a little sigh. But nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. I just feel freaked out because I kind of wanted to just for a second. I let out a big breath. I'm getting married in a couple days. I shouldn't be thinking about kissing other boys. Softly, she said, Conrad's not other boys. He's your first love, your first great love. These are all bad friends. They need to be like, girl, get out of there. Like, you need to break up with him. Yeah. Conrad went to see your mom. My breath caught. When? A couple of weeks ago, he convinced her to come to the bridal shower. She told my mom and my mom told me. I was silent. He did that for me? I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to get all mixed up again because you love Jer, right? You want to marry him? Are you sure? Because it's not too late, you know. You could still call the whole thing off. You don't have to do this weekend. You could take some more time. Conrad was still looking out for me. Silently, I got out of bed, crossed the room, and felt my way around the bureau until I found it, my glass unicorn.
What's she gonna do with that?
I'm not... She's gonna go into Jeremiah's room and stab him with the glass unicorn. That's how this book should have happened. I'm not gonna read this. This was not a stupid scene. It's not stupid, but like no one cares about the little kid scenes. It's just like she would play with the glass unicorn when she was little, and then Conrad got her a glass unicorn.
Oh, okay.
Popcorn Jake.
Chapter 46, Conrad. I came back with 5 more shots of tequila, and since Steven was still out on the dance floor, Jer downed his shot. I was nursing my beer when I heard this guy Josh say to Jeremiah, dude, you're finally gonna get to close with Belly. They hadn't had sex yet? And he's like, yes! They hadn't had sex yet? That's crazy. We boned so early on. And then I heard Josh say, yo, you're like a virgin now, too. You haven't gotten any since Lacey and Cabo. You're like a virgin now. It's been long enough. That's what they said. Cabo, Jeremiah.
You're like a virgin? It's been like 3 months since Cabo.
Like, what? Fisher's a lucky bastard. Lacey is smoking. Tom elbowed him and said loudly, shit, remember how they locked us out of the hotel room? And they were so into it, they didn't even hear us knocking. We had to sleep in the frigging hallway that night. Laughing, Josh said, that girl was hella loud too. Oh, Jer, I saw red under the tables. I clenched my fist. I wanted to hit something. First, I wanted to hit these 2 guys, and then I wanted to go find my brother and beat the shit out of him. I jumped up from the table and made my way across the club, shouldering and pushing my way through the crowd until I got to the bathroom. I banged on the door. Somebody's in here.
He's like, somebody's in here.
He's like, 2 people are in here.
And Conrad's like outside with a knife, with a gun. Yeah. He's standing there ready, like with the gun. Honestly, in the show, if he pulled out a gun, I wouldn't be surprised.
Chapter 47. An hour later, the boys came back, drunk as skunks. I'd seen Jared drunk before, but not like this. He was so wasted, the boys practically had to carry him upstairs. He could barely open his eyes. Belly, he called out, I'm gonna marry you, girl. I just want to say something. It actually sends shivers down my spine. There's nothing more embarrassing than dating somebody who gets like that drunk. When they get that drunk that people have to start carrying them around. Yeah. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be like, and then all their friends are like, oh my God, like come get your man. No. That's your man. That's your man now. I went out to the car thinking maybe he'd pass out in the back seat, but he wasn't there. I was starting to get worried, but just then I caught a glimpse of him way down the beach, sitting in the lifeguard stand. I took off my shoes and made my way over to him. Did you guys have fun? I asked him. He didn't answer me. And then suddenly he said, I have to tell you something. What? Jared cheated on you when he was in Cabo. That wasn't what I expected him to say. Tonight at the club, one of his dumbass friends said something. He finally looked at me. I'm sorry you had to hear it from me. I thought you had the right to know. I didn't know how to answer him. And finally I said, I heard he knew about it. You knew? Yeah. And you're still marrying him? My cheeks felt hot. He made a mistake. He hates himself for what he did. I forgave him. Everything's fine now. Everything's great. Conrad's mouth curled in disgust. Are you kidding me? He spent the night in a hotel room with some girl, and you're defending him? Who are you to judge us? It's none of your business. None of my business. That shithead is my brother, and I never thought you'd be that kind of girl who would put up with that from a guy.
I put up with a lot worse from you. Shut up! Shut up, Belly! And what was it? What was the thing that he did that was so much worse? Because he forgot the orchids? His mom was dying! Oh my God! Have some grace! Literally, like, the show, it's so fucking hard because that kept happening where everybody was like, well, you did so much worse, or you did her so fucking dirty. And then she was like, you treated me like shit. And Conrad's over here like suicidal, like literally about to pull the gun on himself instead of on Jeremiah, even though it should be on Jeremiah. Okay, sorry, continue. I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
Eyes flashing, he said, I never once cheated on you. I never even looked at another girl when we were together. I slid away from him and started to climb down. I don't want to talk about this anymore because she knows she's wrong. I didn't know why he was bringing this up now. I just wanted it all to go away. I thought I knew you. I guess you thought wrong, I said. And then I jumped the rest of the way down. She jumped off the roof. I spun away from him. I didn't need his pity. I started walking in the opposite direction of the house. He called out, I still love you. I froze. Don't say that. I don't know if I'll ever get you out of my system. Not completely. I have this feeling that you'll always be there. Here. Conrad clawed at his heart. It's only because I'm marrying Jeremiah. I hated the way my voice sounded, shaky and small. Weak. That's why you're saying this all of a sudden. It's not all of a sudden. His eyes locked on mine. It's always. Just tell me one thing. Why get married now? Why not just live together? I had asked myself the same question. I still hadn't come up with a good answer. I started to walk away. Hear me out just for a minute, please. I'm begging you. He sounded strangled and hoarse. I let out a little breath. In my head, I started to count backwards. 60 seconds was all he would get from me. I would let him talk for 60 seconds, and then I would go and not look back. 2 years ago, this was all I wanted to hear from him, but it was too late now. 2 years ago, I fucked up, but not in the way you think. That night, do you remember that night? That night we were driving back from school and it was raining so hard and we had to stop at the motel. Do you remember? I remember that night. Of course I did. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I stayed up thinking about what to do. What was the right thing to do? Because I knew I loved you, but I knew I shouldn't. I didn't have the right to love anybody then. After my mom died, I was so pissed off. I had this anger in me all the time. I felt like I was going to erupt at any minute. I didn't have it in me to love you the way you deserved, but I knew who did. Jer, he loved you, and if I kept you with me, I was going to hurt you somehow. I knew it. I just couldn't have it, so I let you go. I'd stopped counting by then. Just concentrated on breathing in and out.
Can I do this line?
Go.
Okay, I'm gonna do this as Conrad. This summer, being near you again, talking the way we used to talk. You looking at me the way that you used to.
Is this actually how he did it?
Yes.
And talking the way that we used to. You looking at me the way that you used to.
Oh, wow.
I closed my eyes. It didn't matter what he said now. That was what I told myself. I see you again, and everything I plan goes to shit. It's impossible. I love Jer more than anybody. He's my brother, my family. I hate myself for doing this, but when I see you two together, I hate him too. Don't marry him. Don't be with him. Be with me. His shoulders shook. He was crying. Hearing him beg like this was hot. Seeing him exposed and vulnerable, it felt like my heart was breaking. There were so many things I wanted to say to him, but I couldn't. With Conrad, once I started, I couldn't stop. I broke away from him roughly. Conrad, he grabbed me. Just tell me, do you still feel anything for me? I pushed him away. No, don't you get it? You will never be what Jer is to me. He's my best friend. He loves me no matter what. He doesn't take it away whenever he doesn't feel like it. Nobody has ever treated me the way that he does. Nobody. Least of all, you. You and I said. Then I stopped. I had to get this right. I had to make sure that he let me go forever. You and I were never anything. His face went slack. I saw the light die out in his eyes. I couldn't look at him anymore.
She's lying.
Only when I was sure he couldn't see me, only when the house was in sight again, that was when I let myself cry. I dropped down in the sand and cried for Conrad and then for me. I cried for what was never going to be. Chapter 48. I started to walk away, but he followed me out to the porch. Listen, I'm sorry about last night. I didn't say anything. Will you do me a favor? Will you just forget everything I said? He flashed me a slight, ironic kind of smile. I wanted to smack that smile off his face. I was out of my mind last night, drunk off my ass. Being here again, it just brought back a lot of stuff. It's all ancient history. I know that. Honestly, I can barely remember what I said, but I'm sure that whatever it was out of line. I'm really sorry. For a moment, I felt such rage. I think I forgot how to speak. I found it hard to catch my breath. You weren't drunk, I said. Yeah, I really was. This time he gave me an apologetic smile. I ignored it. You brought up all that the weekend of my wedding, and now you want me to just forget it? You're sick. Don't you get that you can't play with people like that? Conrad's smile faded. Hold on a second, Belly. Don't say my name. Don't even think it. In fact, don't ever speak to me again. Again, with the ironic half smile, he said, well, that'd be kind of hard considering the fact that you're marrying my brother. Come on, Belly. I didn't think I could be angrier, but now I was. I was so mad, I practically spat as I said, I want you to leave. Make up one of your bullshit excuses and just go. Go back to Boston or California. I don't care where. I just want you gone. I'm not leaving. Go. Just go. Like literally like when you have to take a dog out, like in the movies. Like when they let the dog go and they're like, go.
Scram.
I don't want you anymore. You hear? That happened in multiple movies, and it broke me every time. Suddenly, I had this feeling, this absolute certainty that I was never going to be able to let him go. It was as simple as and hard as that. I had clung to him like a barnacle all these years, and now I couldn't cut away. It was my own fault, really. I couldn't let go of Conrad, and I couldn't walk away from Jeremiah. When Conrad Fisher told a girl he loved her, he meant it. A girl could believe that. A girl could maybe even bet her life on it. That was what I would be doing. I would be betting my whole life on him, and I couldn't do it. I wouldn't. Popcorn
Wow.
Jake. How we used to.
9.
And then you looked at me the way that
You used to. Chapter 51, Conrad. I felt like I was going out of my mind that night, sitting there at the table with everyone, cheersing when my dad made a toast, trying not to watch when Jared kissed her in front of all of us.
even Jeremiah still to this day, he's like, look what I'm doing. Like, imagine looking at your brother when you kiss your fiance the day before your wedding. Imagine. You're not in love with Belly. You're obsessed with your brother. You're obsessed with your brother. You are like in an infatuation with your fucking brother. You want to be your brother. You want to wear your brother's skin like a suit.
Chapter 52. I climbed out of the pool and put a towel around me and went inside up to Jeremiah's room. He was asleep, but I shook him awake. I need to talk to you, I said. Water from my hair dripped onto his pillow, onto his face. Groggily, he said, isn't it bad luck? I don't care. Jeremiah sat up, wiping his cheeks. What's up? Without preamble, I said quietly, last night Conrad told me he still had feelings for me. I could feel Jeremiah's body go rigid beside me. I waited for him to speak, and when he didn't, I went on. Of course, I told him that I didn't feel the same way. I wanted to tell you sooner, but then I thought it would be a mistake, that I should keep it to myself. I'm going to kill him, he said. Hearing those words coming out of his mouth shocked me. He stood up. I tried to pull him back down next to me, but he resisted. I pleaded, Jared, no, don't. Just sit here and talk to me. Why are you protecting him? I'm not. He looked down at me. Are you marrying me to erase him? No, I don't believe you. I see the way you look at him. I don't think you've ever looked at me like that. Not even once.
Then why are you with
getting
her?
married? Why are you getting married? I was breathing hard when I said, that's not true, Jared. That's not true at all. That's actually not true, Jared.
That's actually not the truth.
Jared. What I feel for him is all memories. That's it.
Memories I think about all the time.
Memories I think about all the time, and one that I can't touch. Can't we just forget about the past and make our own future? Just the two of us? Levelly, he said. Is it the past? I know you saw him over Christmas. I know you guys were together here. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. Say something. Go ahead. Try to deny it. Nothing happened between us, Jer. I promise you. I didn't even know he was going to be here. The only reason I didn't tell you was... What was it? Why didn't I tell him? Why couldn't I think of a reason? I didn't want you to be upset over nothing. If it was nothing, you would have told me about it. Instead, you kept it a secret. After all the stuff you said to me about trust, you kept that to yourself. I felt like shit for what I did with Lacey, and you and I weren't even together when it happened. I felt sick inside. How long have you known? Does it matter? He snapped. Yes, to me it does. Jeremiah started to back away from me. I've known since it happened. Conrad mentioned he saw you. He thought I already knew. So of course I had to play it off like I did. You don't know how stupid I felt.
And you know what? And in the show, he said that's why he picked a fight over spring break. So he intentionally...
What was the fight he picked over spring break?
About her, she's like, you want to see your dad? And so in the show, he's like, I intentionally picked that fight because you wouldn't bring it up. So he intentionally picked a fight to go and fuck Lacey Barone in Cabo.
Okay, well that changes that a little bit. Yeah, that
So
changes that a bit.
in my head, I'm sorry, it is cheating. You intentionally picked a fight so that you could be
broken up.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that part. Chapter 53. I was reasonably sure I was getting married. The only thing was, that's exactly how you want to feel. I was reasonably sure I was getting married. The only thing was, I had no idea where Jeremiah had gone or even if he was coming back. Okay, so Jeremiah is not there at the morning of the wedding. Chapter 54, Conrad. I woke up the next morning to Steven shaking my bed. Have you seen Jer? He demanded. I was asleep until 3 seconds ago. How could I have seen him? He's gone, man. I can't find him anywhere. He's left his phone. What the hell happened last night? I said, Belly must have told him. Shit. I don't know. I said, rubbing my eyes, what are we going to do? This is all my fault. I got out of bed and said, go ahead and get dressed. I'll look for him. Don't tell Belly anything. On my way out, Yanni stopped me and said, have you seen Jer? I needed to give him something. He went out to get something for the wedding. I'm going to meet him now. I'll give it to him. She handed me an envelope. I recognized the paper right away. It was my mom's stationery. Jer's name was written on it on the front in her handwriting. Smiling, Laurel said, you know, it might be nicer this way coming from you. Beck would like that, don't you think? I nodded. Yeah, I think she would. Jer was sitting on a bench by the garden, his head in his hands. He was still in last night's clothes. His head snapped up when he heard me coming. I'm warning you, man. Don't come near me right now. I'm warning you, man. Don't come near me right now. Come back to the house with me. Fuck you. You're supposed to be getting married in a couple of hours. We don't have time to do this right now. Just hit me. It'll make you feel better. I tried to pick up his arm, but he shoved me off. No, it'll make you feel better. You don't deserve to feel better. But after the shady shit you pulled, I should beat the crap out of you. Then do it. Then let's go. Belly's waiting for you. Don't make her wait on her wedding day. Shut up. You don't get to talk to me about her. Come on, man. Please. I'm begging you. Why? Because you still love her, right? What I want to know is if you still had feelings for her, why did you give me the go-ahead? Huh? I did the right thing. I didn't go behind your back. I asked you straight up. You told me you were over her. You weren't exactly asking my permission. When I walked in on you kissing her in your car, yeah, I still gave you the go-ahead because I trusted you to take care of her and treat her right. Then you go and cheat on her in Cabo during spring break. Maybe I should be the one asking you if you love her or not. As soon as I got the last word out, Jared's fist was connecting with my face hard. Good. I gasped. Can we get out of here now? Shut up. Don't talk to me about who loves Belly more. I've always loved her, not you. You treated her like garbage. You left her so many times, man. You're a coward. Even now, you can't admit it to my face. Breathing hard, I spat out a mouthful of blood. Fine, I love her. I admit it. Sometimes I think she's the only girl I could ever be with. But Jared, she picked you. You're the one she wants to marry, not me. I pulled out the envelope from my pocket, stumbled up, and pushed it to his chest. Read this. It's for you, from Mom, for your wedding day. Swallowing, he tore the envelope open. I watched him as he read it, knowing my mom would have the right words. She always knew what to say to Jeremiah. Jared started to cry as he read. I turned my head away. I'm going back, he finally said, but not with you. You're not my brother anymore. You're dead to me. I don't want you at my wedding. I don't want you in my life. I want you gone. Jared, I hope you said everything you needed to say to her, because after this, you're never seeing her again. Or me. It's over. You and I are done. He handed me the letter. This is yours, not mine. And he left. I sat on the bench and opened the paper up. It said, Dear Conrad. And then I started to cry too.
Even in her death, she still chose Conrad. She's like, Conrad, you are my favorite son.
Why did she switch them?
It was an accident.
Popcorn Nicole.
Chapter 55. What do you think's gonna happen?
There's no way they're getting married.
Someone knocked on the door. Taylor, I need a minute by myself. It wasn't Taylor, it was Conrad. He looked so worn down and exhausted. I ran over to him. What happened? Did you guys get into a fight? You shouldn't be in here. I just need to say something to you. I moved back to the window, turning my back on him. You've said plenty. Just go. Do you remember infinity? Slowly, I turned around. What about it? Tossing something toward me, he said, catch. I reached out and caught it in the air. A silver necklace. I held it up and examined it. The infinity necklace. It didn't shine the way it used to. It looked a bit coppery now, but I recognized it. Of course I recognized it. What is this? You know what this is. Nope, sorry. Okay then, you don't remember, but I'll remind you. I bought that necklace for you for your birthday. My birthday. It had to have been for my 16th birthday.
She's remembering her birthday. It's all coming back to her. She knows her birthday.
It was the only year he forgot to buy me a birthday present. The last summer we'd all been together at the beach house when Susanna was still alive. The next year when Conrad took off and Jeremiah and I went looking for him, I found it in his desk and I took it because I knew it was mine. He took it back later. I never knew when he had bought it or why. I just knew it was mine. Hearing him say now that it was my birthday present touched me. The last place I wanted him to touch me, my heart.
What's the first place?
My boobs. I
touched the other one. The other one, Conrad.
I took his hand and put the necklace in his palm. I'm sorry. Conrad held the necklace out to me
Looking
softly.
for this?
It belongs to you. Always has. I was too afraid to give it to you then. Consider it an early birthday gift or a belated one. You can do whatever you want with it. I can't keep it anymore. And it's from Tiffany, so you know it's more expensive than that fuck-ass ring that Jeremiah bought her. I'm sorry for screwing everything up. So I'm not going to stay for the wedding. I'm just going to take off now. I won't see you again. Not for a long time. Probably for the best. Being near you like this, it hurts. And Jer... Conrad cleared his throat and stepped backward, making space between us. He's the one who needs you. I need you to know that no matter what happens, it was worth it to me. Being with you, loving you, is all worth it. I wish you both the best. Take care of each other. He came up to me and kissed me on my forehead, and then before he stepped away, I closed my eyes and tried hard to memorize this moment. I wanted to remember him exactly as he was right then. And there, then he was gone. Just for that moment, the thought I might never see him again, it felt worse than death. I knew it in my bones that this time it was it. I'd finally made my choice and it had to be. He let me go. I was relieved, which I expected. What I didn't expect was so much grief. Bye-bye, Birdie. Chapter 57. He knocked at the door once. It's me, he said. Come in. I was sitting at the bed. I changed back into my dress. People would be arriving soon. Jeremiah opened the door. He was in his linen shirt and khaki shorts. He hadn't shaved yet, but he looked dressed, and his face was unmarked, no bruises. He sat down on the bed next to me. Isn't it bad luck for us to see each other before the wedding? He asked. Relief washed over me. So there's gonna be a wedding then? Well, I'm all dressed up and so are you. He kissed me on the cheek. You look great, by the way. Where did you go? I just needed some time to think. I'm ready now. Leaning forward, he kissed me again, this time on the lips. I drew back. What's the matter with you? I told you, it's all good. We're getting married, right? You still want to get married? Can't we at least talk about what happened? I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about it again. Well, I do want to talk about it. I need to. I'm freaked out here. You just left. I didn't even know if you were coming back. I'm here, aren't I? I'm always here for you. He knows where home is at.
You know where home?
He tried to kiss me again, and this time I pushed him off. He rubbed his jawline roughly, and then he stood up and started pacing around the room. I want all of you. I want every part, but you're still holding back from me. What are we talking about here? I asked, my voice shrill. Sex? That's part of it, but it's more than that. I don't have your whole heart. Be honest. I'm right here, aren't I? No. How do you think it makes me feel knowing I'm second choice, knowing it was always supposed to be you too? You're not my second choice. You're first. Jeremiah shook his head. No. I'll never be first. That'll always be Con. He hit his palm right against the wall. I thought I could do this, but I can't. You can't what? You can't marry me? My mind was spinning like a top, and then I started talking fast. Okay, maybe you're right. It's all too crazy right now. We won't get married today. We'll just move into the apartment, Gary's apartment, the one you wanted. I'm fine with it. We can move second semester, okay? He didn't say anything, so I said it again, this time more panicked. Okay, Jer? I can't. Not unless you look at me right now, look me in the eyes and tell me you still don't love Conrad. Jer, I love you. That's not what I'm asking. I know you love me. What I'm asking is, do you love him too? Are you Polly? I wanted to tell him no. I opened my mouth. Why couldn't the words come out? If I could just say the word, one word, yes. Jer inhaled sharply.
Gag.
We stared at each other. That's what Jeremiah said.
Jeremiah go, boots.
Do you still love Conrad?
Yes.
Gagged it. We stared at each other for a long moment, and then he inclined his head. He walked over to my dresser and picked up the letter from Susanna. You haven't even read yours yet. I didn't know if you were coming back. He ran his fingers along the edges, staring down at it. I got one too, but it wasn't for me. It was Colin's. My mom must have mixed up the envelope. She said she only ever got to see him in love once. That was with you. He looked at me then. I won't be the reason you don't go to him. I won't be your excuse. You've got to see for yourself, or you'll never be able to let him go. I already have. No, you haven't. The worst part is, I knew you hadn't. I still asked you to marry me. So I guess I'm partly to blame too, huh?
Yes.
He will let you down because that's what he does. That's who he is. Such a good brother.
Well, his brother's kind of a cock to him, to be fair.
His brother is not a cock. That
Yes,
was his
he
girlfriend
is.
first.
He should, yeah, but he should have said, you shouldn't date her. He should have said, you
His
shouldn't
mom said on her deathbed, take care of him.
That's taking care of him. That's taking care of him is saying, yeah, you should date her, and then endorsing the marriage, basically, and then on the day of the wedding, or the day before the wedding, going up to her and be like, I still love you.
They're all sick fucks, okay?
They are.
It ended up not raining that day. Jeremiah's frat brothers and my actual brother moved the table and chairs and hurricane vases for nothing. Another thing that didn't happen that day, Jeremiah and I didn't get married. It wouldn't have been right. Not for either of us. Sometimes I wondered if we had rushed into getting married because we were both trying to prove something to the other and maybe even to ourselves. But then I think no. We truly did love each other. We truly did have best intentions. We just weren't meant to be. Popcorn Jake.
A couple of years later. Dear Spelly, right now I'm picturing you today on your wedding day, looking radiant and lovely, the prettiest bride there ever was. I picture you about 30 or so. Yikes, because she's like 19 on her wedding day. A woman who's had lots and lots of adventures and romances. She's had two. I picture you marrying a man who's solid and steady and strong, a man with kind eyes. I'm sure your young man is completely wonderful, even if he doesn't have the last name Fisher. You know that I could not love you more if you were my own daughter, my Belly, my special girl. Watching you grow up was one of the greatest joys of my life. All of my love, always. Susanna. Oh, Susanna, if you could see us now. You were wrong about a couple of things. I'm not 30 yet. I'm 23, almost 24. After Jeremiah and I broke up, he went to live in the fraternity house, and I ended up living with Annika after all. Junior year, I studied abroad. I went to Spain, where I did have lots and lots of adventures. Spain is where I got my first letter from him. Real letters written by his hand, not emails. I didn't write him back, not at first, but they still came once a month, every month. The first time I saw him again, it was another year at my college graduation, and I just knew. My young man is kind and good and strong, just like you said, but he doesn't kiss me like Rhett kissed Scarlett. He kisses me even better. And there's one other thing you were right about. He doesn't have the last name Fisher.
You did not read that correctly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You idiot.
There's one other thing you were right about. He does have the last name Fisher.
She marries a completely different man.
I'm like, wearing the dress my mother and I picked out together, creamy white with lace cap sleeves and a low back. My hair that we spent an hour pinning up is falling out of the side bun, and the long wet strands of hair are flying around my face as we run for the car in the pouring rain. Balloons are everywhere. My shoes are off. I'm barefoot. Holding his gray suit. She's barefoot.
You know how I feel about that.
He's got one high but not too high heel in each hand. He runs ahead of me and opens the car door. We are just married. Are you sure? He asks me. No, I say, getting in. Everyone will be expecting us in the reception hall. We shouldn't keep them waiting, but then again, it's not like they can get started without us. We have to dance the first dance. Stay by Maurice William and the Zodiacs. I look out the window and there's Jer across the lawn. He has his arm around his date and our eyes meet. He gives me a small wave. I wave back and blow him a kiss. He smiles and turns back to his date. Conrad opens the car door and slides into the driver's seat. His white shirt is soaked through. Notice they didn't say if Jer's date was a woman.
Yeah, so Jer finally did come out as bi.
No way. we skipped that chapter. But it's in there, everyone. He grabs my hand and locks my fingers into his, and he brings it to his lips. Then let's do it. We're both wet already. He turned on the ignition and we were off. We head for the ocean. We hold hands the whole way. When we get there, it is empty. So we park on the sand. It's still raining out. I jump out of the car, hitch up my skirt and call out, "Ready?" He rolls up his pant legs and grabs my hand. Ready. We run toward the water, tripping in the sands. They're literally always falling. They're literally always falling, even on their wedding day, screaming and laughing like little kids. At the last second, he picks me up like he's carrying me across the threshold. "If you dare try and belly flop me right now, you're going down with me," I warn, with my hands tight around his neck. She's choking him. "I go wherever you go," he says, launching us into the water. This is our start. This is the moment it becomes real. We're married. We're infinite. Me and Conrad, the first boy I ever slow danced with, ever cried over, ever loved. Turn the page to read the letters Conrad sent to Belly.
Dear Belly, firstly, I don't even know if I should be writing you if this is allowed. First of all, he does low-key come off serial killer vibes a little bit.
In these letters?
In these letters. Just like a little bit. It's way more romantic in the show.
He's saying I shouldn't write if this is allowed because he's sending it from prison.
I hope it's allowed. He has a restraining order.
Yeah.
I hope you don't throw this away without even opening the box, because if you do, you'll miss out on something very important. Okay, fine. Something that was once very important to you. I went over to your house to fix your mom's computer. I went into your room to use a printer. I saw Junior Mint sitting there on the bookshelf looking incredibly pathetic. Remember him? Polar bear, wears glasses and a very stylish scarf. I went in for you at the ring toss. Apparently he misses you. Irrespective of that fact that you left him behind, he feels lost without you. I'm serious. That's what he told me. Pathetic, right? So here he is. Be nice to him, will you? We have to insert this TikTok of Junior Mint getting sent to Belly in Spain, because it is the funniest fucking TikTok ever. And when you see it, you're gonna howl. It is so fucking
You're
good.
gonna howl.
Dear Belly, so far I've written you 2 letters and you've written me, well, none, which is fine. Go ahead and feel free not to write me back. Seriously, don't feel obligated or anything, even though I sent you 2 handwritten letters and 2 gifts. But seriously, don't write back. I'm serious. It's better this way. I like hearing my news secondhand from Lore. Speaking of news, she told me that you met some Spanish guy named Benito and he rides around on a scooter. Really, Belly? A guy named Benito, and he has a long stringy ponytail. He probably wears leather pants and has a long stringy ponytail. I don't even want to know. Don't tell me. He probably looks like a model and weighs 100 pounds and writes you poetry in Spanish. I don't know what you see in a guy like that, but I don't know what you ever saw in me either. So I guess there's no accounting for taste. Right? Don't write back. Conrad. Dear Belly, you didn't write back. I thought for sure you would. You used to be so bad at following directions. Now look at you. Kidding. Jared asked if I'd heard from you, and I said no. He said you'd been chatting online. He said you cut your hair shorter, and that makes you look older, because Jeremiah told her, don't ever cut your hair. I like you like a witch. And here she was, cutting her hair. Then Laura showed us pictures of when she came to visit you. I want to go there someday. I heard you aren't hanging out with that guy Benito anymore. Don't say I didn't warn you. By the way, it looks good, your hair. I don't think it makes you look older, though, younger, if anything. I might as well be completely honest here, because who knows, if you're reading this, you might have thrown it out without opening it, which is your right, but I'll go ahead and say it. It killed me a little that Jared's seen you, talk to you, but I don't think he hates me anymore, which is the important thing. Also, in case I haven't made it clear, I think about you a lot. You're pretty much all I think about, just so we're clear. Conrad.
Just so we're clear.
Dear Belly, you know what you could give me? A letter back. Hell, I'll even take a postcard or an email, anything. I just want to hear from you. I just want to know what you're doing. By the time you get this, Christmas will have passed. I hope it was a nice one. Merry Christmas, Belly. Remember last year, me and you at the summer house? Best Christmas of my life. Love, Conrad. Dear Conrad, when I come home next spring, you better show me that family portrait. Don't you dare try to get me out of it. Oh, and I'll be taking it with me, since it's my gift and all. And yes, I do remember. Of course I remember. It was my best Christmas too. Right back soon. Belly. For years he kept it in his wallet, soft and creased into a million little folds. He said it kept him going and away from sewer slide. Kept him hoping.
Sewer slide? Is that what you said?
Yes. He said he wanted to keep it with him always, but I said we should keep the letters together where they belong. And he did show me the family photo. It's hanging up in our living room.
I'm kind of a sucker for letters written between 2 people who are in love. I do really,
I know,
really
even
love
though he was like definitely like serial killer vibes and sending them, and she was not answering them. But I swear in the show it's really romantic. Now where we are in the show right now, we're reading this right before the season finale. We don't know if they're gonna end up together because Jenny Han said that she might be changing the ending. So, and
There's no way
she's
they don't
currently
end up together.
dating Benito. She's currently dating him.
Benito Skinner?
And it's going well. Retrospectively, if this was not a real show or a franchise, then I would say, yes, Belly, choose yourself, girl. Step away from the Fishers. But because I invested into this show for 3 seasons, I do want to see her maybe ruin her life and just stay with a Fisher boy.
How did Drew come to the conclusion that she's Team Jeremiah? I'm sorry, I really don't understand that. He is like really annoying. And also, I just feel like she spent 3 books shitting on him the entire time.
Yeah.
Did she not?
Yeah, basically.
Like he sucks in all the books.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have read it in like this form because I don't think I could have sat through the whole like 3
show
books. No. Like the whole 3 books. Again, I'm curious to read something by her that's made for adults.
This isn't shitting on Jenny Han. I think I would have really liked this series had I been younger.
Yes, like in high school.
Yeah,
I would have eaten this up.
Yeah, middle school and
Yeah.
high school, this would have been perfect. It's like age appropriate. I would have loved it, and I would have been so excited for the show to come out. Now,
Right.
It's
like
not-
it's clearly for high schoolers.
yes, obviously. So
Yeah.
I can't.
And not saying if you enjoy it that makes you like
No,
that means anything
not at
about
all.
your.
But this
like,
just isn't like my favorite type of book.
Yeah.
And like Jake and I were not making fun of the writing. More so, I just like we do with Colleen Hoover,
Yeah.
where we make fun of like every part of it. In
more
this,
so just the plot line, girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one we were just mainly making fun of Jeremiah.
Yeah,
And
literally.
you needed to be caught up to speed.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
And I need an excuse to talk about it for a whole video and wear Willy Wonka and
For a-
Peach costumes.
for a 6-hour video.
Exactly.
This isn't the type of book that I would normally read, so this is fun.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I liked all three of them. Not the first one's fine, but that's like the world building
Yeah.
one. Yeah, the second one and the third one are
I
great.
can't wait to show you memes. We're done. We're
done.
out of here. Make sure that you like this video if you liked it. Please make sure to leave it a like because that helps out so much. Also, leave a comment. What was your favorite part of the books? Anything that you wish that we read? What was your favorite part of this season? Did you finish the season because the new episode came out sometime around when this video is being posted? What did you think about it? Make sure you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also, make sure every bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you are gross. If you want to follow me on my social media, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty. If you want to follow Jake,
At Jake Thatcher _ on Instagram and X, and at ThatcherJake on Twitch.
you really say X?
Yeah.
Jake and I are gonna go now, and I do have chocolate cake in the fridge that I am gonna eat.
Mirror glaze with raspberry coulis?